Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to the CPL 6 Grand Finals. Today we'll be continuing the epic battle between Team IKEA Build Orders and the Amigos. We'll be finishing Tier 2 tonight and getting into Tier 1. The score is already quite developed, so we're getting to the pointy end. I'm Neblime, I'm joined here by Sate Zero. Sate Zero, you excited for these finals?
I've been excited throughout this entire final so far. Lots of great games, good entertainment value, and I can only see everything kind of getting better. But we only got a selection of games. I think these gotta be some epic series if we're only doing a short amount of games this time, right?
Well, it only takes one game to be an epic game, right? As we've seen so far in the finals, there's been some very good games indeed. So as you can see, the score already favoring IKEA by quite a bit, but maybe tonight is the night Amigos will begin their comeback. So we're going to start with the final Tier 2 game of Theseus versus Packrat here.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. It was just a reminder to everyone, this was 21 for the series, so first to 11 wins. There's still some time. Amigos could easily run this back.
Alright, in the top right here, in the peach, we have Packrat, and in the bottom left, in the magenta, we have Theseus, TVZ here on Eclipse. So of course we have Packrat for Amigos, and Theseus for IKEA. So as Sate Zero says, IKEA not far from closing out this best of 21 series. They just need to win 3 more sets.
Yeah, I mean, it's starting to run down, though. Like, you got through the Tier 3, the Tier 2. Everyone's worth their own points, but now you're starting to get higher up on the team. It's going to see if the coaches had time to work with these players, or were they just putting all that effort into, like, no, we're going to make our Tier 2 and Tier 3 sharks. And they kind of maybe they let the high tiers to the wayside. So, you know, definitely a lot of opportunities here.
Well, this is funny.
Yeah,
sorry, you go.
I was gonna say I was very intrigued to see this matchup because they're both from Clan and me. I assume these players play against each other reasonably enough. We know Packrat, Theseus in the chat already, so he's excited to see it.
Yeah, I'm intrigued that you say that about the tiers, by the way, because in semi-finals we were saying kind of the opposite. Like, okay, well, you know, the tier 1s and 0s might go badly for a team, but of course the tier 2s and 3s can equally. But yeah, it goes both ways, absolutely. If the tier 0s are too strong, then they definitely contribute to the team's victory. Now look at this. Theseus looks like he's going to go for a mech build here, starting with a wall on the low ground. That's very interesting. You don't see that this often these days. But I think it's definitely a strong way to do it, especially on a 2-player map. I really like if he goes for the Goliath style here.
I mean, like, I feel like we've been seeing mech kind of come back in flavor, but yeah, the wall on the low ground is definitely something I'm not so familiar with here. And is there a risk to doing it in this matchup like this? Like, is there something about like maybe that egg, or is it hard to get like a nice solid wall off, or is this just being cautious, setting up the expansion?
Aside from CC first, this is one of the weakest things you can do to 4-pool because your workers are so far away, it's going to be very difficult to defend it, right? But who's trying to 4-pool on Eclipse, right? So I think it's a sound strategy for sure here. I guess another thing you would say is against Hydras or Lurkers, it can be a bit of a liability, but theoretically you've got time to set up other defenses and you'll still be in a good position as long as you counter that. Now, Packrat going for a pretty standard 2-hatch opening here. Doesn't know it's mech yet. His Overlord taking his time to get across the map, and he did not send a drone scout. So he might not realize that it's a gas opening for a little while. And if the Vulture kind of comes out before he's ready, that can get in and do a huge amount of damage here.
I mean, would it be unreasonable if you're not playing the drone scout, you're kind of just willing to let it rock? Or is that the kind of build maybe you just get the Sunken blindly, like you're saving the money for the Sunken just because you're not scouting?
I mean, yeah, I guess it kind of is like you don't want to be getting that Sunken if it's not gas though. That's the problem with that. But yeah, I think if you want to be safe, you would have to do that. But look at this, the Overlord actually going to see the wall pretty early here, so I think you see this wall, you know, like it's not going to be a regular opening. So I think that's fine for Packrat here. And you know what, maybe on this map he's already planned this out, that you don't need to send a drone scout so fast if you're up against this kind of thing. And we see Theseus sending another SCV on the map. Not really sure what's going on there because his current one's still alive. Not a single Zergling out yet. Packrat being pretty greedy. I mean, I guess he knows there's no Marines on the map.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe just trying to, if he catches Packrat, sees he has to be moving out with the Overlord, stops paying attention. Just a little tiny fake out opportunity for mind games. So big into these kind of series play, especially game 1. You get your opponent thrown off just a little bit and get a big advantage. But here comes that lair. The SCV sees absolutely everything. The SCV's got to get chased out of here before too soon, or otherwise you can even write off the possibility as lurkers to abuse this wall really quick.
Yeah, for sure. Although, I noticed the speed of the Packrat is quite fast. Did he get gas earlier than I thought? I don't know. It just looks a lot faster than it should be here. But, I mean, he's going to see it. Or is he... Oh my gosh, he doesn't want to lose his SCV right now. On 10 health only. Oh,
It
run.
gets in. It gets in far enough just to see that there is no Hydra Den at either location. At this point, for how long the lair is, you could be assuming Spire play.
Well,
You see
he's
that armor
assuming
already on the way.
wrong. If that's what he assumes,
Oh, yeah?
he is assuming wrong with this fast speed. We see Packrat making heaps of links here. Oh, this is such a smart build here. Because he got his gas so early, he got his layer on time, but he also got speed extremely quickly. Really fooling Theseus here, and he has no idea as this slow vulture comes up the ramp. It can't see the circlings. Oh, but they dive to the side. They don't get this around. But Theseus not paying attention, loses it instantly. Oh my god, he's in so much trouble right now. He has this wall, but he has to bring SCVs down to repair. Depot will fall very quickly to all these things. And there's a gap in the wall. He didn't do a link-proof wall. One vulture to hold off all these speedlings. I don't think it's going to be enough.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about with that wall. I'm like, this wall, like that egg, the width of this place. I know Peros has trouble walling this. Was kind of thinking Terran could have the problem too. I feel like I've seen walls at the ramp, but you can see it down here on the low ground. These legs flooding in without any issue at all. There's no bunker, no marines to be able to stop things down. Trying the best just to micro this vulture. When the second one plunging, you'd already see like the factory taking big damage. SCV's finally going to get pulled a little bit to defend, but not even that aggressively. Packard's doing so much damage while that Spire back at home building. Like, this is really throwing everything off.
Yeah, I didn't notice that wall. I would hit him with the Rhyme for sure. But yeah, this looks very bad for Theseus. And like I was saying, it's a really smart build by Packrat, because the layer went down like on time. There was no way to see. GG. Wow. A decisive first win for Packrat there. Alright, guys. I know it's finals, but I got to bring in the Rhyme. Depot above fits like a glove. Depot to the left, you will be bereft, as we saw just there. So very unfortunate there, but damn, Packrat showing he's not playing around.
Yeah, this is actually what I love to see, especially in a series. Game one, get a little wild, throw your opponent off, and we started seeing that a little bit last night. If you didn't have the opportunity to catch it, the VODs are on the Twitch channel. Definitely could check out the VODs of what we've done in the final so far. But we're finally seeing some cheese on Eclipse. It feels like everyone's just playing so straight up, but we're finally starting to see some people lose their minds. It makes for very exciting games as we go into game two on Polypoid.
Alright, in the top right here, we have Packrat, currently up one game. And the bottom left, in the magenta, we have Theseus. They're picking the same colors, I love it. Gotta keep it consistent.
Well, they're even lords among people. They picked top versus bottom, just in case.
Yeah, that is pretty good. Wow, I gotta at least expose the viewers to that beauty. That's nice.
Yeah, we could just mention it every time, because there's always going to be that one person. It's like, it's Navy versus Black in a TBT on Circuit Breaker. It's like, god damn, guys. It always happens just a little bit. So, you know what? I like seeing it here. Now it's Polypoid, macro map, cross position. So, I wonder if Packer's going to try something so aggressive again. But I don't think Theseus, like, you're not going to get caught out with some kind of crap like that again, right? Like, you're going to do a tighter wall if you're going to plan to do something like that.
He might not even be going for a mech build this time. That might have just been his strategy on the Eclipse. Theseus, you can do a link-proof wall there if you had your depot above the barracks, but let's not get too into that. We're just talking in chat there. Yeah, look at this. He's actually going to set up on the high ground here, but once again going for a wall, interestingly. So, I mean, is he going to go mech here? I'm not really sure why he'd wall here. I'm looking at this. I've never actually thought about it, but I don't think you can link-proof wall on Polypoid because it's too wide. You can tell I'm not a mech player, guys.
Yeah, but you are the savant, the master of all these kind of crazy buildings. So I was expecting you to know for sure. But I mean, hey, we didn't even get far to the game. And if Theseus is one of those kind of mech players, either 1-1-1 or probably Goliath build, it's still a robust build. And you didn't even get to go far enough in the game to know if Packrat can actually deal with it. So I like sticking to your guns. It's like, I didn't get to do my strategy last time. I'm going to, like, let's actually play it out and see how it goes. I like the decision.
Well, if you're on Polypoid and you happen to be cross positions, then yeah, it is probably fine. Like, you're under a lot less threat of that because the links just take so much longer to get there. So yeah, he's going for gas here, and I'm not sure about this. Well, I think it is link proof, but I'm not sure. It just depends how far over the depot is. But I think I was playing with Polypod the other day. I did this, and I was just like, oh, that's tight. Okay, cool. I didn't even realize. So it looks strong, but I don't know if Packrat's going to go for that again. Like, I think you already mentioned, it's not likely we'll see that kind of shenanigans twice in a row, right?
No, but I do like the slight kind of opposite thing we saw from Packrat. He got the 12 hatch, but snuck out an extra drone for any pool. He'll be using the fact that this is a bigger map, wants to just make sure the economy, so sneaking that extra drone could always help, like, as the game moves on. But yeah. Theseus got the refinery mining the gas out, but they were gonna see the attempted build we saw the first time. And Packrat at least knows, hey, you're willing to be a mech player? You can at least kind of think and kind of be mentally prepared if it happens again.
Well, I mean, you got to assume that you know, these players did their best to scout out each other's builds before the match. So, I mean, if Theseus is just the kind of guy who's always going mech, that's an easy call. Okay, turns out this wall is tight, at least for SCVs. Although that doesn't say much, does it? Oh my gosh, this drone! Oh, the timing! Oh my god. Drone's just like, oh, thank you, very polite. I'm glad you're a gentleman, Terran player. So he sees the gas, he sees even the pull-off gas, so he should know this is going to be an expansion right away. Very good scouting for Packrat here.
Yeah, this is also a little bit interesting. Not kind of what I've been seeing a lot from Zerg here, but it was a third hatch before the gas, so we're gonna see more traditional, old school 3-hatch play, gonna get that big unit up. So I wonder if it's gonna be that kind of style we've seen like a couple times, where kind of getting a lot of Hydras trying to like actually out-muscle the mech on the ground and kind of get up a bunch of bases early on.
Yeah, I like this a lot more than the 2-hatch muter style we keep seeing, because I feel like you try and over-harass the muters, you just can't fight the Terran army. But yeah, this is a much more like macro-heavy style, where you're just going to be trying to get more bases, more Hydras, as you say. So honestly, I really like this out of Packrat. And like we were talking about, if you're going to just make that guess that, okay, Theseus is just going to play mech, then you can go for this, right? Because you do kind of need to go for this before you can actually scout that. That said, if you see a wall at the ramp, you're like, okay, you're really going bio, my friend? Like, come on. Okay, the expansion is going up and the first vulture on the way.
I was always one of those things, I wonder, like, why don't bio ever just wall the ramp? I know it's like annoying and messes up your buildings or whatever, but because it's such a clear sign of mech, you could throw someone off by just being like, nah, it's bio though.
Yeah, for sure. You could be going like a 2-Rax Academy on one base behind this, but the problem with that is if Zerg is diligent, they'll see your barracks continuing to produce. And they're already going to make one sunken at the front, right? That's like what you do against mech. So I don't know. I don't know if it would really work, but there'd definitely be something to that. But Theseus not trying to be that sneaky today. Maybe in his future game we'll see that. And that's sunken will deny all aggression. This is a great wall off here. Really no way for Theseus to even get in there.
Yeah, I mean, it is that hatchery up at the front, easily scouted. That is 3-hatch. And the lair's actually morphed at the natural. So, like, really kind of revealing all the tech the SCV scout that did get killed by the Sun just sees absolutely everything. So Theseus knows what's going on. But, like, that's interesting decision making. I'm not 100% sure why you would be going for these kind of things. If you're just trying to bait around the scans, maybe. I'm not sure, but still, like, the players both in good positions. So healthy worker count for Packrat, as he's got these 3 hatcheries to just kind of really gear up for the mid game.
Well, this vulture needs to run away. Can't be losing that. Oh, that's very important for scouting. So that's a great move by Packrat. About that layer at the natural, honestly, we could spend some time dissecting it, but just briefly, I'll say maybe if like a 5-fact push is coming in here, the hatchery just needs a little bit more HP to buy time for something. I don't know. I'm not really sure. But yeah, now that vulture fell, I mean, Packrat can just take this third of impunity. No vulture around to even see that that's happening. And so far... Sorry, you go.
I was gonna say, look how many drones are getting made behind this. Packrat kills that first vulture. Knows, you know, like the mech loses that first vulture, they're like, all right, gotta gear up. Like, can't just kind of poke around, and that's a free window. Take that 3 o'clock base, really drone up behind this, and even a couple Hydras are gonna get their upgrades eventually. But Theseus is gonna have to build up for a while. Packrat can go wild until then.
Yeah, these Hydra's actually forcing a bunker here, but Theseus does not have to go into Goliath range. He's immediately going into tank production here because he knows there's no Spire out just yet. But wow, 5 hatches coming up for Packrat. I'm really liking this macro start. It looks like he's going to be taking a strong lead here, unless Theseus can find a way to get some harass done. You know what would be quite strong against this would be a Vulture drop, to be honest. Because yes, he made some Hydras, but he sent them across the map. So imagine 4 Vultures just unloading in Packrat's base right now.
I mean, that'd be good, but like you can't just make a dropship happen. There's not even a starport, man. Like that's so out of the way to go get it. It would be nice. I'm not gonna deny vulture drops. Literally the worst thing I've ever seen. Like it just ruins every game every time it happens. But yeah, it's a little bit out of the way. You see, actually just trying to build up the force, the army working the upgrades, 2 factories worth of production, and a siege mode about halfway done now. So.
Yeah,
we'll see what Theseus does, but it's going to be a little while.
He's gearing up for a Hydra bust here. I don't think he was expecting Packrat to take a third. And, you know, I understand, like, it's good to play safe here and not suddenly die to that when you're in the finals. But Packrat's using this to take a great advantage because he literally made 3 Hydras and then went back to drones. And now he's starting to make Hydras again. But he has a great economy right now. His third base basically saturated. This SCV is going to see the truth. He's like, oh, that's it. So, I don't know, I think Packrat, again, strategically looking really good. Game 1, he really had a sneaky strategy, and then this game, I think he's really positioned himself very well. We see drops coming up already. I believe Overlord Speed is already finished, so that can be a really really strong tool against this early Terran mech, because they're not really established with like tons of turrets or anything like that. Vessels aren't out yet to radiate Overlord clumps, so you can really get in there and keep the Terran back for a while with this kind of strategy.
Yeah, isn't it a little bit risky though? Like, if you do end up going for a drop and it ends up getting cleaned up, you're losing a lot of forces. Because I assume you're not dropping Hydras. You're going to be dropping Lurkers, right?
Oh no,
like,
you're dropping Hydras. No, you're dropping
Yeah?
Hydras for sure, for sure.
Oh, I'm so excited to see this game then. Man, I haven't seen a style like this.
I mean, you can go into Locust later, but honestly, like, against Mech, it's not really worth until Dark Swarm, because they're going to have, like, a turret around. They always manage to find a way, you know, and the Academy look is on the way, so yeah. No, it's not going to happen that way this time. But he's making a ton of Hydras right now. That brave scouting SCV, different one, but still very brave, making its way across the map, although all it'll see is a clump of Hydras, I think, before it dies. Well, it sees that that hatchery is still there. Huge intel.
I mean, if it stayed alive for 1 second longer and saw that next group of Hydras get made,
and
it
this
might be
Overlord.
signaling.
And if you saw those speed overlords all coming out, that might start the suspicion. As it stands, I don't really see Theseus doing any preparation for this at all. He has turrets in the main. Presumably that's against like a muta switch or maybe a sneaky like just 2 lurker drop or whatever. But he is looking like he has quite a good defensive setup. Like, I love how his units are positioned. He's got a nice base layout. But he just needs to react quickly when the drop starts coming in, because presumably pack rats is to come down in the bottom right here. Another scouting SUV coming out. Theseus really just wants the intel. And you know what? I don't think I dislike it, even though he's losing SCVs here. I mean, with mech, minerals aren't as important, right? And he's just finding out everything he needs to know.
Yeah, I mean, the Academy was, like, reasonably slow. Like, he doesn't have scans to be scouting around. So I think he's really just trying to find out, like, are you prepping for some big attack? Did you take another base? Is it at one of these other mains I can try to put some pressure on? Like, get an idea of where they want to attack, but you can see Pack Rat's at 3 o'clock base. Already has a couple Sunkens ready, looking like that's going to be pretty easy to defend. As this army for Pack Rat, it's starting to accumulate, but look how much money's actually saved up here. Pack Rat having a little bit of trouble spending it.
He scanned the overlords. I mean, you don't know that there's anything in them, but it seems pretty sus to me that there's overlords just out here, and like they have speed as well. I mean, I guess Zerg's gonna get speed sooner or later against mech, but I don't know. He might suspect. Oh, look at this! Look at this! He's pulling SUVs. I think he's about to make turrets, or maybe just making depots.
Well, there's a lot of Goliaths still in the main. They didn't get rallied down.
He's figured it out, man.
He has an idea. Yeah, here comes the turrets.
Ooh.
They should be able to be here in time. So Pack Rat, the strategy gets kind of spotted out here, but still, I don't even think this is really a problem. Like, the situation for Pack Rat still looks good.
Oh my god, this SCV. This SCV, wow. Yeah, look, I don't know, man. It looks like Pack Rat's in a good economic situation, but if he has a really bad trade here, like, honestly, he just needs to, like, turn around when he sees these turrets. If he commits, this is going to be absolutely brutal for Zerg. And it's not like Terran will have a hard time securing a third after that kind of trade. Look how much is in here.
I do like that first Overlord that's going to hit has nothing in it, so no risk if you do have to fall behind a little bit. But here comes a move out from Pack Rat across the middle of the map, looking like he's going to force him to be able to defend. You got to defend the main and the front. I'm going to make sure you have enough and you're splitting it up carefully. There's a lot of turrets made here, though, and the Goliaths are in the main. Is that going to make the front too weak? There's only like this 1 tank here, actually 2 back here, but I don't know if one of them siege. Here comes the Hydras up at the front, gonna hit that bunker, immediately goes down.
Oh.
But that siege tank is doing so much work, it didn't get jumped on it, and here comes that drop, but it's gonna find a bunch of turrets ready and waiting.
Yeah, I mean, Theseus sort of fell for it, but everything died too fast at the front. This wasn't really synced up, and the Goliath's just doing massive damage. So many Overlords dying, so few Hydras even getting out. The turret's doing their work. I don't think a single Overlord's getting out of this. Oh my gosh, no, he just kills absolutely everything. So, Theseus crushing the Zerg army there. Absolutely no chance for that drop, unfortunately. So, great preparation by Theseus. And you know what we see? His third TC is actually finished here, because that's his plan. He crushes the drop and is like, alright, no problem securing third. And this is where you're starting to get nervous as Zerg, because that's all Terran has to do is just secure a bunch of bases, and then Zerg just kind of loses in this scenario. So he needs a backup plan, because I don't think a drop is really going to work out. Theseus is showing his defense against that is very strong. Although, I'm worried we don't see a starport yet from Theseus.
Yeah, that'd be the one thing, but that armor is about to finish up, gets these 1-1 upgrades on the Terran units. Siege going down, the Hydra's going to try to move forward, but there's just so much units here, so another group of Pack Rat's army getting killed off. And you can see that supply was so much more healthy for the Zerg, but lost so many Overlords. They're like trying to go for this attack, didn't get any damage done, and now Theseus got the third base up, they're out on the map, they're not feeling the pressure at all. And Pack Rat, like, they stopped going up the tech tree to set up for this attack, so we're not seeing a lair on the way. There's a Spire that's just finished, but hasn't really even built anything yet, and already investing in Carapace, so I think actually might be looking to go for a Muta Switch later on, or just making these drop Overlords a little more robust.
Yeah, I mean, it seems worth it for both, right? And you don't know what's going to happen later, if Terran's going to come out with something crazy like Wraiths or something. Maybe he's going to go Guardians. There's so many potential ways Carapace could be useful here. But, okay, we see this small Terran force. Okay, the main army is coming now. I think Theseus realizing there's a strong advantage here. Although this Overlord's kind of seeing everything. That's very nice. And I feel like Packrat could potentially go for a counterattack here. I don't know. His army is kind of stuck here, though, at the 3rd right now. I feel like a counterattack would be devastating because you delete that CC and you'd probably be able to push into the natural.
Yeah, it's not like that mineral only is very valuable. It doesn't have a gas.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have drones that right now. You could easily like kind of sacrifice this, go navigate around, try to get something else instead. But Theseus walks across the map, doesn't get slowed down. Here's the siege, and lots of Goliaths. They can start working up that high ground, trying to take the fight straight on. Decent upgrades for both players as the fight starts happening. Hydras have a great concave, but half of them aren't involved in the fight, and these siege tanks trying to do as much as they can. Hydra's moving forward, actually getting some pretty good damage done. They're going to be able to clear out these tanks, and I think Theseus maybe rushed forward a little too quickly here.
Yeah, that high ground giving good advantage, but the Hydra's all advancing down there and getting gunned down with these Goliaths. Look, I think it was a good trade for Zerg, but ultimately I think Terran might just have too much. Depends, can he get on this high ground before more Hydras hatch? Because honestly, if a few more Hydras hatch before he gets situated here, Terran might be pushed back. Although Terran continued to expand, building another CC in the bottom right, as well as one to float from his mineral only. I love it while he's putting pressure on. The only thing is, because he has this mineral only, I'd love to see more vultures and mines being laid. Okay, he's going to start coming up here. That's not that many Hydras to hold off all those Goliaths. More reinforcements coming in. GG, Packrat realizes he cannot hold this. That makes it 1-1.
Yeah, I'm always down for a game 3 between any of these players that we're seeing at the finals here, but these two especially playing some interesting styles. Excited to see what the adaptation is for the final game. And especially on a map, you know, it's Sylphid, there's no ramps, there's a lot of opportunities to be aggressive, and a lot of room in that main if you want to try to drop again. Like, it's a lot harder to hold on Sylphid in comparison to Volleyborn.
Absolutely, although going the same strat twice in a row might be a bit risky here. As we talked about before in series play, you know, it's good to mix it up more, I think. Alright.
Well,
in the 12 o'clock, in the magenta, still we have Theseus winning the last game, tying it up 1-1 in this best of 3. And the bottom left, in the peach, we have Packrat. So, going into our game 3, this will decide this set. Of course, I'll remind you, it's Packrat for Amigos and Theseus for IKEA. Amigos being the underdog right now.
yeah, they got some work to do. Now, you're saying it's a little risky to do the same build, but it's a very different map layout, so it's not like the builds will play out the same. And honestly, I would say Packrat's build wasn't even that bad. That attack got really fumbled. It has nothing to do with the strategy, with how badly the attack at the front and then the drop through. Didn't recognize, like, all right, I can't do this. Didn't back off and save the army, keep the map control or anything. So I don't think that's really much of a strategic choice. So
Yeah.
we'll see if the players do want to stick to their guns and, you know, just try to keep playing out the same game over and over.
Well, if we're talking strategic there, we'll give props to Theseus for continuing to try and scout. And just like, he knew he didn't know what was going on, so he just kept sending scouting SCVs out, and it did pay off, right? But yeah, I think if Packrat just like decided not to go through the attack, he would be in a fine position because his opening was very good. Now, speaking of that, I wouldn't be surprised, actually, despite what I was saying, if Packrat went for a Ling all-in here again. Because I feel like, you know, the natural is quite hard to defend here for Terran. And if you're going mech, you know, you're not going to have enough units out that fast. You really got to rely on those vultures and know that it's coming and all that. So we'll see. We'll see if that's what Packrat goes for, or if he have a third strategy up his sleeve. Because so far he's done something different each time. And everything he's done looks pretty strong.
I mean, I really would not mind. Like, it's the standard. You see it so much, but Mutilus play on Sylphid's so good because of how much room you have to cover, especially since Terran's at the 12 o'clock, actually defending the mineral line, the gas, all the production. It's just such a pain for Terran to deal with, so Mutilus get that little extra value. And that doesn't even give you the opportunity, you know, you can do Guardian play to harass the natural or any of these kind of like ways to abuse this map that has a lot of unwalkable terrain. So if Packrat likes Muta play, I would say this is definitely a good map to try it on, especially since you didn't show an inclination to go for Muta in the first 2 games.
Yeah, that's a good point. Although if I saw him going for Muta, honestly, I'd be a bit nervous, because we've seen in CPL these T2 Zergs have a lot of trouble doing this against the Goliath build. Because it's just so hard to build up enough Mutas to deal with the Terran army. Now, this is a game we do see an absolutely improved wall again. That drone going to be very sad, but I mean, it saw what it came to see. You know everything when you see this. I mean, these days, who's going for like 1-on-1 or anything crazy like that, right? There must be Goliath build. You see this. I mean, it's a bit of a, I guess, a leap, but I think you got to cut some corners, right? If you want to get maximum advantage from your scouting.
Yeah, I don't think there's even anything too bad about assuming that's Goliath, because even if it ends up being 1-1-1, like, what's the real damage? You're gonna take damage from one Wraith, like, and it's like, all right, I gotta react to this. It's gonna kill like a couple Overlords or a couple drones. It's not that bad of a deal. So if you're gonna assume one of the other, I would definitely say assuming Goliath is probably the way you want to go.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Although you could say, you know, if it's 1-1-1, you could potentially punish that a lot harder with an attack. I guess that's why people don't do 1-1-1 these days. Okay, so we see Ling speed coming up pretty fast again. Is this the same build we saw in game 1? I'm not quite sure, but it looks like it actually. Because yeah, he got pretty early gas here and started the layer like almost on time there. Ooh,
yeah, I really don't like it though, because remember, unlike what we saw in game 1, this is a tight wall. This is going to be a lot harder to actually break through, do that critical damage. You can get control of the natural at least, but I think this is not, it's not the giant opportunity to win the game like we saw on Eclipse, like when he went for the build. So it's still going to give you length, still going to give you some map control, but I'm not sure if I'm really in love with it. I kind of think either leaning towards Mutas, like leaning towards getting an advantage that way, or just trying to be economically ahead like you saw in the second game with all those drones like popping out as quickly as it did.
Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, if you're controlling the natural, what's he going to do with the SCVs here? He's going to fleece. Look at this. He's lifting the barracks out. Because he's kind of committing that, like, okay, he's going to hold that natural or else. So, I don't know. I think it could still work very well here. And the SCV getting taken out quite quickly. Again, that is the opening pack rat needed. There we go. He immediately starts morphing Lings. But the Vulture has a lot less far to go this time. Will it get intercepted? If he can keep this Vulture alive and doesn't lose instantly and start marking it, you can kill a lot of these Lings before they get to your base, even with speed. The slow Vulture is definitely able to do it. Oh my gosh, did he see that? Yeah, he did see that. And there we go, turns around instantly. He knows what's up now. He's going back to land that barracks, just like he was saying. But what is he going to do? Is he going to cancel this CC? It's not finished yet, so it can't lift. Oh, the barracks lands in time. Nicely done.
Yeah, but this is gonna, the Lings are gonna be able to get everything done here. Should be able to snipe off this SCV, stop the production. Don't let it finish. This, like, that it can be lifted and be saved. This is unfortunate. Packard chasing the one Vulture instead of stopping the CC. So CC gets away with this expansion. Even if he's might lose control of it later, the fact that it got completed, can fly now, like, that's a big win for Theseus. I think that could have been way worse if Packard decided to kill that SCV real quick.
Yeah, Theseus doing an amazing job macroing this while continuing his macro, because it's not easy to keep that alive for speedlings while you're continuing to build stuff. And we see he's continuing to make SCVs, even gets his add-on, all that good stuff. Now, he's being a bit brave here, assuming he didn't continue making Lings, but more Lings are on the way. 2 Vultures here is a reasonable force, but will he be able to macro against these Lings when they're out in the open like this? Gotta be careful. It starts to repair, but I don't think there's time. The Ling's just running through, gonna kill one Vulture, and then the other, the one that was macro, is still alive, but it's very low. Is Packrat gonna take it after all? Goes to land that barracks again. Okay, he's going to hit those SCVs. And sort of saying, yeah, you can give up the natural, but like, how many SCVs are you going to lose? I think Zerg will be in a fine position if he just lifts here. And yeah, look at this. Zerg actually is forcing him back.
Well, we're seeing a very different style strategy. Similar tech choices that we saw in game 1. It ended up getting drops in these Hydras, but so many less drones, so many less hatcheries. The Link's going to try to break through the wall here. There is a decent enough repair that should be able to at least slow this down. The Goliath doing enough job, and these Legs have to back off. They're still going to stop the mining, but like, if you look at Packrat, he's not adding drones behind this. He's rushing towards a slow overload drop, it looks like.
Yeah.
And he just does, he has only 2 hatcheries of production. Like, this is very committed, whatever he's about to do. It's got to get the job done, and I am concerned.
Maybe his plan is kill the depot with a Hydra so the Lynx can get in, but I don't think he has enough here. Like, I feel like Terran will hold that. Yeah, because the Goliaths have enough range before Hydra range is done, which is only just on the way now. The slow Hydra drop, I don't know, like, how many Hydras is he going to get in there with that? Like, 4 Hydras at once? I just don't see it happening. Maybe if he's hitting the wall at the same time, those 4 Hydras kind of come in. I don't know, I'm not sure what Packrat's thinking here. I would have said after lifting that CC, he's in a good position. You just go Spire and hold the Terran back and macro up. But look at that, tank comes out. I didn't see if C2 got researched, but I don't think it did. SCV going to have a look. DC sure loves his
no, I don't think it's done yet. The first research was actually the Charon boosters for the Goliaths. So anticipating the Muta switch, because like you're saying, it makes sense to go for it. But still, Theseus is going to be able to start producing here. We're going to work up the tank out, which make these Hydras way worse. And you see them just starting to walk over. I'm not sure how many are going to stop by that one Overlord, but that is a singular Overlord. So if you're going to try to elevate your things in, it's going to take a long time. If you're going to just get one group in, how much chaos can 4 Hydras really cause behind the scenes?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what 4 Hydras can do. They could run over and start hitting SCVs, maybe Terran overreacts, moves his army away from the wall, but I can't really see it, you know? It looks like Terran's actually expecting Lurker here with this turret, which to us, not an unreasonable expectation when you're like, what is Zerg doing? He's still at my front, you know, with all these units. Well, I guess we'll have to see. Packrat actually taking a 3rd here, but hasn't droned up at all yet, so I'm not sure what the plan is. Oh my gosh, that depot, he doesn't want to lose that. Oh, it's going to go down. Okay, that's a pretty big blow here.
The Lynx are going to try to go through. There is an SCV doing a good job slowing things down just a little bit. There's enough Goliaths here. SCV's getting pulled. Can't get back there. And there's that siege on the siege tanks. That's going to repel us back. The Lings all killed. There's still a good Hydra force here. But Packrat's not going to be able to bust through. But here comes some of these Hydras. I'm waiting for them to make a stop at that fake high ground to be dropped off by the Overlords in the base. But they keep getting rallied to the natural, trying to just maintain this contain.
Yeah, that was a beautiful SCV blocked by Theseus, by the way. The first one, and then pulling more in the minutes, so Zerg had no chance here. But yeah, how is Terran going to inch out here? He's going to need a lot more siege tanks than this. Oh, don't lose that CC. You don't want to lose that CC. He needs to pull that back. He could die very quickly to these Hydralisks. Oh my gosh, taking a lot of damage. Imagine if there was a single queen out right now. You just have to do a tiny bit more damage, and boom, he just infests it.
Man, you just want the wildest stuff when CPL games. Like, you're just like, it's the finals. Come on, break it out. Make the highlight reel.
Look, to be honest, I think it would have actually been strong if he had a single queen, because you have to do so much less damage to that. I don't know. And then you drop 8 Hydras in the main, do it to the main CC. That would actually be kind of sick. Alright, Zergs, you're hearing it. This is my new CPL bucket list, because we've had nukes now. We've had cannon rush. This is what I want to see now. The infested CC snipe strategy.
Yeah, the blind Terran coach for Team Rhindon's Revenge telling Zergs to play with this nonsense builds when they're not even on his team.
Alright. So, we have a bit of a stalemate here, but Terran doesn't really want to move through this narrow location. Zerg just holding him back. Zerg barely made any more drones. He made 2 more drones. So, I mean, while he's doing a great job slowing down Terran, it's not like he's really growing himself. He's just continuing to make Hydras mostly. And, I mean, once Terran gets enough tanks, he's going to be looking fine here. Got his +1 armor already. Zerg with no upgrades or even started. Oh my gosh, this is so awkward for Terran. Like, you don't know when Zerg's going to rush forward. But I think if Zerg does, he's going to have an efficient trade here, especially with all these SCVs to block. And 4 tanks out now.
Yeah, I'm just worried. This feels like if Packrat loses Contain, the game basically ends the moment this Contain is broken. And he's pretty far back. These siege tanks finally inching forward, going to start. And here comes the engage, but there's enough tanks far back as well. The first Goliath's up at the front will be slowed down. The Hydra's going to pounce on the tanks. 2 of them killed. 2 of them still remain. Goliath's moving forward. And a decent amount of Hydras getting damage done, but I think overall it's still getting repelled back. Packrat losing a lot, and with so few drones, that's actually, I think that's a win for Theseus. He held on enough, and he's just slowing this down the best he can while he keeps building up an army.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a good engage for Terran there. He only lost 2 of his tanks, right? And he cleared out basically all these Hydras, now he can just move forward, no problem. That CC's been waiting a long time for this, but now it can finally get landed. And like you say, hardly any drones now, up to 18 now. He's been adding them here or there, but really mostly making Hydras. And I mean, can he really make enough to stop Terran now? Did you see that? Oh, hang on, wrong player. There you go, he doesn't have vision there, that's funny. Oh, that one Goliath.
Yeah, the Goliath, it'll die for the cause. It's not even, it's robust. It's got that armor upgrade already, so these Hydras without any upgrades, just not so few numbers. Packrat finally has to give up the area, backs way out. Theseus is going to control the natural. And now look at the situation we're in. It's 3 base versus 2 with a bad drone count and no tech forward. There's no Evo chambers, there's no Spire, there's no Queen's Nest. That drop was research, and we haven't even seen an attempt to use it yet. This whole build feels a lot less planned out than what we saw earlier in the series from Black Rat.
Well, I mean, it started with the same Ling all in, right? But then he wasn't sure how to transition after that, I suppose, with this kind of like semi-win he got where he lifted the CC, but there was still a wall. So it wasn't exactly clear what his situation was. But yeah, maybe he can get speed and make something happen with drop. I would say, like, the tech he does have a lair at least, and he does have drop research, like you say. You could definitely be in the situation with no lair, and then you're really sweating a Zerg. But yeah, no upgrades on the way at all. Not that Terran has a starport, though, so we're not going to see +2 or anything like that anytime soon. So it's not going to get any worse, at least for a little bit for Zerg. But it's hardly about to get any better, especially with this natural going down.
Yeah. I mean, you see Packrat, he's still committing and building up a lot of Hydras. And I think it's going to be a lot worse than what we saw before, because now you got that bunker up at the front. It doesn't have anything in it, but still, it's just walls in the way. There's also the barracks, so it's like getting back to these tanks. No?
Depots have more HP. Why would you put a bunker? Maybe it's clean to make Marines, expecting another Hydra roll in.
I don't know, brother. Like, you're the Terran player. You gotta justify this to me. Maybe you could salvage it. He's playing the wrong game.
Okay, well, here he comes. He's going to try and come in here, but there's a lot of tanks in the back. And yeah, I mean, like you say, that bunker blocking, even though it doesn't have anything in it. Plenty of Goliaths to pick off the weakened Hydras as well. This is like a disaster for Packrat. GG. Theseus going to take it 2-1. Well done there. Alright. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but that adds another point for IKEA. Looking very dangerous right now. Up to 9 in the best of 21. Remember, they only need 11 to win. And now, Cold War Gates, I believe we have some unfortunate news for the next match. Is that right?
Well, match is a loose term for it. We're going to start into our Tier 1 games. Unfortunately, there was one Tier 1 walkover, and it breaks my heart to say it's Age. Age couldn't play the game.
Unfortunate.
So it's going to end up being Kazooie, represent Team Amigos. Getting a point on the board. Age unfortunately couldn't show up, so we don't get to watch whatever he would have had for the finals. Would have been glorious. But we've still got a bunch of great games ahead of us, so I'm not that disappointed. It's a little twing. It just hurts just a little bit.
All right, so both teams earning a point ultimately there brings us to a 9-4 IKEA to Amigos before we go into our first Tier 1 game. So Tier 2 and Tier 3 are done with. We're getting to the higher end of skill in the CPL. And I mean, that last series was pretty great. How can it only get better from here?
Well, it's going to have a Protoss in it now, so already better.
Yeah, a bug mentioning they did a lot of screams. It really shows, because Thesis... Well, I better introduce players before I talk about this. In the top right, in the green, rocking the CPL tag, I love it. We have Ash Sands, and the bottom left, in the orange, we have Cold Warp Gates, caster extraordinaire of CPL. Of course, Cold Warp Gates for Amigos, and Ash Sands for IKEA here. Going into next best of 3. So, I mean, Amigos...
What the hell? Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no backstory. Look at this, bro. Look at this, bro. We're playing Eclipse in the finals, baby.
All right, let's go. Yeah, let's do it. So the question is, does he make them in the kind of alley of death, or does he make him in the third? Does he make him in his base? Is this early enough to make them in Ash Sand's base? I don't think it does. If anyone in chat who doesn't realize, this is going to be proxy gates. That's the only reason you're sending probe out this early. That, or my favorite strategy, the cannon rush.
This would be early enough to get into the main if your opponent wasn't trying to wall off or anything. But I like this decision to build it over here, because you would figure if it's not the third, it's that below alley going southward towards the bottom right. So I've actually never seen anyone proxy in this location. So Cold Warp Gates got the preparation. Overlay. Oh, did I not do it? Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. All right. Well, it's okay. All we're seeing is there's a pylon in the middle of the map.
That's all you need to know.
Anything else? We got the excitement for you. We're doing radio play-by-play. This is what esports was back in the day.
That's right. Before they had television, they were still playing online games. Okay, so he's only making one. Interestingly, I don't know if he goes back and makes second one. I don't think he will actually. I think he's just gonna make one, put the pressure on a macro behind it. And yeah, Sexy are really pointing out, this is a very interesting spot. I'll just show the people on the stream. Like, normally you put them in the third.
Okay, that actually, not waiting for the second one, that ensures the gas steal. I actually like that decision so much. You see, there's no wall at the ramp, and you're the positioning master. Is this good of SimCity to deal with this Zealot shenanigans?
It's okay, but it should be one tile to the right. Like, the depot should be one more over, but that's fine. It does have a gap. He can put a second depot. He can make the box, as I like to call it, but hang on. He has no gas, so he cannot complete the box of a factory. So, I mean, look, it's fine, but it's not ideal. He probably can make it work. It depends on his micro. This SCV going past does not see that gateway, of course. And like I was saying, Cold War Gates continuing to macro behind it. This is not, like, completely dedicated. If the Zealot does not kill Ash Sands, Cold War Gates is still fine, because he's continuing to make probes at home. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, this doesn't even have to be that committed. It's basically it's that forward gateway you're getting the early pressure on, and that could do the damage itself, because all you gotta do is slow down that factory, which, I mean, the gas isn't taking it. You're gonna definitely slow that down. Here comes that first Zealot going through. The probe stayed alive as well for that extra DPS, and now you see that thing in here. There's a SCV scouting, and just sees a pylon back at home, so there's no some shenanigans, but actually doesn't know this is only one gateway, so maybe an overreaction could even happen from Sands. Cold Warp Gates really playing into the mental side of the game rather than the intensive, let's practice some crazy build side.
Yeah, absolutely. Decent micro from Sands so far, but he's not pulling back his SCVs, loses a few. Oh, that Marine, okay, picks off the probe, very nice. You definitely want to focus that. But now there's two Zealots here. 2 Zealots plus 2 Marines is not a good recipe for the Terran. He's going to pull back to his SimCity here. Another SCV going to fall. Sands doing a fine job keeping making SCVs during all this, but the problem is his gas is only just being taken now. His factory's a long way away, and the Vulture is kind of like the ace in the hole against this kind of thing. Oh, okay, he gets back through the hole there.
Yeah, honestly, I just love the choice that we're seeing here, because if you got your gas stolen playing a normal game, you would just build your CC now. But with Zealots in your base, you have all this money floating. Sands can't afford to spend it. The Zealot does go down. It's going to regroup a little bit, lead with the healthy one. AC, the SCV is trying to block the best they can, but these Zealots still getting some pretty good damage.
Nice focus fire. He picked out the injured one there, which is really hard to do when you're microing Marines as well. So very nicely done by Sands. Going to go ahead and build this bunker. I don't know if he needs more SCVs down here, but if he brings more SCVs and he gets his bunker up, this is looking quite good for Sands. Oh, needs to be careful though. These Marines really exposing themselves right now. Zealot's gonna go and get a hit in. One Marine falls. Oh, unfortunate.
Yeah, bunker not gonna be able to complete just yet. Sand's still being pretty far forward with these Marines, trying to do what they can. And Core Workgates does end up. Was it actually a kill or a cancel? It's hard to tell sometimes.
I wasn't really looking, but I assume it was a kill on the bunker. I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna go with kill.
Oh no, he needs more CVs.
He made the.
Oh.
Yeah, honestly, this is just a rough situation. These Marines are very far forward from any buildings to help the Sim City. You can see Corwin is splitting things up. He's going to try to slow down the bunker the best he can. The SCV will get killed as the bunker is at like 1% to go. Fantastic.
Oh.
To just keep delaying this as much as humanly possible. And he's Zealots in the main, like just playing outside the box of protection like you were talking about. Still getting a lot of damage done. Sans, the SCV count keeps falling as Core Work is back at home. Now they're starting to make Dragoons. Here comes the first one. And that bunker does get completed, but now
does
you're
Protoss
just
care?
walking the main.
Yeah, you're just like, okay, bye.
Just walking the main.
You have fun down there, Marines. I'm gonna go kill all your buddies. I mean, this is so hard to deal with. He actually has range complete, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw that in production. He actually researched that, or did he? No, I'm looking at it now. I'm like, did he cancel it? I'm sure he started it. In any case, a Nexus coming up during all this for Cold War phase.
The Cyber Core was pretty late because of all
Yeah,
this
but
pressure. I don't think he
oh, okay, he cancelled it. He did start it before, but I think he decided, oh, I can't actually afford a goon. Okay, this goon gonna run away. But it's doing good damage so far. And I mean, while this is going on, another one just gonna run right past that bunker. This is how it goes for Terran. Once the first unit runs by, they just keep coming. But let's take out that first one. About too much damage, actually.
I mean, you're just slowing everything down. You're like, look, that factory's not even done yet, and this Dragoon can still walk out. There's only one Marine in that bunker, so the Dragoon doesn't get killed off, finally walking away. And way back at home, the probe count was still being built. There's still a scout for Sense that sees what's going on, but there's a Nexus on the way now.
Yeah,
and they still have that gateway for production. Like, this turned from a lot of aggression into basically just a slightly delayed one gateway expand.
Yeah, masterfully done by Cold Wargates there. It seems like everything is in his favor right now. Even Sand's going to have a hard time holding this bunker because Range's going to finish before a tank's out, so he's going to start pummeling that with the goons. And besides which, he's going to have like 3 goons to 1 tank at least as well, so he could probably try and pick that off if he really wants to be brave. And no CC even starting for Sans yet because he knows he's got to rush up to that tank, he's got to make SCVs, he's got so much to do, so little money and time. Protoss just happily expanding. And what's the tech going to be? It looks like it's going to be Robo. No need to do anything crazy when you're already in this position.
Yeah, you're so... I wouldn't know how much you want to quantify, but you definitely feel ahead right now. You know how much you delayed this expansion, delayed the tech, so it's like you're not worried about factory explosion or 2-fact push, you're not worried about armies churning up upgrades anytime soon. And that range is about to finish, but he's even finding an angle to start working on this barracks as well. So he's even going to start forcing repairs with these 16 SCVs that have already been like dwindled so much. So everything we're seeing from Cold War is really leaning into the advantage they have, and they're just building into a nice stable game back at home.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think Cold War Gates, you know, he's decided he's done his crazy stuff for the game. Oh my gosh, this bunker got really low. He doesn't need to do anything out of the box right now. He just needs to play a normal like 3-base ARB game or whatever and capitalize on this advantage. And this bunker really getting pummeled here. The tank's out. Siege mode is not complete. Oh my gosh, this is brave. Oh, okay. Cold War Gates not looking like he wants to dive in though. That was an extremely brave tank.
Yeah, I was really like hoping. I see 4 goons and a tank walking forward real brave like that. It's like, oh, come on, go for it. It's worth it. Go for it. But it was just delaying more and more. These SCVs having before to repair, delay these CC more. Like, look, we're at 7.5 minutes. That CC's not finished yet. This is disrupting so much. And Core Warp Gates, he's gonna take advantage of how much disruption he's getting. He's going reavers, and the SCV scout tries to get back in, doesn't get into the base to confirm the tech. You would assume maybe just observers, just to play a stable game. But this reaver drop's gonna be good. Yeah,
he would be incorrect assuming observers. I was wrong when I said Cold War Gates are not going to do anything else crazy, going straight into Reaver here without obs, which is kind of risky, you know. If Terran did something crazy like a drop follow-up, this would be quite weak, I think. But of course, Terran, if he wants to play safe, forced into this eBay. Now he can get turrets up, but will he be able to cover everything? It's a reasonable expense for the Terran when their economy is already so weak. These goons really want to do something. They're inching up. I mean, I don't think Sans really wants to contest this with the tank. I think he just waits for siege here. There we go.
It just finished up now. He's sieging on the low ground. But you can see there's still enough buildings in the way. The repair is finally going to keep going down, keep all these buildings healthy. And finally, I think the pressure eases off. But we're now at 8.5 minutes in the game. A third Nexus for Cold War Gates over at the 9 o'clock base. It looks like it's about to be taken as he's floating a good amount of money. And Armory's just getting started. It's 1 factory production, so everything for Cold War is looking good. And whenever this Reaver drop starts moving out, I think there's a big opportunity to do even some more damage here. And here it comes across the middle of the map. It's still slow, but still, this is a pretty good follow-up to the aggression we've seen so far.
Yeah, we see Ash Sands getting absolute minimum DT defense with that eBay. He only built a single turret at the front. He did not build any other turrets at all. So he's leaving himself wide open to this Reaver, like you say. I will say that Cobweb Gates was banking a lot there. So even though he was good at this early game aggression, maybe falling off a bit in later game macro, might give Sands a chance to come back here. I mean, the worker count is not too far apart right now. I mean, it's a significant advantage for Protoss, but it could have been more given how the game started. Okay, this Reaver going to come in here, though. I think it's going to make the worker gap a bit wider. There's no turret under that eBay.
Yeah, but the eBay does get the vision, so we'll see. Is Sands paying attention? With everything being stifled, you know, it's not so bad. The vultures get pulled, and here comes that drop. That's when he's going to get pulled away. Can the Scarab connect? Gets one kill, nothing too bad, but still anything you can get is worth trying to go for. The tank's back off the front. This could be an opportunity to keep going, but he's going to drop into that natural just outside that turret range. The siege isn't there yet. Here's a chance for a big Scarab. It does.
The tanks did more than the Scarab did. That's funny. But yeah, I mean, he kept the Reaver alive. I think that was nicely done by Cold War Gates. He didn't overextend, got just a little damage and left. I think a mistake a lot of players make is they kind of overstay their welcome with that Reaver and lose it way too early. I mean, any SCVs... Sorry?
Are you saying that I don't have to win the game with that Reaver right
Yes,
now?
I am saying that. You don't have to stay until the entire Sharon base is destroyed. You can leave when it's still on like 1 HP or whatever. Wait. Oh, I wasn't looking. You dropped it. It died to tanks. Oh, I was looking at the Protoss base. Okay, well, never mind. That was not good Reaver play. Now it's dead, and we didn't even see it go.
Well, it's all right. The situation's still looking pretty good. Coldwork is investing in shuttle speed, working towards Templar tech, and has that third base online now. I'm expecting to see a move towards Arbiters reasonably soon. And when you get this kind of setup, I think that'd be good.
I'm not so sure. I think he's going for the mass speed shuttle star because he has no Stargate. He's already getting shuttle speed. I think we're going to see a lot of storm drops. The star that's been very popular recently on Eclipse. Because, yeah, he'll be getting Stargate if he's going Arbiter.
Well, the thing is, I was going to say about either of those styles, though, there's no gateways being added on. That's the one thing I would definitely look at. It's like, you actually, with all the economic advantage you have, you actually can't produce a whole lot of units just yet. Finally going to start adding them in now. I guess feeling safe enough from how much damage done, knowing Sands is going to move out. But still, everything's going according to plan as possible. But Sand's going to try to get back in this game. Here comes a vulture drop being loaded up at the top of the map, and there is cannon defense at the third. Let's see if Sand's can find an opportunity to get something done here, try to even this up a little bit.
Yeah, I think the drop's a good way to do it. But the thing is, I thought Cold War saw the Stargate with his Reaver, and we can see he's already got these cannons up. I mean, you can try and drop and you get like 2 pros. It's not going to be worth it. He needs to find some crazy angle here. Maybe in the main would work out, but yeah, there's no big opening right now. Is he still using that gate? Oh, he's making DTs from that gate. That's amazing.
Yeah, you might as well. You got that speed shuttle. The shuttle didn't die. It was just the Reaver. Here comes that dropship flying over the cannon.
Oh, nicely
It doesn't
done.
get killed off.
Yeah,
drops
keeps it alive.
off one vulture.
Oh my god.
Vulture at third.
Look at the spot. Look at the spot. The cannons don't cover that, and he's going to drop in the main. Cold War Gates, no reaction yet. Oh my gosh, that vulture actually doing huge damage already. Just drops 1. Oh, he does lose the dropship, so maybe we're better off dropping 2. But so far, he's killed, what, 6 probes? These 3 vultures. That's not bad at all. Oh, I can't see anything. Get rid of that mini-map. There we go.
Yeah, actually getting back there is just such a pain. So this is a great, as for the little value it took to do this, Sand's getting big value out of the drop here, even things up a little bit. And back at home, they're adding on some more factories, trying to work up a decent amount of units, and working towards that science facility and other command center. So they're planning to play the long game to get with whatever you can done. So I like what we're seeing so far.
Yeah, I mean, Sands doesn't have much choice. He's supposed to inch his way over to a third here. The problem is on this map, the third is very hard to take with this long open stretch. So I feel like this is where Warp Gates might have an opportunity. And the fact that he didn't go for ARB, that he went for this speed shuttle, means that he's kind of ready sooner. And I think it might be strong here. We'll see how much force Terran is able to muster and move over here. So far, his army extremely small. Oh, those vultures need to be careful.
Yeah, I mean, it's still, all those Dragoons did stay alive or started to build, but decent ground force as well. And, like, that DT that got made, it's just going to protect that third base. So the CC's about to finish up. It ain't going to be able to fly over. So a great little move. The Observer seeing exactly what's going on. Sands trying to inch out, but there's still just not a lot of ground force here. The Observer dies to those turrets up at the front. But you can see Cold War Gates, that supply starting to skyrocket ahead. but no attempt to take the 4th base yet, not adding on a ton of gateways behind this. I think they're gearing up for an attack, and I think he's got enough to break through and do some pretty big damage with these speed shuttles.
Well, we'll see. I mean, his observers both died, so if more mines get laid. The problem Terran's going to have here is they can't build turrets all the way over to the 3rd. They're going to reach a location, nice picking off that mine, very important, where they can't keep building turrets, and then they'll have to extend out away from them, and that's when Protoss will probably strike. Unless Protoss gets antsy and attacks before that. That DT just sacrificed for nothing. Turrets spot that instantly. I don't know, if he lays a few mines, this looks strong, but hang on, where are these shuttles going? Oh, here he comes.
They're going. Yeah, here's the attack, dropping them right on top of all these tanks. They're all grouped up together. There's a decent amount of vultures, but not a tremendous amount, not buffering a big wall here. The vultures right on top of the tanks, a lot of tanks going down. Orc is moving forward. A lot of these zealots are going down, but here's the reinforcements with some Templar behind. The goons all staying alive, going to that second group of tanks. There's only one on the high ground. That's the one doing the big damage here. And that's enough. Sands is going to tap out. Cold Warp Gates, man, this guy just keeps attacking in all sorts of fun ways. That game was awesome.
Well, that was nicely done by Cold Warp Gates indeed. A really good start to that game and played strongly to the end, I would say. Very tough for Sands to even try and come back there. That drop was a good step, but ultimately not strong enough.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of disruption you saw early on, and it started just from a very forward one proxy gate just for the pressure. Because if you lose that, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
If it doesn't do a lot, it's not a big investment, but it got so much damage done, and like that was just fantastic play.
Well, I love that he went for the gas steal too. You don't see proxy plus gas steal that often. Alright, in the bottom right, in the orange, we have Cold Warp Gates, currently up 1 game in this best of 3. And in the bottom left, we have Ash Sands. So, both players again picking that color. Everyone's bringing their color A game for the finals. I love it. It sounded like...
And the top, and the top versus bottom game too.
They're just... nice.
I would assume, because we casted Packrat and Cold Warp Gates, 2 casters, they understand the importance of caster-friendly stuff.
Hung's in the chat pointing out, yeah, he stormed like a single Goliath at the end of the day. So the storms weren't that useful, but doesn't matter. He got the job done, just with the zealots alone.
Yeah, I mean, if you can win a game without having to need the storms, I'll take it, man. I'll win games like that. That's cool.
I mean, this
seems good.
This is like in Counter-Strike, people used to say, if you can win the game without aiming, you're doing it right. Maybe it's the same in StarCraft. I think it's probably true. If you can win the game without microing, you're probably doing it right.
Yeah, but I mean, that would probably just make people mad. Honestly, I think that whole sequence of what Cold Warp Gates did in Game 1, that is like waiting to be an Artosis clip. That's waiting to go on Reddit for everyone to explode about Protoss being nonsense and cheesy. That's just, it was like aggression after aggression in the most, and especially like, you feel like you see so much like, let's be passive. You can repair the bunker. I'm going to 3 base arbiter. Like that's these kind of very similar openings. But all this like early play from Cold Warp Gates, I loved how it all played out. But we're not seeing that early aggression this time. 4-player map, something a little more macro-oriented, I think, this time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it would be brave to go for a proxy gate here because, you know, you can't put it as close. It's going to be in the center of the map. And, of course, you can wall the main. You can make your SimCity. There's nothing about Polypoid which particularly suggests proxy is going to be strong. So, yeah, Cold Warp Gates going for a normal opening. Now, I'm not necessarily going to favor Cold Warp Gates based on that game 1, because like I said, he was banking quite a bit in the mid game, the opposite of macroing. So I really thought maybe his mechanics were falling off a bit there. So I don't know, maybe he'll be weaker in a long game here. Although Ash Sands really didn't get to show us what he could do either. I mean, he didn't have that much money to bank.
Yeah, it wasn't a really good examples game to show either player, because I think if you're like, you could say like Cold War Gates was starting to drop off a little bit, but he was also doing a lot more in that phase of the game that Protoss ever has to.
Right.
So if you're just kind of focusing on executing the build, getting those like 3 Nexus up, getting your gateways and your Robo, like the only micro you're doing is like maybe these Dragoons, maybe navigating an Observer. It's not so bad. And you said ooh. Why are you saying ooh?
He's not making a Marine, which makes me wonder, is he going to go for a very sneaky 2-fac here? Like, is that what he's saving minerals for? But okay, he's pulling off gas here, so maybe not. Maybe he's just trying to be greedy as possible, getting an SCV instead of the Marine. But it is an interesting thing that he did here. He's kind of saying, like, he's not going to proxy this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think that might have been a decision, but the probe getting in on that first scout so fast, like, fine, I'll make the Marine, whatever, dude. It's
yeah.
like maybe one of those, like, you take the opportunity if you get it. Cold Warp Gate's not going anything too crazy here. Got the 1 gateway, getting that range up, and I'm expecting the probe to head down soon, get an early Nexus as we And I think on Polypoid, there's no reason to not play a standard game. Look at this probe. He's going to try to get back in the base here. It gets up here. The Marine barely kills it in time. Doesn't get far enough to confirm how many guys are mining the gas. So not fully aware, but I think it's still, you could still take a pretty safe guess, I think.
Well, if Protoss really wants to know, all you have to do is run past this bunker, see the CC, and run back, because you've got enough shields to survive just 2 Marines in the bunker. And it looks like he will be not doing that. Okay, I was about to say he'll be doing that, but then he turned back at the last second. A CV scout gets into Cold Wargate's base, though. That's pretty important. What can it see? Let's see, anything of import at all. So far, it's seen like a gateway and gas, which you already knew. Okay, Seeds range is on the way. That's very important. And I guess that's about it.
Yeah, really, the only thing you're looking for here is just counting the pylons, and with the one at the natural, I think you know there's no real shenanigans.
Nice.
Here goes that Dragoon poking forward, does confirm the command center. It only takes some shield damage, so nothing too bad here. The probe goes down, takes the nexus, so both players gonna get those bases up early. No real disruption either way, and we'll see if Sans can play a much more stable game when they're not being messed with constantly.
Yeah, both players playing a really nice opening so far, and really demonstrating that StarCraft is a game of information. You really have to see like whatever you can find out about your opponent to see what they're doing. Okay, so we have a robo coming up again. Do you think we'll see a oh, you're saying at Vulture speed? Well, that is interesting.
Yeah, the Vulture speed as the first upgrade out of the machine shop. That is interesting. That's because usually you see mines that get some protection. Ooh, no repair in the bunker, so dude, you're gonna start working on that. Needs another SCV to come down.
Needs
you
2
see
more.
It's starting to get low.
Another goon is on the way.
Oh, it's so close to going down. Just barely survives. Sans pulls it off. The tank shows up just in time, but this is 3 goons. They're going to dive forward. They're going to try to get in. Gets 1 good hit, but doesn't want to keep engaging in that bunker range. And Colbert is going to be able to keep the pressure on here. Sans barely clutching out of defense.
Yeah, this is 3 Marines in the bunker, not just 2, so you got to be a bit more careful. But this tank is very brave when it's already halfway down. Needs to repair that. Okay, it does pull back. And Colbert's not going to do anything crazy here. Now, I was wondering, is he going to go for a Reaver again, or is he going to go straight to the Observers? That's what I was thinking about before Vulture Speed derailed that. And as expected, we see a second factory coming up here. So I assume what Sans is going to do here is going to use 3 tanks to push the goons back. Then the Vultures just go zoom across the map. And you know what? No Observers will be out. We have a Reaver instead. Now, against this fact 60 fact, a Reaver is generally considered good, but you can't go and harass. You have to use it to defend, or else Terran's going to kind of come in and kill you. But we'll see if Terran moves out fast enough for that.
Well, there's also going to be that opportunity. Look at Cole Wargates. He is getting the pylon wall at the natural. He might be able to just make units to make sure there's not big Vulture counterattack damage. And so it's going to be if Sans does feel comfortable enough to move out with these tanks and be aggressive. But with that Vulture speed as the first upgrade, even before the mines, I'm expecting them to be aggressive again on the map, because otherwise, like maybe you just run out and try to get some harassment, but there's the unload of the Marines. They're going to start moving forward. They're not bringing any SCVs with them, but still, there's a lot of muscle. Core has got to be careful not to lose any units while they're slowing this down.
Yeah, maybe that could be a bit of a tell that he doesn't necessarily intend to do a full push here. He just wants to get space on the map to get the Vultures out. The fact he's not bringing SCVs, I mean. But look at that. Very nice block of that goon. He actually made it dance with the mine to pick it off. That was really well done. And now these 2 having to retreat all the way. The Reaver not quite out yet. And as you can see, Protoss really needs a Reaver to defend here if that's what they're going for. Because his force is just insufficient. Man, these speed Vultures are lethal. Armory coming up at home for Terran, by the way, so it continues to develop behind this. No siege mode. That's what he's sacrificing here with this fast Vulture speed. Normally, siege mode would be finishing pretty fast with fact CC fact, but does he need it? These goons looking very vulnerable right now. The Reaver coming out. Will it be able to land in a good position? Oh, goes for a huge mine drag, but doesn't quite get it. The Reaver dropping down. Gonna hit those tanks, doing huge damage so far. Oh my god, that huge mine hit though. The Reaver getting very low. Does get picked up just in time. I don't know, is Terran done it? Is Terran gonna push through here?
I mean, you can reinforce with Vultures as much as you want. All the goons getting weighed off here. A good Reaver shot takes out one of the tanks, and you can see some of them are kind of already getting affected here. Vulture's still getting picked off, but there's not a lot of defense here. Very brave tank. That was overeager. I'll say that. It's a little bit much.
I think he thought the Reaver was 1 shot away, and he wasn't far off. It was on 9 HP, so shields definitely played a role there. I don't dislike that move, actually. If it worked out, it would have looked pretty pro. But as it stands, Terran going to be forced to retreat here. But hey, he killed a bunch of goons. I think his position is still fine here, as long as he can avoid being harassed by the Reaver later. And I mean, that Reaver is so low. Is Wargate's even going to try? And you know, he suspended probes during this. Wargate's banking a lot, trying to micro against this with the Reaver. So I think Ash Sand's putting on some beautiful pressure here, and he's in a great position.
Yeah, going back to your point, you were saying that Wargates, while the battles that raging on, the macro falling off a little bit, we're definitely seeing that here. 1200 now. Doesn't have a lot of gas behind it, so this is time add on some gateways, or you got to force around the map and see. There's a probe trying to move over, but there's a mine blocking that mineral base, so you can't get the 3rd nexus up. So this is a really unfortunate situation. Okay, Corvus got to be able to clear stuff out, and that shuttle is trying to move forward. That Reaver's still very low health. We gotta be careful. But looking for they're gonna go for some drop harass, see if they can get something done. There's already some turrets made, so
yeah, this is beautiful turret positioning. It just barely covers the whole thing, so I think he's just gonna have to turn back here, unless he wants to commit to losing that Reaver. When it has so little HP, it's not like it's gonna be able to trade for much either. Okay, third Nexus finally does go down. That Vulture sees it though. So Sand's still got a great handle on what's going on in this game.
I mean, honestly, if you're looking at the positions, I like where we're seeing Sands at now.
For sure.
The fact you're this far in the game, you got the second base up pretty well. You got all these upgrades pumping, starting to add on factories as well, build up a nice army. And this applies even between two players. Pro should be up right now, given everything that's happening. The shuttle's now going to try to go in. It's going to back off, maybe just try to pick off some units on the map. And just buy time while that third Nexus gets established.
I was thinking he might drop the Reaver there, and that mine would have just instantly killed it, but no, not today. But yeah, I mean, Protoss will be able to hold this third for now, that's fine. But I mean, we saw Terran go up to 5 factories, so I think as soon as he builds up a couple Goliaths of range and some tanks, he's going to start pushing out again. And I mean, with how many goons he killed earlier, that's going to be pretty dangerous, I think. And yeah, this Reaver, it kind of almost doesn't count because it's so low, 2 tank shots will kill that pretty quickly. If Terran can just kind of, I don't know, get lucky and catch it. Oh, mine taking out another goon. Cold War Gates has lost so many goons to mine so far this game. I mean, to be fair, a lot of them being placed into the goon's face. It's not like it was running into them, but still. Oh, another one falls, just as I was saying that. So, I mean, every goon that's lost is one that won't be able to help defend the push that's inevitably coming out here. Or is it? Terran's sending an SCV up here, looking like he wants to take a third. So maybe he's just going like a 2-base powering style to take a third a bit later. But honestly, I think a push would be strong here.
It seems like it would be. Cold War Gates doesn't have a lot of gateways back at home. And you can actually see he's trying to poke forward with this shuttle. Just if you can find any kind of opening to get something done, they're trying to find it. The fourth Nexus goes down at the 3 o'clock
Oh,
base.
the mines! Oh, nice lift, nice lift. I was just thinking, don't drop there, don't drop there. But look at this, Terran's starting to move across now. These Goliaths here to chase back this shuttle, so it becomes less effective. I mean, even if you drop to start shooting at Vultures, they'll kill it so quickly because it's so low. And shields, of course, taking full damage from Vultures. And look at this, he's kind of already getting the position he needs on the map. Wargate's committing a bit of a mistake here, not trying to zone this back with Dragoons at all. Terran gets sieged up here, this looks very dangerous. The Vultures need to pull back though, huge drag takes out quite a few of them. Nicely done by Cold Wargates, getting any efficiency he can. But I mean, it still looks very scary for Protoss. Terran not sieging up at all yet though, which kind of worries me.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a big force. Sand's still actually up on supply, even worker count as well.
Yeah.
And Cold War Gates is trying to work up the tech tree, working towards Storm right now, getting that just a little more army, a little ability to defend whatever push is happening. Sands has the SCV out at 9 o'clock. They take the next one. Goliath's going to push forward, just make sure the shuttle can't poke forward to get anything done here. And Sands doesn't even want to overcommit to this. They poked forward, they see what's going on, put a little pressure on, back it right off while they keep building up back at home. We're going to get the science facility done. We're going to be able to get these upgrades up. And one thing that you always want to see is Protoss. He never got an observer in that base. He has no idea about the factory count, no idea about the upgrade situation, or if it's one armory or 2. So Cold is playing pretty much in the dark here, and just hoping he's making the right guesses.
Yeah, true. He might not even be expecting a third base here. Although, to be honest, that's a very weird move. You don't normally see the kind of pressuring move like that from Terran at this point in the game. Usually it's just like all or nothing. Oh, look at this DT. Going to see those Vultures. Although they're not going to be able to get anything done. I guess they're just going to deny the top right. But I mean, DT can go in there and pick them off quite well. Yeah, no, buddy, you're not getting past that wall. Oh, the Ursidon makes it go back. Okay, there we go. Oh.
Yeah, so if you want to stop messing up your pathing, you
don't say it.
Critter.
Don't say. How dare you? You cannot kill the Ursidon. Look at it. It's so cute.
But look at this Vulture because of this freaking Ursidon.
No,
man.
I think he actually just right-clicked it on the 3 o'clock. I don't think it was actually trying to go up there.
No.
I think.
Well, why even risk it? Ooh, I think a Templar just got picked off trying to move forward.
It a Zealot?
So.
I thought it was a Zealot. I'm not sure.
Wasn't it?
You might be right, actually.
I thought I saw the shades of it. I could be wrong.
I only saw like the last split second of it. Okay, this DT is going to deny top left.
Yeah, call the chat. It was a Templar.
Oh, why'd you have to admit it? Good lord.
Oh, man. That is just a really bad situation. His DT, like that, is being active, scouting around, seeing if he finds something. If he keeps moving around, it's going to see his CC probably before it gets finished and shut that down, which will be a nice little move for Cold, but, like, I'm a little worried. Like, we're on 4 bases now. It's still 5 gateways. Now, as I said, adding them on just wants to make me look stupid. Every time I want to bring this up, it's like, I feel like you could have added it on a little earlier, get that macro going.
Yeah, we don't see any Arbiter tech coming up either. So again, it looks like this speed shuttle style is going to be coming out. But when you're already behind, I don't like it at all because Terran's going to have a massive army and be able to get a good trade. I mean, look at this. If Protoss is thinking of attacking here, he needs to think again because that is not going to work out, right? I mean, what's Protoss upgrades? Only +1. There's no way, unless he has the world's best storms. Oh my god, here he comes. The tank's already doing huge damage. Mines going off. So many vultures on top of this force, but the Templar's getting in range. There goes the storm, not a bad one. The Reaver does absolutely nothing with so little health. Decent second storm. That Mind Drag actually taking out a huge amount of the Terran army, but nonetheless, it's just not enough for Protoss. It's going to be pushed back here.
I mean, that is probably as good as that attack was going to go.
That mine placement was sick, although he did kill some of his own vultures, but hey, I think he got value from it. So look at the survivors of the attack. 2 goons limp home to tell the tale of the Terran army on high ground. Like, I guess he killed a bunch of tanks, but I don't think it's worth it when you're already behind.
But you got that moral victory of that giant mine kill, destroying like a giant pocket of units.
I don't know.
Look at this DT. It gets to see that there is a base over at the 9 o'clock. There's a depot wall that's gonna slow it down, and a lot of mines here, but still has knowledge going on. Look at that repair, trying to out repair a DT.
That is pretty tough. All right, where's the scan? Oh, that DT needs to run right now, but no scan. There it goes. Oh, nice reaction time. That's kind of impressive.
What the hell? I can't believe that actually survived.
Right?
That's unbelievable to me.
I can't believe he was like looking at that, reacted at that exact moment. Look at this. Cold is taking the mineral only instead of the top right main or natural, which is kind of sneaky because it means Terran's not going to know about it. Although he is going to be cut off from gas, but I guess if he's going with a lot of speed zealots here, it won't be so bad. And in fact, not making arbiters, we can see already he's banking a lot of gas. But of course, it could always be more Templars. I wonder if you're supposed to get a second robo of this just to make more shuttles. Just get your entire army in shuttles.
I think maybe just because there wasn't as many shuttles produced early on, but really I don't know if I like the style here. Like if you're comfortable with the speed shuttles, they're definitely a powerful unit, but I feel like for the way this game built up and how Sands is like keeping everything together, doing these kind of big pushes with everything, stasis will be so invaluable in comparison.
Oh yeah.
Than trying to force a straight up fight, because it's just cold warp gates, like you're saying. He doesn't have that unit lead. He's actually behind on supply still, and Sands' army is still looking very intimidating. Up to level 2 weapons, and about to finish the first level of plating as well, as they set up this 4th base. And really, just as the game's kind of slowly played out, Sands is getting just a much bigger advantage than Cold Warp Gates, who I think needs to get something done, but just doesn't know where to do it.
Well, I love that Cold Warp Gates continue to expand. That's really an excellent move here. Getting that 5th at the 12. And, you know, even if Terra knew about these, it's not that easy for Terra to extend an actual army across there. He could only really send vultures because it's so far away. And one thing that is in Terran's favor, though, is he doesn't have to worry about recalls at all. And if that's not a factor, all the orthogonal bases become extremely easy to defend. Because as you can see, he walled off the kind of back passage here. He's got mines and everything. Protoss is really not going to get in there. But Protoss doesn't really care about that. Looks like he just wants to attack the front again. I mean, I don't know. He has the shuttles, but there's a bunch of mines laid. Plenty of vultures to kill anything that gets dropped.
Yeah, I'm really worried. There's a lot of vultures here. And the mines are pretty far forward, but here comes that attack. The first shell's going to go in, drop some of these zealots in there, but they immediately go in the vulture line. Nothing even gets done here.
Yeah, they do nothing.
The Dragoon's going to try to move up, but they're still mostly on the low ground, so not even really getting that big advantage as best they can. Templar are too far behind. Can't even get a storm off. Everything getting cleaned up.
Oh, that mine! Oh my god, that was a brilliant mine. It did so much damage and laying even more. I mean, these vultures kind of getting traded off, but killing a bunch of goons into the bargain. So not bad, not bad. But yeah, that was, again, not such a good engage for Protoss.
Yeah, if you want to just keep trading things back and forth, I don't think Sands has any problem with that. They're working on double armory upgrades. They just finished EMP Shockwave. We can start making vessels as well, which will make this style even harder to pull off the way things are going here. I would love to see use these speed shuttles, start harassing some of these other bases, maybe get some worker kills to get some kind of advantage, rather than just trying to barrel into this mineral only expansion, which honestly, that's not even the important expansion. It's a mineral only. Let them have it.
I mean, I always tell Protoss players, like, you should try to avoid engaging the Terran army at all costs. If there's something you can attack that isn't the Terran army, that's what you should be doing. You should not be trying to take it on unless you have some big advantage, like either they're caught on siege or you got a big stasis or whatever. Then you destroy it. But when he's just sitting here waiting for you, this is not the way to go.
Yeah, a DT over the top left does slow down Sands. I think he was trying to start another base, so a nice little win for Cold Warp Gates there. Going to be able to secure that area, stop that from being an expansion, before Sands to actually move out and defend it. While I'm getting memed in the chat about saying EMP Shockwave.
Oh, that always happens to you. That's what it's called, guys.
It's the full name. It's the full. I stopped saying Shockwave. I say EMP Shockwave now. See, yeah, we're learning.
When you Dirk plays out there, aren't you researching metabolic boost every game? Doesn't that sound dumb?
Yeah, it sounds really, really silly. But look at Corvus. He's going in for the attack, but he's going for a different angle here. He's going to try to slice off the 9 o'clock base away from everything. And there's no wall, there's no mines here to really slow things down. I think if you want to go for the attack, it's a good opportunity here. But getting back out would be the trick. That's the problem, that if Corvus does decide to go for it.
Okay, Sand's going to see it because those goons got baited in. Is he going to react? Tank's not, Vulture's not moving yet, but it looks like that he's coming in anyway. That's a lot of tanks. If he can storm all those tanks, that would be huge. The Templar's actually coming in this time. The Vulture drop's not doing that much again, though, because Vulture's all over this. The storms are decent. Actually, yeah, really good storms on the left side there, but the Protoss army already has evaporated by the time the storms go down. Again, a very brazen attack from Cold War Gates. One of those shuttles did not even unload. Now Sands has a dominating force. I think he can start coming across the map after that engagement.
Well, you just saw it, like, trying to go full frontal, like, just with the, like, no finesse, just, I'm gonna go in. Sands has +3 weapons. He has a million tanks, and half of them weren't even siege. It's still enough to fight that through. This is what I was saying, like, I really, really would have liked stasis, slice off some of his army, break it into a more manageable part, but now Korg has lost these chunk of army. Sands up about 30 supply, pushing straight across the map, and it's going to get right outside Natural before there's even any reaction from Cold. He's going to be able to slice off these expansions, and Korg is in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I mean, look, what does he even have here? He's hardly got any units coming out. I'm not sure where his army is. It's up above the third somewhere. But yeah, even with a vessel out here, no DT is going to do anything. If you can EMP the Templars, even better. And that's just so many tanks. +3 is complete. Terran has every advantage right now in this game. Oh my god, leaving that observatory would be so annoying too.
Oh man, yeah. Like, I did observatory in front to make the wall a little better. That's all right. But you can see Core Warp Gates, like, he's trying to figure out what to build to try to break out. But you got that great surround. You can start working on the third base as well. There's a decent group of Zealots and Templars. So if he moves up too forward, maybe you can take some kind of decent trade. But that supply 50 ahead for Sands right now with a massive upgrade lead as well. And you can see this
the
giant
EMP.
Yeah, hits the Templar, not getting anything done. Here comes the shell drop, trying to do what they can, but there's just too many tanks, too spread out. The flank from behind, but it's just not going to be enough. Everything getting cleaned up. Decent storms, but Core just doesn't have enough to fight this army.
Yeah, and the thing is, he doesn't even have Arbiters, so normally I'd say in this scenario, pros can try and hold their main, just recall later, but he does not have that option. This is his only production on the map. It doesn't even have a gateway at this 12. I mean, everything is cut off here. Protoss can't get anything out. Oh my gosh, so many Zealots coming out suddenly though. Doing their best, but there's still so much Terran back here. The tank's doing huge damage. More Vultures reinforcing. I think Sands has done it. GG.
Hey, we're getting another game 3. I'm all about it, man. We're having a great night tonight so far.
Yeah, that was a really nice game as well. Well, let's hope game 3 doesn't disappoint. But yeah, everyone really bringing a great game so far.
Yeah, but like, I'm worried for game 3 though, because we saw that nice aggressive build from Cold. He made a great advantage of what damage he got done. But Sylph, it's a lot easier to defend on. Like, you can manage a decent wall. You're expecting Zealot pressure because it's so easy to do on this map in comparison. And we'll see if he can get that kind of advantage, because straight up, Sands looked a lot more complete.
Well, I'm sure you're aware. Well, hang on. In the bottom left, in the orange, we have Cold Warp Gates. And the bottom right, in the green, we have Ash Sands. Game 3 of this best of 3. See who will win. As I was saying, I'm sure you're aware of a certain build that's pretty good on this map, because there's no ramp, right? We might see the 10-15. I really want to see Cold War Gates do it. It's very strong. Just getting all those goons and seeing if Terran can repair a bunker hard enough, basically.
I've literally mentioned every time we cast Sylphid, it's a TVP. I say, I only do 10-15. It feels so good. I would love to see more people do it. No one's ever doing it. It's like, it's too old school of a build. Like, people, I guess, just scared, but it gives you protection against the 2-fact that's also strong on this map. It gives you the early pressure. It gives you the ability to re-chat in this game. These guys still being friendly even after that game 2 going a little sideways, which is always a great thing to see.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen it at least once, I thought. Didn't we? Or maybe I was casting with someone else. But look, it has been a thing.
Yeah, it casting with someone else, I believe.
Oh, you got deprived. This would be like me getting deprived for Counter Rush. That'd be tragic. But yeah, so far... Oh, again, he's bringing that Depot 1 to the left, but I shouldn't pick at SimCity too much. Today, it's EMP, Shockwave, and Rhyme time, says NCX. Nice. NCX always in the chat.
It's always rhyme time here, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, CPL 7, your dictionary's banned. Like, I'm just gonna start getting... Like, you can watch it. It's gonna be, like, subscriber only. You want to rhyme, you have to pay money.
Oh, that's nice. Alright, so we see Terran not going for a wall off here, so probably not going to be like a 2-fac or anything. I would have quite liked to see that in the final game, just suddenly pull it out, and Silphid is an excellent map for it. I think it's quite hard for Protoss to deal with it, even just 2-base pushes in general as well. I feel like Protoss has a bit of a hard time on this map. But so far, nothing like that even, looking like it's going to be attempted. Oh, SCV going to come and scout.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what the build choice is going to be here for soon for Cold Warp Gates. And there's a Cybernetics core going down, so I don't think it's going to be anything too wild. He's going to scout after that. We'll get the knowledge of what Sands is doing. If you see no wall, you should be feeling reasonably comfortable here. Sands didn't scout the middle of the map, so, you know, not expecting the proxy play. Always curious on that final game, but it's like, I just beat him in a straight-up game. Maybe he'll want to do it. We'll see. Ooh, Cold Warp Gates, my hero,
Hey,
actually goes for
there
the
it is.
10-15,
Nice.
just in time for the SUV to see it.
Well, he is doing it though. That's the key thing here. So okay, he's going to be getting a lot of goons and putting the pressure on Terran. I was going to say, it was curious he didn't go for a Zealot, because the map with no ramp, I feel like it's always worth it almost. But this explains it, of course. Cutting everything just to get that range faster, get those goons faster. He's going to be putting on a lot of pressure onto Ash Sands. And you know, Ash Sands still just like an anti-Zealot sim city, doesn't have a wall off for these goons, so he's going to need to get a bunker pretty soon here, I think. But this SCV's just watching these gates, like, I know what you're doing. You can't hide from me, Protoss man.
Oh, he's gonna have to walk out sooner. That first Dragoon's gonna pop out and cause some havoc here. Finally, we're seeing Dragoons being made, and that no supply block, everything running smoothly for Gold Workmates so far. One of the things about this build is knowing when you can keep doing the damage or when you should back off to expand behind it. It's not committed all in, like you definitely still play out the normal game, but you have to recognize when you have to stop trying to be aggressive, or if you are behind enough where you got to catch up, maybe double expand, like try to get greedy to catch back up for the early pressure.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of options, right? We see quite commonly Protoss just throws down 2 Nexuses, like you say, but my favorite would have to be going for like DTs, but then DT drop. Because Terran's kind of like cutting every corner, like, oh, do I really want to make more turrets? And then suddenly there's DTs killing the turret in your main. You're like, oh crap, what now? But hey, we're assuming he doesn't just kill the Terran with this, which is certainly a possibility. I mean, no bunker so far. Seems very brave to me. I mean, this one goon is not enough for these Marines, but once range is done, second goon is here. You can actually just start killing those. And he's going for mines first, which I think is a big mistake. You really need siege mode ASAP with this build. And I always say I think it's better to get siege mode before the tank even, so you get a tank with siege mode as fast as possible. So I don't know, Protoss going to be able to do a lot here with these goons, I think. Starting to pick off these Marines. And as you can see, those Marines really is not competent to fight this. But the tank coming out... Oh, I don't know about this, though. Is he going to move out? Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, you can try to put the pressure on. The rain's about to finish, so right now this is going to be your best opportunity. If you can get like some pretty spot shots, but Sands did go back in at a good time. The SCV scouts back in here, confirms there's no tech behind this, and there wasn't like a fast rush to a Nexus. Corvus is committing to doing goons. He knows what he's dealing with here, but here goes that bunker up at the front. The Marines trying to repel everything the best they can. And siege mode, like you're saying, like mines get finished, but there's no vultures on the map yet, and no siege mode even started. It's one of those things, like you're saying. I think that's not the upgrade you want to be rushed for first, unless you're just really scared about DTs or something.
Yeah, look, I think honestly, Cobalt Gates probably could have dodged on that first tank. Maybe it's a mistake here that he's being timid. I think trading is fine as long as you get both tanks. But oh, look at this, he might pick off a tank if Walker's not careful. Sand's really just fighting the 2 gate like a man here. Not hiding behind his bunker, getting siege or anything. And you know what? Now that he can bully these goons back and get these mines out, this is over. Walkgates can't come forward anymore, so he's getting a Nexus, and it looks like he's going to go for a second one, which I think is a fine follow-up here. But yeah, I guess if you look at it this way, it does make sense. He gets the tanks early to push the goons back, just to get enough space to lay a couple of mines. And now if Walkgates comes in here, he's really going to regret it. Oh my god. Oh, he was on move command as well. Okay, one goes down, but he will stop him from running into the second one, I think. He realizes he can't really advance any further. Has to pull back here. Oh, almost loses the goon, but not quite. Oh, second mine. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so much damage going down. Tanks continuing to pelt away. Killing another goon. Oh my gosh, Sand's really, really crushing this aggression right now.
Yeah, I gotta say, I love that mine placement from Sands. Just outside the bunker, just enough if Cold tries to step forward, be aggressive. But look at that tank, very bold moving forward, chase down Dragoon kill, but gives its life to do it. Not worth, in my opinion, for Sands to lose that one of those early tanks in this situation. But still, should be repelling the pressure. You see that the Vulture gets through, confirms the Nexus is about to complete, but there's nothing back at home. It's not being micro to go straight for that mineral line or lay some mines. It actually doesn't have any mines left over, just a leftover. So gotta get those probe kills the best you can.
Yeah, a bit
So
of a
we'll see.
shame Sands wasn't looking at it. It could have got several pros. Instead, it got none. Honestly, it was a beautiful hold until he lost that tank, and then that happened. But still, I think Sands in a great position here. We can see he's up on workers, and the Robo's quite late for warp gates comparatively. How many factories has he got? Still only one. Just playing safe, getting those turrets. I think you got to do that against Team 50. I think that's a reasonable thing to do. Okay, Civi's finally transferring.
I mean, we are seeing the third Nexus go down, and if there's still a scout available to get on the map and confirm that, then Sands has every option they want to go for here. Because rushing for these extra Nexuses, you're slowing down a lot of tech. There's you see the observatory just getting started now, doesn't have real knowledge, didn't get to add on more gateways or anything behind us. So if Sands knows there's a third base going down, you can prep up for a really strong 2-base push, try to punch before that economy kicks in, or get the double armory plan for the late game. Either way, if Sands just had the knowledge, he could really abuse the opening that Core gets kind of getting funneled into.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see if his first scan just goes straight to the third, because he knows he has turrets, right? He doesn't have to save scans for DTs or anything. I think that would be a fine place to scan. Thing is, Protoss could have been sneaky and taken the gas space or something. So I don't know. Without vultures out there, like that vulture he sacrificed in the main to scout, you really can never be guaranteed of what Protoss is doing.
Yeah, I mean, honestly though, I think a vulture, if he gets a speed vulture, yeah, it could sneak out. This is 4 Dragoons, very spread art. It shouldn't be, as long as you not go dead through the center. I think you can sneak one out and get that scouting info.
Yeah, you're right.
But still, the next thing gets finished, easily getting some probes saturated over there. But you can just see, this is the problem with 10-15 if you don't manage to get a lot of damage done. Which I guess is why people don't like the build, but you know what, that's their decision. That the worker count for core gate's pretty stifled. It slows down the economy of the tech, kind of slows down a little bit of everything. And we're seeing those first scans go down. They're at the main. He's really looking for tech and gateway count more than anything.
Well, I think you see only 2 gates finish, you know it's a third, and he sees this very fast Citadel actually. So I'm assuming either he's going to go straight into that shuttle style again, or we're going to see Arbiters here. But that is quite a fast Citadel, to be honest, given the opening. I'm not sure what the plan exactly is here, but I'm sure it'll become clear. Observer getting all the way in this time, though. Sees 4 factories coming up. So Ash Sands is at least powering here. He's not going for a fast third. I wonder if Ash Sands will go for a 2-base push, like you were saying. That'd definitely be a strong option. But I don't know. If Rockets gets those storms out quickly, they can potentially counter that pretty hard.
Yeah, it's still just going to be difficult. You got to actually navigate the fight well, make sure you take it. And what we saw in Game 2, Sands pretty careful about their positioning, not overcommitting to some bad fights. He seemed every time he took one, it was a good spot. Here comes that move out. Remember, it's only just the 4 Dragoons here. So Sands got plenty of force, going to be able to get out on the map, and it's at least alleviating pressure, maybe to set up for a third base, or they can just push across the map and force core gates to defend.
Yeah, we see a scan at the natural. He sees exactly how much his opponent has. I mean, he sees it's not much, right? So he's going to be encouraged to continue this push. Storm is on the way, but it's not going to be ready in time. Oh, that mine that got laid 10 minutes ago, finally picking off a Dragoon there. Okay, he's going to come up on this fake high ground. This is why 2-base pushes are very good for Terran here, because they have this very narrow location they can set up in. Nice scan goes down. Sieging up in the back. Oh, and he's in range of those goons. They need to be very careful. Oh, another one falls. Yeah, Terran looking so strong right now. Will storms be done in time? The Templar is out, but I mean, you got to be careful that doesn't get picked off just like that.
Oh man, it makes me so nervous when we're so far forward here.
Yeah.
And the Zealot legs is nowhere near completion either. Finally working on a shuttle, but you can just see this ground army is just going to be mostly Dragoons, but Sands has plenty going through.
Oh,
the mines are going to slow down to...
Right,
Templar going down. The mines are going to cut off these Dragoons, slow them down from reinforcing this. But the Vulture is going forward, getting a lot of free kills, picking off whatever they can. And Sands really in a good spot here. It keeps leaning forward. They're not trying to take a third base behind it, but that CC is near completion. But still, it's just a lot of pressure.
Yeah, the tank's finally inching forward here, but the Vulture's kind of getting taken out as they do so. Suddenly these Zealots look a lot scarier, because so many Vultures have already fallen, no mines to block them. The tank's being targeted on Dragoons here, but a decent mine drag takes out the rest of the Vultures. Suddenly it's only tanks, but then again, there's only one Zealot left, so maybe it's not as bad as it looks for Terran. All the goons falling, trying to do their best to take out those tanks. Unsiege is even to deal with that Zealot, and he will take it out. A few more Vultures coming up. DT comes out though. Where's the scan? Oh my god, takes out a tank already. There's a scan. Will he get another tank? Oh, he picks it up in the shuttle! Oh, that's such a move here. With no turrets on this location, he can actually abuse this until Terran runs out of energy. But I mean, that DT doesn't have much health left. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, gotta
Gets
be
another
very
tank.
careful.
Oh my god, he picks it up again! That was amazing. Actually, only 2 tanks left now. The Vulture's starting to go to work on the probes, though. Where are the Terran reinforcements? Terran banking 1,000 gas during this. Vulture's coming out, trying their best, but Mine's intercepting them. Oh, that Mine drag took out everything.
Yeah, I mean, this DT harassment, these little moves from coworkers to hold this push are fun to watch, but that money that's being banked up during all this intense micro is not. This is really a bad opportunity. Gold warp gates falling off the macro while they're getting this done. And still, remember, Sans got through. A decent amount of pros got killed. He's slowing down the mining at this second base and hasn't even given up this spot yet. The units keep getting traded, but it's not like he's had to fully retreat. Goldberg's going to try to take another base, but here comes the push forward again. Right as the probes come back, these vultures diving in for more kills.
Yeah, look, I will say, Goldberg's having held the push, he's in a better position than he might be, but during this, Ash Sans finished his 30C. He's already mining there. He's still only on 4 factories, though, and his upgrades are a bit delayed. But nonetheless, I think Cold War Gate's coming up better here with higher supply. He's got his 4th base on the way as well. The only thing is his tech is not very good. He only has storms. He doesn't have any arbiters on the way again. And I guess this is just called Warpgate style. We should know by game 3. He just always goes for the shuttles and the storms. But damn, that shuttle DT, that was so clutch.
Yeah, that is a really big move here. And, I mean, shuttles and DTs, you're going to force your opponent to make turrets. Like, that's definitely an opportunity to go harass. You can see Sans has turned all these bases. Not going to just let that kind of pop through and do any big damage. But it still slowed everything down a significant amount. Sans still up on workers. The double armory is now pumping their upgrades as Sans is going to move towards 2-1. And Core Gate's just a little hard pressed to get something done, but at least that 4th X is about to complete. He's got some cannons blocking it off from any kind of counterattack as well. So there's a chance to recover, but we can't see what we saw in the other game before. I see it going the exact same way if we don't see Arbiters, at least for stasis. It means so much in a lot of these fights, and you just saw what happened in game 2. I foresee it happening again.
Look, if Plague didn't exist, I'd probably say Stasis is the best spell in the game, but that aside, I think this Storm composition can work. He just needs to be more picky about his engagements, right? Because that game is just like, alright, I'm going in, oh, didn't work, I'm going in again, and just that repeated until the Protoss was dead, right? You really need to strike somewhere where the Terran is weak, or when you have an advantage otherwise.
Yeah, but Terran's going to be able to force that issue on this map. Unlike on Polypoid, where you can take a lot of extra bases and avoid the fight the best you can, here there's going to be conflict around that 12 o'clock. Kovor's got his 4 bases here. Maybe that fake high ground runs a 5th, but after that, like, Sans is going to contest whatever he goes for.
Yeah, well, if Terran is not careful though, yeah, you can kind of get these 5 bases pretty easily and secure everything, but maybe if Terran rushes, I mean, that's the way this kind of works. So that's why this style isn't as good for Protoss, because it kind of relies on Terran giving you an opening, right? But it is very possible that Terran does that.
Oh, I mean, we're going to see it now. The support bay is on the way and some forge behind it. So going to work towards these upgrades, try to get that speed shuttle up. And we'll see if Core feels comfortable moving forward. He's got a decent army trying to go forward here. The shuttle still has some DTs and zealots. We haven't seen any storm drops to make use of some of these shuttles. I feel like it's a missed opportunity since you have all the tech anyway. But Core is going to move forward here. But look how fortified that 3rd is. Don't take a whole bunch of free shots. Don't force this issue. This is not the fight you want. Not yet, friend.
This is the same pattern as the Polypoid game. He's just going in, and like I always say in my cast, this location in particular is very hard for Protoss to attack into. That shuttle going in, not really getting much done getting out, but the storms are decent. Takes out a few tanks, but only goons left there. He just needs to back off now and preserve his goons. You know what? It could have been worse for Protoss. The fact that he's preserving these goons kind of gives me some hope. But yeah, this location in particular is very tough for Protoss because this fake high ground wall stops the zealots and goons getting around. The tanks just sit back there. You have to come through this extremely narrow ramp. So I'm surprised Call Rockets went for it again. But again, I guess this is just his aggressive style. But Terran's just happily sitting here turtling on 3 bases. Like, this is a position he wants Protoss to attack.
Yeah, this is the problem. It's just you're saying if you can pick and choose the fights, but the way Sans is playing, he builds up to this big army. He's building up these upgrades. 2-1 about to finish. He's already going to be working towards the next set. So like he's just kind of being patient. He's playing that style where I think a lot of players just kind of buy into the win condition of, well, you're going to kill yourself into me, and it works so well for Terran if they're willing to be patient enough for it.
Yeah, I guess so, right? And like you're saying, Terran with the +2 is so strong as well. I mean, Protoss, you know, has a Templar Archives, obviously he's upgrading, but he's a little bit behind. And of course, it just benefits Terran so much more of those tanks. Oh, Zealot taking out that Vulture at the 12 o'clock. Terran even scans to ensure that there's no natural there already. I love that Warpgate's sending zealots just all around the map to see what's going on. Where is he scanning right now? Oh, in the main. See the tech. Just confirming there's still no arbs, no carriers or anything coming up, and he sees a second robo. So Warpgate's committing to this shuttle style here.
Yeah, I would actually, I'm not sure, like, you're going for this heavy shell style, you already got the storms. Is there ever a world where you actually just start adding on reavers too, or do you just keep it on the gateway units like this?
I think they're just not cost efficient at this point in the game. I don't really see it. Because the thing is, right, like supply-wise, they're alright, because they can kind of drop in, you could tank or something before they die, but cost-wise, you're just better off with like Templars and Zealots for the same mineral gas balance, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that seems very reasonable, just making use of the extra robos. Didn't know how you want to balance things. Cold War Base is moving far forward, so you see Ash trying to take a base at the mineral.
Ooh.
That could have been a lot worse, but still,
Oh,
in
look how many
siege
tanks
tank
are
range.
here, yeah. This is just suicide. This zone is exactly on the map where Protoss does not want to stand. Is exactly where he's moving his army into. I think, yeah, he just needs to deny this fort. This is definitely the move he needs instead. Just need to try and pull Terran out of position, but his only observer getting picked off by that turret now. He actually just can't get through his mines without massive damage, and Terran easily going to react and come across this bridge. Although it is a pretty narrow bridge. Where are the observers? Okay, he's going to drop on top of all these vultures. Although them being vultures will pick off those zealots pretty easily. Some mine drags, some storms go down, but I think it's just not enough. This Terran army is just huge. And so many tanks. But that said, he's hitting this 4th CC. If you can buy enough time with this other army, it looks like he will have to pull back. Another win for Terran here.
Yeah, the Dragoon's going down, and you saw this vessel is moving forward. EMP Shockwave is completed, but didn't get a nice EMP on the Templar to stop the storms. Cold War Base wasn't attacking into that as best they can. He did manage to pull Sands out of position away from the third, but still, it wasn't enough. He couldn't kill the 6 o'clock base. He lost a lot of army in the trade, and like I feel like he keeps trying to attack into these bases, where maybe he should be trying to take the top side of the map, take the natural, take the 12 o'clock fake high ground, really get these extra bases up, so you can like take a bad trade and then slam out a whole bunch more units. But you can see Sans still way up on workers. Now got 4 base up and running, so it just keeps looking worse and worse until I see different ways that Cold War is going to play. It doesn't give me confidence that this is going to go any differently as the fights keep happening.
Well, another tool in the Protoss arsenal that he's not using here is Storm Drops, of course, which can devastate the Terran economy if you hit in the right spot. But yeah, he's not utilizing those either. These shuttles going to get caught here. The Goliaths are stepping forward, but targeting the goons somehow. Okay, this is a big Terran army, though. You don't want to fight this, especially coming down in a narrow angle right like this. I mean, it looks like Protoss intent to fight. Decent storms go up. The tanks are very clumped, but what does he have behind it? The Zealot's actually getting on top. Huge storms going down. A lot of tanks falling here, but there's plenty more in the back. I think it's a decent trade for Protoss, but he needs to back up. Okay, he does indeed. Keep some of these units alive. Not that many goons out right now, though. Protoss with a decent bank, but with so little supply on the map. Maybe he's short on gateways here. I mean, how many does he have? He has 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13 there, and 4 in the other main. Yeah, 17 is not enough at this point in the game. You need like 20, 25, I would say. That said, his economy is not huge because he only took his 5th base recently, not even on 6 bases yet.
Well, you can just see these fights, like even that last fight we just saw, the Zealots behind the Dragoons, not involved in the fight right away. This gives an opportunity for Sans, pushes right forward, back in that high ground third that's so hard to engage these tanks on. And when you don't have any kind of stasis or anything to slow things down, see Cold War Base, he's got army in the middle of the map. He can't choose to fight that, which means Sans can start picking off the reinforcements. And Cold War Base is going to take what he has on the map, try to get something done, but all these scans just tracking the army movement the best they can. Sans going to be ready for whatever move ends up happening, but he's going to go for the natural. Reinforcements are going to be so hard to do, and we're going to be killing some bases here as Terran.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, like I was saying, normally in this scenario, it's not necessarily over because Protoss can recall, but in this time, oh, that DT tried, but mine took it out. Because he has no arbiters, there's nothing you can do about it. Shuttle's coming in here. You know what? These tanks are naked. These Templars going to get good work done, and these Zealots. That's a very nice move. And the flanking Protoss army coming in at the same time. Is he actually going to clear this out against the odds? Well, he's pushing back those tanks for his natural, at least. There's still a little bit of Terran back here, but this suddenly looks not bad for Protoss, actually. Maybe he can make his way out of this contain. Maybe.
I mean, that fight went as best as you can, but that's with a lot of Sans Army not here. They did most optimal ad positions, kind of dropping storms to get things done. And Sans is still up 40 supply because the upgrades are at 3-2 now. This army is still so robust, reinforced with a lot of vultures behind it. Now Cole Warp gets a hard press to build the army they need. Great mines go down. These shuttles flying forward. They got some units in them, but just can't find the opportunity to drop anything. Attempt at a small flank from behind too, but Or it's just kind of throwing guys into the wood chipper here. It's just not enough, and not at all one time, and this lead for Sans keeps growing.
That was a very nice job of the flanking vultures, though. I will say Kowalki's using those other gates in the other main quite well, but I think it's just not enough. Now Terran has +3 complete. I mean, okay, Protoss can try and hold this choke with Storms and continue to produce from the 12. That's definitely an option. And we see Terran has not taken a 5th base yet, just moving the SCV now. So this isn't necessarily over, but Terran in a dominating position. Once these +3 upgrades are done, it starts playing very tough for Terran. I mean, for Protoss, rather. Oh, these Zealots trying to flank, but Mine's taking them out pretty well. Even that Goliath doing its part.
And you can see Sans has just a couple tanks moving up. He's going to pressure out that mineral third. So now Corps is going to lose a bunch of his bases. Doesn't have the access to half his production. You see starting to pull guys in his base, but how do you leave that little tiny joke? Like, it's completely possible. You're going to have the elevator with these shuttles. Like,
you just say, okay,
really
Terran, you don't come in here, I won't go out there. You just keep like a couple Templars and a bunch of Zealot Goon to deny Terran from coming in there, and then you just have to come from other locations, like this 12 o'clock, right, where it's continuing to produce Zealots. But I mean, the economy is so much weaker for Protoss now. A lot of probes have fallen, and look, he's even fortifying this 5th just with a bunch of tanks and vultures, sending small forces around the map to pick off bases. Ash Sand's looking so good right now. Those high ground cannons are annoying, though. Oh my gosh.
It's just Sans has been in control this whole time.
Drop.
Here comes... Yeah, the shuttle's going to try to drop units the best they can. There's enough vultures here, so as the Zealots go through, they get dropped and cleaned up pretty far. It does get 2 tank kills, and here comes the Dragoons trying to move out, but one of the siege tanks survives.
Those mine drags! That killed so many vultures with that goon. Oh, he's so close to breaking out here. Honestly, if he's doing that at the same time as the drops, he probably would have broken out. But as it stands, it's like Terran barely going to hold, and Protoss gave everything he had in that effort. This 4th still under pressure. I mean, the 12 o'clock is secure, but you're not going to win this game with only 1 base. Warpgate's sending the probes even to fight, just desperately trying to break out of this. Again, it's so close, yet so far. Oh, if that Templar had a storm.
I mean, this is just the story you see so many times where you're barely holding on with the defense. You're like, oh, maybe there's a chance, but every time I look at the supply, it's another 10 ahead for Sans, 15 ahead for Sans. The fights keep slowly going in their favor. Reinforcing into the main, going to shut down that production. And starting to get mines actually on the other side of the wall now. Mine Drag doing as best they can. But look at those tanks that move forward. It's going to be up to 1 Zealot to try to punch these tanks to death to save the Protoss 4th base. And unfortunately, it isn't enough to get it done. Sans keeps reinforcing. Cole Warpgate is just dwindling out of steam. Finally tapping out. Sans taking a very deserved win in Game 3 out of our first Tier 1 series.
Damn. Well, okay, that makes it 2-1 for Ash Sans. Nicely done there. So that means we're going to get another point on the board for IKEA. Now, Saint Zero, I believe this is where you're going to leave us, yes?
That is correct, and I'm leaving you only in spirit because I'm being replaced with another fantastic Protoss caster. Cold Warpgate is going to replace me tonight.
Yeah, welcome to Cold Warpgates. Hello there. Sorry we're getting you in, kicking you after you're down. How are you feeling after watching those games?
Fantastic.
There we go. I mean, you just... Hey, you did the 10-15 for me. You're trying to give me that emotional, like that, I know what he wants to see for the finals. And I appreciate you doing it. And as my gift to you, because you got a little bit casting to do, I'm leaving you with a TBT. Bye.
No.
All right.
Oh, no.
All right, Cold Warpgates, welcome to Suffering. I have brought you in here. You know, you have to watch your own game, and then we're going to throw you in to the pointy end on TBTs.
I'm paying for my crimes tonight.
That's right. Well, I mean, you played a very aggressive style, and honestly, it almost worked. There were moments there where I felt like you really could pull it off, but not quite. All right, let's get into our next series without further ado. IKEA, 1 set away, I should say, from winning it for their team and taking home CPL 7. So we're jumping into this next set now. In the top right, in the magenta, we have Neon Sword. And the bottom left, in the orange, we have Advil. So we have, of course, Advil for IKEA and Neon Sword for Amigos. Amigos has a lot of work to do if they're going to come back. It's going to have to start here. Anyone in the chat, let me know is Cold War Gates loud enough.
Hello. Am I loud?
I can always turn him up.
Exactly.
Alright, so... yeah?
Okay, so on this map, like, this map in general, it's like hard to take a 4th base. Even the 3rd base is like not ideal because of how far it is from the natural. How does that play into TVT?
Right, well, a lot of the time, both players will open with vultures, right? And there'll just be mines bloody everywhere. And it means it's very hard to get anywhere on the map without just getting backstabbed. Actually, especially if only one player opens with vultures and the other doesn't. Then one player has the slow, immobile tank army that's stronger, but the other player can just backstab all day. So yeah, it can definitely delay it a lot. Although, to be honest, it seems like the most common scenario on this map is both players will be trying to build a 3rd just without putting any army anywhere near it. And like, you'll run in and snipe the vulture, the SCV with vultures, but you know, vultures aren't going to kill a command center, so then you kill the vultures, send another SCV, and just eventually take it. I guess TVT's funny like that, is that the 3rd's never too hard to take it. You just get to a point in the game where you have enough tanks that you can do it, I think. But it depends what they open with, of course. We could see anything from 2-fac to, 3-fac Vulture, 2-port Wraith, anything is possible, right? Oh yes, I shall update the score. As I was saying, IKEA is actually at 10 points now to Amigos 4. So only going to be one more set for IKEA to win it. Amigos gonna have to make a hell of a comeback. Okay, so far nothing crazy going down. One thing about this base, by the way, not this map, the top left with the double gas, of course, very important, but a little bit more so the bottom rights, because they're on high ground, they're very easy to fortify. You can build turrets all over them, and you can kind of end up having them being untakeable. Can be a big factor in TVT.
Yeah, I've taken to preferring to get those bases over like a regular 4th, because like if you get one, you get both, and then they're so hard to kill once they've been taken because of the high ground and the small ramp.
I have games where like we both swap those bases and we end up fortifying like the one closer to our opponent, just right next to each other. So it definitely happens. All right, we'll see if both players pull off gas. They're just gonna go straight for factories here. Nothing crazy gonna go down.
So is it normal to drop down to one guy in gas?
That's the most regular opening. You can go 0, but it's not as favored because sometimes you want the option to just get a shop right away, start pumping tanks. Depends what you scout, right? There's a thing here where theoretically, if your opponent is doing anything one base, you want to get a shop immediately all the time. But if your opponent is getting a shop, it's really good if you get a vulture immediately because you can come over and kill their marines and SCVs before a tank is out. So there's that constant kind of cat and mouse game of like, what are they doing? Are they going for the vulture? Are they going for the tank? And look, just in general, I think it's considered that vultures are always going to be favored in a normal opening. But it's not exactly like a hard material advantage. It's more like they have more opportunities and like more map control. Kind of ephemeral things like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Alright. So we see the CC start first for Advil here. I'm not sure what's delaying it so much for Neon Sword. Oh, I think he's actually going to start a second factory or a starport, perhaps. Looks like it's going to be a starport. No, okay, it's literally the command center in the bottom right. Well, I was way off. And his vulture's coming out. I'm not sure why he's building it on high ground here. That's a bit of an odd decision in TVT, I have to say. Because usually you're not too concerned about defending this ramp unless you're going like 2-port Wraith or something, then you're up your ramp. I guess he's going to...
Yeah, that is...
Sorry, you go.
I mean, that is kind of curious, but also like, if I could safely build my Nexus in my base and then move it later, I would do that a lot. I think so. I can't really blame him for being safe.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I imagine if products could do that, my god, and like you could deny scouting so effectively. Oh my god, that would be brutal.
Yeah.
PvZ would be a whole different game, that's for sure. All right, so far players like actually kind of mirroring builds here. Almost like a PvP. We always see mirror builds in PvP. It seems like it's most common. I wonder why that is. But we have an armory going up for Neon Sword sooner, so he's being a bit safer. I'm not sure if this is going to cost him vulture production, but ultimately he might get the 3rd factory later and lose map control because of this. Because the idea of this armory is that you're safe to Wraiths, because you can make those Goliaths, of course. Even getting an Academy as well. So really maybe he is expecting Wraiths here. Either that or he's going to go into tank Goliath, use the Academy scan mines. Just playing super safe right now, especially this high ground. We actually see Advil getting a bunker as well, which to be honest is a bit of an odd move, but I guess given he hasn't scouted a command center yet, it makes sense because it could be like a bunch of speed vultures about to show up to his front, and that bunker becomes really strong against that. But Neon Sword in actuality just going to float that CC down. That poor barracks. Okay, third factory going up to Advil as predicted.
Yeah, so we haven't seen any kind of tech from Advil, like no upgrades or a starport or anything. I mean, we're going to see like a lot of factory units soon or something else.
Well, why does he need tech? He's making the best unit in the game.
True.
Like, the thing is, he can just keep making vultures until he has like 24 or something like that, and you just lay so many mines, it doesn't matter if your opponent has other stuff, like more tanks or whatever. You just have time to get your third, add your factories and all that. And look at this, he's starting to move out. His vulture speed is well behind Neon Sword, but Neon Sword with the inferior vulture count is not going to be able to fight this. I say inferior, actually. It's the same because Advil left 2 at home. So you need to be a bit careful, but of course the high ground provides a huge advantage in vulture versus vulture fights. Advil needs to be careful, though. If he commits here, Neon Sword could get a very good engage. Okay, just going to lay these mines. You know what? Neon Sword have been a mistake here, not contesting this location, is really allowing Advil to take control of this key position out in front of the natural. In any TBT, if you just contain it the natural, usually you just win pretty soon.
Yeah, I've heard it said that like positioning matters more than like supply count or
Yes,
worker count.
absolutely.
Like you get a good container if you just sit there and eventually you'll just value your opponent.
Absolutely. And I've had games where like I'd have my opponent containing me in this sort of location, and I'll sacrifice literally like 15 SCVs to break it and eventually win the game. Because the thing is, once you kill that army, you can come across and take a really nice position if your opponent's like overcommitted too forward. Okay, but look how many mines you're at now. The Goliaths are here, and they're quite good against mines, but you're going to need a few more Goliaths than that, I think. And Neon Sword really just staying back. Like I was saying, Neon Sword playing super defensively from the start, and he's continuing that trend, whereas Advil's kind of taking his advantage, getting all these mines out. And the thing is, because these mines are like way in his opponent's face, his tanks can safely walk all the way across the map to this location. Okay, first scan goes down, but he has an inferior vulture count. You do not want to be doing this.
Yeah.
If you lose all those vultures, he's in a really bad spot.
Yeah, it's funny, like, Neon Sword has been so dedicated to being defensive, but he's kind of, like, actually on... Like, he's, like, in danger here, because if these vultures get to be too numerous, they'll just overwhelm a Neon's defenses. Like, he only has 1 tank, it's not even sieged yet. Like, it's really mostly just vulture versus vulture, and there's 4 vultures for Advil.
Don't underestimate the DPS that the Goliaths and the tank add. See, this is the thing. Advil does have to back off here. Like, you can't actually take that fight. Because they're just so bad against Goliaths, right? Goliaths just shred them, and tanks do okay, as long as they get a good engage. So he's just inching forward here, but he's used his scans already, and I think Advil must be happy with this position, right? Presumably his own tanks with siege mode are going to be coming up soon enough. And I mean, if he can maintain this position and siege them here, it's the only position he needs. He just needs to hold that position, he will win the game. I would say Advil's SCV production being quite slack, though. Just dedicating everything into these vultures means he has a bit of an economic disadvantage. Okay, another scan goes down. Neon Sword really just inching his way forward here. But there's so many mines. Oh, look at that. Siege is up his first tank. Siege not even done for Neon Sword. Oh my gosh, this is so brutal. He's in such a narrow location too. How is he going to break out of here?
Yeah, I don't... Well, okay, so he is getting a starport with a control tower, so we could see drops or wraiths that could crack it open. In fact, that's like his only really effective way to break out of here without taking huge losses to these mines and tanks.
Yeah, going for this control tower immediately, I fully expect this is going to be drops. And you know what? Because Advil's economy is not that strong, if he does like a vulture drop, it could be well worth it. Needs to be careful though. This tank getting so much value already, picking off so many vultures. Oh my gosh, it's continuing to do so as well. This is the problem. Neon Sword has so little room to maneuver because of this tank now. There's only 1 though. Oh, look at this. He's going to step forward. Oh, looks like he's going to be able to pick off that key tank. Very nice. And now...
Nice job.
Advil can't advance into that location because the tanks are just shred him immediately. Look how many tanks Neon Sword has comparatively. There's literally 1 here for Advil and like, what, 6 for Neon Sword.
Yeah, where did all these tanks come from? Like, I completely lost track of the production there. That's a huge difference. Just gonna calmly clean up this minefield with this barracks for vision.
Well, the thing is,
Really
yeah,
nice.
Advil went for a pretty fast third CC, so he will have the economic advantage if he just maintains this position. If he really needs more tanks here pretty soon. Only 1 more coming, actually. Thing is, yeah, Neon Sword with his fast 2 shops. He's going to produce so many more. We hear the scans going down. Get used to that sound as this TVT continues to hear it a lot more. Oh, that tank rallying into Neon Sword's tanks. That's really unfortunate. Okay, Neon Sword coming forward here, realizing he just has enough. Looks like he's actually just going to bust this. Vulture's trying to lay mines, but they just get destroyed in a single volley. My god. I wonder if
This
Neon
is
Sword...
looking really strong for Neon Sword.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I wonder if he can come across the map with this, but he chooses not to. Instead, just sieging here again, playing very defensive. I really think he could have busted up onto this high ground as long as he scans those mines. As it stands, he's sending the vultures around to harass. Unfortunately, that CC just finished for Advil, so he's not going to be able to deny that, but he will kill a couple of those CVs. In fact, some transferring just to be slaughtered by those vultures. But damn, this tank count right now. Oh no, the transfer. The ill-fated transfer. Oh, they do turn back. Some of them anyway. Okay,
Oh, nice mine hit on that tank.
Oh, I wasn't looking at that engage.
Oh my god, Advil is getting huge value with a very small amount of units, but I think Neon Sword is still going to win this and can still threaten his opponent if he wants to cross the map. And now there's no mines. Every mine was planted on Neon's half of the map, but he's just taking up this high ground here.
That's the thing. Neon doesn't know that. He doesn't know there aren't like a billion mines or even tanks just waiting for him here. And I mean, every scan is precious. Yeah, you could use your scans there and say, okay, well, I'm thinking of pushing forward. I want to use that scan to see if I can. And that's, you know, the most common use of scans in this matchup. But, you know, there's definitely other priorities. I think he just scanned Advil's main, maybe? I'm not sure. Yeah, he scanned to see, you know, if there's a starport coming up or drops or whatever's going on. Speaking of, he hasn't used that starport, has he?
No, I was going to ask about that. Like, we've seen the science facility, so it's being used for upgrades at least, but no units have actually come out of that starport. We've seen one for Advil too, and he's gotten his own science facility, but no units out of the starport either.
Yeah, well, I guess they were just getting it for the starport, I mean for the science facility, and like, well, I might as well put a control tower for later. I guess it's fine. Okay, finally some tanks are going to come across and clean up this 9 o'clock location for Advil here. Although, does he have mines? Oh, he does have a few mines he can lay here. Really delay this. Of course, the CC giving high ground vision. Nicely done there. And of course, Neon Sword landing his own third at the same time. So honestly, everything kind of evening out at this point, except that Neon Sword has a superior tank count and superior SCV count.
Yeah, those 4 vultures, like, they got so much value just by delaying the landing on the command center, and they kill a few SCVs at the same time. It kind of has wiped out any kind of advantage that Advil would have had from that contain.
Yeah. And I mean, we see Advil not even taking this other high ground pod position. He's just staying back in his natural, which honestly I think might be a bit of a mistake. Oh, nice mines, though, taking out those 2 tanks. I was thinking about those mines, like, will they have value going forward? And you know what? Now those tanks are dead. These vultures are going to come right in here and harass that 12 o'clock, which they will do. Oh, this is going to be huge. He might kill every SCV here. Oh, my gosh. Okay, looks like Neon Sword is going to run, so we're going to run. And you know what? Vultures of Neon Swords actually will come here and save some of these SCVs, but this damage is enormous. Yeah,
nice pickoff for Advil, kind of equalizing the worker count. Now it's like an even more even game than it was a second ago.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, though, what worries me is that Neon Sword with this position on this high ground, if he advances to his opponent's high ground, that is actually a deadly position, because if your opponent leaves too little at their natural and you suddenly come down and cut that off, that's a real problem for your opponent. But we'll see if he moves forward before Advil secures this. I mean, again, it's a question of where you commit your scans, but I feel like Neon Sword should be checking to see if that's an opportunity he can take, because that would really put you in a dominating position in this game.
How often do people get vessels in this matchup just for detection? And right as I say that, we see one coming out of Neon Sword's starport.
Well, the problem is it costs as much gas as 2 tanks, right? So it better do work. But the thing is, it's never just for detection, because Defense Matrix is a very good spell in TBT. But yeah, I think it's fine. It's kind of like a tricky thing. Like, as long as you put the effort into it, you can always make it worth your while, right? It's just not it's not something that's necessary. I don't know. I'm trying to find like a parallel in another matchup, but I can't think of one. I guess, yeah, it's kind of like Hallucinate for Arbiters, I guess. You know, like, you can use it to recall, but you don't have to. You never have to be using Hallucinate recalls to win games, but, like, it's something you can do. It's legit, you know? Okay, he's finally going to come forward. See that there's nothing on this opposing high ground. The Vessel going to come forward to detection, as you were saying. So, Neon Sword... Wait, a Vulture run by in Neon Sword's Natural actually going on during this. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, nice. Maya has taken out some tanks here. The SCV is being forced to retreat back into the main. Looks like it'll be cleaned up, but some decent damage here for Advil.
Yeah, Advil continuing to do the economic harass at the cost of his position on the map. And like I was saying, Neon Sword going to take this very deadly position above the natural here, which really threatens Advil. Okay, he doesn't want to run into that, though. He should siege up here. Okay, he does siege up. Man, this is a big fight. Lots of vultures. Nice D-matrix on the front tank, but it's actually not in range of the enemy tanks, so it doesn't really matter right now. Oh my gosh, those vultures getting melted by those enemy tanks.
Oh, man.
Wow, Advil actually has more tanks here now. But I think with this high ground defensive position, Neon Sword can hold this for now. That is so many tanks.
I think these tanks are going to stare at each other for a little while here.
Another science vessel coming up, interestingly, from Neon Sword. Maybe he's just like, well, I have a gas bank, I might as well try and spend it. And you know what? In tank versus tank battles, they're a very good support unit. Defense mages really can make a huge difference.
There's a 4th command center coming up for Neon at his 3rd.
Oh, okay. He's going to float that to the 11 o'clock, I suppose.
Yeah.
I like it, because he has this threatening position. He can use that to try and secure a 4th here. But so many of his SCVs have died. Doing a good job trying to rebuild those. Oh, it looks like it's not over yet. Vulture's sneaking around through the kind of death alley down there.
Yeah, there isn't going to be anything here to like scout them or stop them, so we might see just more run-bys into these mineral lines. Although at least there are some rallied units with the natural this time.
Yeah, there's plenty there to stop it, but they're moving out maybe at the key time. Thing is, Neon Sword actually finished +2, way ahead of his opponent here. Oh wait, actually just finished for Advil, so not way ahead, but slightly ahead of his opponent. But now both of them are +2. The position is way harder to bust, because the tanks will be two-shotting each other now. And look at this, the Vulture's coming in, but I think there's plenty here for Neon Sword. The only thing Advil getting out of this is seeing that first dropship come out, which may be important. But I mean, Neon Sword taking this 4th is looking a lot stronger right now, especially with this high ground position. That's a lot of Vultures. What is that dropship doing? It's just chilling on the corner of the map right now.
Where?
On the right,
yeah. It's like on the high ground pod, kind of.
Okay, Vulture's moving out for Advil. You know, this 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock rather is undefended. So the 12 o'clock is none too defended either. It's just a couple of tanks. You could get in there and do a lot of economic damage again. Vultures and Neon Sword coming up, but I mean, that's actually just another pick-off because you have more Vultures. It's funny how Vulture fights work like that. It's like, well, I have like 2 more Vultures than my opponent, therefore their Vultures are just free kills. And look at that, nice mines delaying this. Hopefully this will make Advil realize he needs a 4th of his own pretty soon.
Yeah, it's kind of what we saw with the 3rd base of Advil played out in reverse here. Just buying time with some Vultures, putting up mines to delay the landing.
Yeah.
Hopefully giving himself time to get his own 4th command center.
I'm looking at this. I like Neon Sword set up in this high ground a lot more. Because he's actually set up his tanks in a line, whereas Advil has a big clump that's very vulnerable to splash damage. Especially if you can move forward and pick off a couple at a time with scans or vessel vision or whatever. Okay, Advil moving across to this 9 o'clock. Gonna secure that at last. And Neon Sword finally able to land that CC as well. I hear scans going down. Say again?
It's Advil scanning at the 4th of Neon, and he's coming in with a bigger force, not just Vultures this time. There's like 4 or 5 tanks here, and some Goliaths. So it's gonna have a decent chance of breaking this base.
Neon Sword attempted a Vulture drop in the natural during that, but it just got killed by turrets. I think with those 3 tanks sieged up, though, I don't think Advil's going to get in here.
Yeah, okay.
With +2, they do a lot of damage. +3 even now. Really nice fast upgrades by Neon Sword. And yeah, with reinforcements coming, I think he'll hold this position. But, I mean, it is definitely worth it for Advil to get up this ramp. Because this position is actually a really important like staging area if you want to attack this later. Although, honestly, the big weak point I see right now is see where Neon Sword's barracks is. There's a big gap in the middle of the map. Either player could potentially come through that. Neither player has even put mines there. But Neon Sword just committing everything to the defense right here. Still no 4th base coming up from Advil. Guess he just doesn't feel like he needs it yet. Maybe a mistake. Oh, more Vultures trying to go through this low ground, but actually they get caught pretty hard by those other units. Big defense matrix going down now.
Neon Sword, all unsieging.
I don't know about this. There's so many tanks there.
Yeah, this is really rough.
I mean, defense matrix is a good spell. God damn, it's a good spell. I can't believe that worked so well. There was so many enemy tanks there, but ultimately, yeah, there's just too many. Damn.
I think they lost vision of the enemy tank line for a little bit there.
They did indeed for the critical interval after they've been shot. I mean, he inches forward another centimeter, but he's a long way off still of cutting off that kind of unit path. Oh, Vulture's just getting rallied into their deaths. Very unfortunate.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Neon Sword's mech are really falling off in comparison to Advil here. We see him banking a lot more. And you know what? Advil continued to inch his way into this 4th. He's not far off being in range of that CC, and that's all he needs to do. Vulture's coming in, going to lay mines on top of these tanks. This could be a huge moment for Advil. If he can move forward, oh my god, these tanks are going to die.
Oh my god, that mine.
Now, why is that mine so indecisive? My god.
There you go.
Okay, reinforcements coming up for Neon Sword, though. He needs to maintain this location. If Advil can fortify this location and deny that 4th, he's going to be looking really good. Goliath's coming up. Nice mine going down. Hurts those tanks a lot. Vultures pick off one of them. Neon Sword looks like he has just enough to hold out here.
reinforcements getting there just in time. Like that base was completely cleaned out until those extra tanks showed up.
Yeah, that was really scary there for Neon Sword. Actually, I realized if he actually loses his base, he's actually in a terrible position. Oh my god, more mines being placed though. Advil brutal with these spider mines. Oh my god, nice mine placement. Damages those two tanks. That's right.
The second mine, the first mine killed the second one, and the vulture.
Yeah, it happens unfortunately. Alright, well, once again, Advil macroing way better here, but I mean, Neon Sword has mined more money, so in the long term, eventually, Neon Sword will turn that advantage into a win, right? Unless Advil can do something. Okay, another defense matrix goes down, but a counter defense matrix, you don't see this every day in TBT, but so many vultures coming in for Neon Sword, and you know what, mines will get through those shields pretty quickly. Nicely done. Okay, now Neon Sword stabilizing here, and Advil's still suffering from this very threatening high ground position. I mean, Advil has plenty here for now, but he just has to maintain such a strong defense here, because if he gets cut off from being able to send units north, he has no options. A little bit of a vulture run by at the 4th, not doing a huge deal. At this point in the game, you lose a bunch of ACV, it's not the end of the world. You do not want to be inefficient though, of course. Okay.
Yeah, Advil was able to get their own 4th up over here in the top left. That way, so we're going to have like 2 fronts in this map, where players just have tank lines staring at each other, and there's still that open path in the middle of the map that you mentioned.
Yes, I feel like both players kind of just forgetting about this exists. Honestly, either player could have sent a bunch of tanks and cut off reinforcements here, although Advil obviously has this kind of presence down there. But yeah, I feel like it's a bit of a mistake from both of them, but now Neon Sword realizes, now that everything else is getting knocked down. But at the same time, Advil taking this top left, and you don't want to let him take that for free. Oh, loses a vessel to a turret, that's a big gas investment.
Oh no.
I mean, the thing is, once Advil gets siege here, you're not going to bust it without dropships, because you have to come down this narrow ramp, and that's a double gas space, that's really important.
Yeah, it's a huge deal in TVT. More tanks, maybe even like a BCs when we get to that point in the game.
Oh, absolutely. If you're fighting over this top left location, BCs are very good because there's plenty of cliffs and stuff for Goliaths. And we see ship weapons and as physics lab. How did you know, Cold Warp Gates? We're going to see BCs today.
The anti-caster curse.
Oh, some tanks getting rallied in for Advil. Wow. Thing is, Neon Sword, with his position on the map, he has these bottom 2 right bases locked down. He just hasn't taken them yet. I really would like to see him take him and distribute his SCVs better. Because although he shouldn't make any more, you can definitely get more efficient mining just by sending them to more bases, right? And he should like fortify them with turrets and everything so drops can't take them away from him. But two battle cruisers already in production. Unlike on some other maps, you don't have any way you can build a whole bunch of starports in this map, so it's going to be hard for him to fit that many. He has 3 though.
Alright, I'm hyped now. I love BCs. Like, I feel like a 12-year-old again, just playing versus bots and massing BCs on like island maps.
Well, I have to tell you, once you know what BCs really mean, it makes you not hype, because I have had very long games with battle cruisers, because you end up in this, oh my god, look at this, by the way, Neon Sword really taking a nice position here, moving forward through this gap, doesn't want to engage their tanks itself. If he cuts it free reinforcements to the top, he can actually start doing some work here. Oh, not that many tanks though for Neon Sword, and they're getting hit from the south by Advil's tanks, he does not want to engage that.
Oh man.
Oh
they're like this has to be like overextended, right? Like it's just gonna get surrounded from
not necessarily, because it's not like there's any danger of counterattack with all those mines there, and he's cutting off any transit between these bases. Thing is, if Neon Sword can kind of come across this low ground, hit from both directions, take out this 4th, then he's in a really good position, because that also cuts off the top left from any reinforcements. But I don't know what he has to do that. He doesn't seem to have that many units out right now. Well, I say that, but it's max, so I don't know what I'm saying. He doesn't have many units in this location, I should say. And Advil is bringing up a whole bunch of vultures to bust this back. Looks like he will reclaim that position.
Nice mines.
Yeah, very nice mines from Advil this whole game. But finally, Neon Sword taking these bottom bases. But we don't see any starports or anything else coming up from him, so maybe he's just sitting here expecting a bust. Doesn't really have any plan to close this out, and you know, even if you're behind economically, if you start putting battle cruisers first, you can definitely get an advantage that way. Not to mention the upgrades, already getting plus air weapons for Advil, but nothing for Neon Sword. Of course, I'm assuming he's going to go into battle cruisers at all, where he doesn't necessarily have to. You can try and just pummel your way through ground forces, but it's going to be tough. Once again, D-Matrix going down, so I guess that's what he's doing. There's a lot of vultures to back this up too. Oh my gosh, this is going to be tough though, coming down this ramp. Man. I mean, this is the way to do it. Defense matrix is the way to do it if you're going to do it. And all the vultures to soak shots. If he gets down here, he's looking real strong. Are those tanks in range? No, they're not. Only one.
Oh my god. Those tanks from Neon were like channeling their inner Dragoon.
Yeah.
Bumping each other out of the way of the ramp.
How is this not in range? Look at this. It's so close. You're going to repair. A whole bunch of vultures fell during that as well. Battlecruisers continue to build up. +1 air weapons now.
Yeah. So you were saying that like you get not hyped for battlecruisers because they turn into super long games, but that's battlecruiser versus battlecruiser, like
That's
right?
true.
Like both, they have like 2 clouds of them, and they're trying to avoid getting like the sick clone Yamatos off on it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So yeah, if he just suddenly comes in with like 12 battlecruisers and just wipes the map, yeah, I guess that'll end quickly. Do you think Neon Sword's going to try this again? I don't think it's such a good idea, to be honest. I don't really see him getting in there. I hear units dying. Oh, he's trying it natural with a nice drop as well. A huge D-Matrix going down. There's not that many tanks here for Advil now. Will the D-Matrix make the difference? It looks like Neon Sword going to break through. Oh my gosh. Okay, not quite. There's still some tanks left for Advil here. But he's getting closer and closer. But that means it's time to reveal the battle cruisers. And there's only two Goliaths here. Okay, there's a few in the back, but not enough. Oh my gosh. He's actually going to clear up this position with these, I think. Okay, he backs off, actually. Well, baiting those Goliaths into tanks very nicely. I'm not sure why he didn't continue fighting, because you can definitely fight that small number of Goliaths and just clean up those tanks. You don't have to use Yamato. You can just use the gun. The gun is very good. Stepping forward here. Of course. Yes, sorry?
Can Goliaths kite BCs?
Yes, but it's not that
advantage.
effective. It's not that effective because generally you need like a lot of Goliaths, so you can't get through like narrow areas of the map quickly. And the battle cruisers have a long enough range. It's not as effective as like kiting Mutalisks, say.
Yeah. I was just wondering if like that way he would treat it, because if he doesn't, he'll lose every BC to like 3 Goliaths.
Not quite. I mean, theoretically, you always have tanks backing your BCs up. That's the whole basis of the strategy, right? Trying to lay those mines. Oh wow, that one's actually going to go off. Wow, I wouldn't have thought.
Neon has taken both of the bottom right bases. Hasn't defended or like saturated them yet, but that's a big deal. I mean, that has to make up for the top left base, right?
Absolutely. Like in the long term, Neon Sword does have the advantage here. But I mean, Advil has plenty of gas in the short term to just keep making BCs, and if you use those BCs to take those bottom right bases back, it won't matter. Okay, still Yamato is researched, but not enough energy for any. You're not sure what this BC is doing. Needs to be very careful. If he does pull back, surely some of these BCs have energy. Yeah, there you go. There's some of energy, and they're going to start stepping forward. 200 in there. Yeah. Okay, well this is where it starts getting tough for Neon Sword, because what do? You can't stop this. You just have to push forward to engage to do it, but there's tanks. Okay, just be careful. Looks like he does want to engage his Goliaths after all. I don't know why he changed his mind. Guess he realized he just has enough BCs. D-Matrix is the tank. That's not going to help him. There's only like 5 Goliaths back here. Well, they do have 3-3 compared to only +1 for the BCs. Yamato's won Goliath twice, but still value. Didn't lose a single BC so far, so he's still getting the value.
Oh, there's 3 more, so now we're at 8. This is starting to get really scary here. We don't see like any kind of wraiths or BCs for Neon, so it's gonna be just a ground army here. And like the more BCs we get, it's gonna get really hard to deal with. We do see EMP coming out for Neon, so maybe he's gonna try to EMP the stack of BCs and stop the Yamato from coming out. Yeah,
I love that. Look, the thing is, Goliaths are efficient against BCs until the BCs get like a huge stack in one place. So it's not a bad strategy, but the problem is the supporting tanks for Advil. And look at this. Neon Sword trying to inch forward, but he realizes there's just so many tanks here. He can't do anything. This is just suicide, honestly. D-Matrix is his tank, but I mean, it's only going to do so much. Well, nice scan. Takes out a couple of enemy tanks. Those D-Matrices really do work, though, don't they? And look at this. The BC's moving to the bottom right, looking like they want to take out these bases, but there's plenty of Goliaths here. But there's so many getting baited into the enemy tanks. Suddenly, there's almost none.
Oh my god.
Is this going to allow Advil to come forward and kill these tanks? Please be careful,
I think he's just going to go focus on killing the bases, but he's flying over the open ground, taking some pot shots from these Goliaths, but there's just not enough here to really punish him for that.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's efficient for how many Goliaths he's losing, but he does need to stop this, like you say, because otherwise his base is going to be in trouble. Only 1 turret told off the BC swarm. I guess the Goliaths, so look at that. They seem to just instantly evacuate. Can he mass Yamato that CC? That'd be cool as hell. Oh my gosh. Okay, that turret...
1 BC is still low. There we go.
Yeah, I was wondering if the turret finished off. You don't see that every day. Nice micro there, pulling back an injured one. Does lose 1. I mean, like I was saying, it's efficient for Neon Sword, but he's not actually stopping this.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel banking up a lot because he's not like making tanks or anything during all this. Oh wow, this 1 BC picking away at these BCs while all the Goliaths are busy. Takes out a vessel as well. Starting to get a lot of value actually with these BCs. 1 falls though, and look how many Goliaths coming up. That will be enough to force these back. They're sort of surrounded by a few Goliaths from the top. Oh my god, all these BCs are going to fall, I think. Okay, no,
yeah, they're so exposed. They're so far from reinforcements here.
Yeah. Oh wow, nice focus fire. Takes out 1. Will he get another one? Oh, wow, fucking destroying it. Oh, takes them all out. Oh, wow. I guess Neon Sword's denied that for now. This tank, in the meantime, killed 6 tanks. That's pretty good, but is it enough to make it worth it? I mean, 1 BC is worth like 3 tanks, so... Oh, wow, okay. I thought he was going to Yamato the D-Matrix one, but he didn't.
Yeah.
That's a very fun way to deny Yamatos, by the way. Figure out which unit they're targeting. Goliath stepping forward again. Oh, will he get it? Stepping forward to get it. And he will. Nicely done by Neon Sword.
Yeah, these Goliaths have done so well.
Yeah.
Like, even when they were in small numbers, they were getting good value on the BCs, and they left these, like, big reinforcements waves.
Oh,
Like
hey!
8 or
Cheers
so
for the
BCs
raid,
over there.
Jayon. Jan's Regis with 92. Welcome, everyone, to CPL 6 Finals. Just for the context, Team IKEA is on 10 wins out of the 11 they need to take home this match. So if they win this best of 3 series, they win all of CPL 6. And currently we're in game 1 of this best of 3 between Neon Sword and Advil. Neon Sword being for Amigos, Advil being for Team IKEA. And Advil is going with the battle cruisers, but so far not really working out. Finally, battle cruiser energy.
And this has given Neon time to get these 2 bases in the bottom right running. And that's going to work pretty well for them in the long run. Like, these BCs kind of like lost the chance to switch the game around too much.
He's trying to come down this top left. Looks like he'll actually do it this time. The D-Matrix is continuing to be clutch as hell. Oh, is he going to bust through? Targeting the turrets somehow. I'm not really sure how that happened. But I think he has barely enough tanks. I don't know. Again, not good targeting. Not taking out that 1 tank in the back. Mine goes off too. Oh, so close yet so far. This gives Advil the opportunity to reinforce. Is he in range of that CC? I think he might be. More reinforcements coming down for Neon Sword, but where are the Goliaths? There are no Goliaths in this location. So the BCs will actually just clean this up. Oh gosh. Some damage being done though.
Well, there's no Goliaths on this part of the map for a Neon Sword, so these BCs are going to save this base.
Yeah. Oh, wow, it takes out that vessel too. Yeah, this is actually a bit of a mistake then by Neon Sword, because he's actually kind of opened himself up to being counterattacked. Not that there's any minerals left at this location. I mean, there is that gas, but he has 2 more to mine, and, you know, eventually depleted gas will make it up. But, I mean, it does give Neon Sword, not Neon Sword, Advil an opportunity to kind of sweep the map a bit here. And this tank moving up. He's like I was saying, you just support the BCs with tanks, and that's how Goliaths have such a hard time. Oh, he's going to get 1 BC, though. Very nice. Even Yamato's a Goliath there. That Goliath was like the lowest one in the whole bunch. But Neon Sword taking this opportunity to counterattack, but there's still so many tanks here for Advil. A lot of Goliaths falling, but Neon Sword's tanks pummeling from the back line. Unfortunately, the top one's out of range. The Goliaths trying to do it on their own, not able to do the job, and they will all fall, I think. Oh my gosh. Really need to bring those tanks in for that attack. Oh, you also for
Neon
those... Sorry, you go.
Sorry. Neon has been so close to breaking this position outside the natural Advil like all game, and he just barely can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at any point, if he did it, he probably would have won from that. But he, like, I think Advil very smartly has put so much defense there, realizing it's such a critical location. And now he's starting to sweep the map with these battle cruisers. Now, Neon Sword's still mining from both those bottom left bases, whereas Advil has, like, 1 almost mined out and 1, like, half mined out base. So, I mean, if Neon Sword can just stabilize somehow, he does still have the economic advantage. Look at this. He's still trying to come into this natural location, but the tanks are just slaughtering him. Even a couple BCs out here. He's shoveled so much into this hole.
Okay, I have a question. What is the smallest thing that is worth casting a Yamato on?
Oh, I don't know. A Goliath, I suppose? You wouldn't
Yeah, I
cast
guess
a Yamato on a Vulture, right? Well, look, it depends on the situation, because...
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? A turret, I guess, counts as smaller than a Goliath. It's a lot cheaper, right? You get in the situation where literally anything you get is like, oh, yes, that's a win for me, because you're in such a standard situation sometimes. So even casting it on, like, an SCV sometimes would be worth it, I would say. But most of the time, I would say a turret is like the minimum target. It depends on the situation. Okay, so these BCs flying over mines. Neon's going to see exactly where they're going. Look at that, building that CC just for the gas. Because yeah, Advil is running out of gas, while it still has a fair amount of minerals here. Continuing to build BCs, and their upgrades are starting to climb up. 2-1 right now. Oh, EMPs his opponent's vessels. Very nice for Advil, but he only got 2 of them. Neon Sword is Vessel Man this game.
Oh, man.
Oh, is he going to try and attack? I think that would be a mistake. Oh, does he have vision? Oh, nice. Actually, he had better vision than his opponent. Okay, here come the BCs. Goliath's in position, but they're getting shredded by these tanks. And by the way, for those who join us from J1, you should know these are tier 1 games. So what is it, like 1,500 to 1,700 players approximately?
Something like that. Like 1,600, 1,800, something like that.
We will be getting to the tier 0s tomorrow. Oh. Oh, nice. Takes out a vessel. That's a very valuable type because it's like 200 gas.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to get another one. Very nice. Now Advil really starting to get value out of his battle cruisers. A huge army from Neosword coming down from the top, though. Is he going to attempt to bust here? I don't know. There's so many tanks. I can't see Neosword getting into this location. And I mean, if he doesn't, these battle cruisers are going to continue to get value. They're stepping forward, actually, trying to engage. I don't think they realize how many vultures there are there. Neosword doesn't get baited this time. He holds position. That attempted CC in the top getting taken out. Actually, there's no defense in the top left suddenly. Okay, there is one tank and some reinforcements. I think Advil will hold that location. So the stalemate continues.
Yeah, I think these reinforcements got here just in time. Although they don't siege.
But I mean, there's not
Well,
enough
I
for
guess
Neosword
they're not
anyway.
sieging. Yeah.
Maybe it's intentional. Maybe he wanted to push forward here. Because if you siege, it gives your opponent an opportunity to pull back and siege himself. But he doesn't really need to pull forward. He just needs to maintain the space, and that's fine, I think. Okay, Neosword will continue to reinforce. It's a shame he lost all those vessels, because I'd say if he had like 60 matrices or something, maybe he could do something here. But as it stands, I'm kind of worried that he's just going to keep getting chipped away at with Yamato. And look at this. The battle cruiser is once again attempting a sortie down to this bottom right. Actually, Neosword immediately attacks when he sees them move away. I mean, I don't know. Again, there's so many enemy tanks, though. Well, he's taken them out. Maybe he has enough this time. The tank count is getting awfully thin for Advil. Does this force Advil to come back to his battle cruisers? Yes, it does. But how many Goliaths are left here? I don't know if it's enough. No vessels to support them this time. 8 battle cruisers. That's pretty intimidating. And again, the tanks from Advil doing the damage from a distance. Oh, so much damage from these Goliaths, though.
Yeah, both players having a hard time breaking their opponent out of this position. Now, Advil has just split off like 4 BCs trying to pressure these bottom right bases again. Advil has been so brave with these battle cruisers all game long, and like they got punished
Lost one to a
one
turret.
time down here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I think they're about to get punished again.
If he takes out this base... Oh, but meanwhile, the tanks of Neosword getting taken out at the natural area.
Completely undefended.
But he's going to kill these battle cruisers, I think, if Advil doesn't react. Oh, actually, yeah, okay, another Goliath comes up. Going to be a close fight, but I think the battle cruisers definitely lose that, especially if reinforcements coming in. But yeah, Advil finally breaking out of this position. Can bring his tanks up to the high ground maybe now. Oh my gosh. I was going to say, it doesn't really matter if Advil takes out this base because he can't take it himself, but if he can finally get out of this contain, but a lot more reinforcements coming down from Neon Sword. Battle cruisers continuing to take damage. Nice D-Matrix on that injured one. So clutch, saves it barely. And the tanks of Advil getting sieged up. Okay. Oh, this is the new defense lines. Neon Sword, did he lose the CC? I didn't see. Oh no, there it is. Just flew really far away.
It's out of there.
Advil's still making 5 battle cruisers at once. He seems to have more money now, actually. I guess he's been trading more efficiently. But this base is going to last longer for Neon Sword, I believe. And of course, he's still long distance mining. Ooh, Yamato, very nice. Backs off of the Goliaths. Wants to bait them in. There you go, getting the damage down. I mean, doing that much damage to... Oh, Yamato's the vessel again. Very nice. Huge value there. And Neon Sword almost out of gas here. Battle cruisers continue to come forward. Ooh, getting baited again. Very nice by Advil. He knows he just needs to chip away a bit at a time here.
It seems like Advil has completely stopped making ground units, and they're just all in on the battle cruisers.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's going to work. I mean, like I was saying, once you have enough of them stacked in one place, Goliaths don't actually win. They're only efficient in small scale, right? That vessel, oh, huge EMP.
Oh, big EMP.
Does lose a tank, but that EMP is going to delay any kind of pressure coming out from these Yamatos. It didn't get all of them, though. And we have Battlecruiser energy. Some of them have quite a lot of energy here. Is this if he's going to go back to long distance mining? Or I should say short distance mining, everything going back to normal down that base. I mean, if Advil... Not Advil, if Neon Sword mines out that base completely, I think it'd be looking good. Even as Goliath's pre-positioned now, it's not enough to stop these Battlecruisers by any means, but it'll make it easier to reinforce the other ones. And here they go. It looks like Neon Sword on top of it this time. Going to send the Goliaths down in preparation for this attack. SCV's coming for mass repair, perhaps? I'm not sure exactly why. But these mines giving clutch vision to Neon Sword. Goliaths engaging at long range, which is exactly what they want to do. Battlecruisers stepping forward now. So you see here, they're trying to kite, but the problem is the Battlecruisers have enough range that it makes it quite difficult.
Yeah.
And now they start focus firing. Not all of Neon Sword's Goliaths engaging here. It does take out another Battlecruiser, but there's so many here. I think this is more than 12. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Is he going to break through?
Exactly 12 now.
Well, yeah, I guess...
Yeah.
Sorry, you go?
I think Advil just has enough. I don't think that Neon has enough on the ground to stop this.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it. I think he might have finally broken through. I mean, Neon Sword can make a few more Goliaths. He has the money, but I mean, without this mining, and that other base is pretty vulnerable too. Oh, moves forward his tanks though while the battlecruisers are missing, but unfortunately not able to get much done against all of Advil's tanks. A lone Goliath trying its best. Some reinforcements come out. No turrets to defend the space. It would have been a good use of the minerals when you're short on gas, but some battlecruisers splitting off to take out all these tanks as well. Neon Sword has to choose where he commits his Goliaths. Looks like he's going to try and defend these tanks. A couple of vultures coming across the map, although there's not really much for them to kill. There's so few locations that matter on the map now. Oh, these BCs getting taken out by these Goliaths, actually. That could be kind of huge. There's only 5 over at that other base. If he could whittle down the count, he still has plenty of money, even though his mining got shut down. I mean, Advil is not going to be mining for much longer here. His top left is going to mine out soonish. Okay, going to repair here, it looks like. Ooh,
I
tanks.
just need to get back to these tanks to kill these Goliaths, and here we go. Oh, the Goliaths get wiped out.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh, look at those mines. I love those mines at this point in the game. If just a few Goliaths walk over them, it's going to be worth so much. Okay. Battlecruisers trying to escape from this bottom right, but the Goliaths have come to finish them off. This could be a nice pick-off for Neon Sword here.
It seems like that one battlecruiser is just getting out of there. He doesn't even want to fight. He's just going home.
Alright.
And this is letting Advil push through the middle. Seems like he's completely taken that like high ground path.
All these mines.
Oh.
Nice. Very nice. Now, Advil looking pretty strong right now, moving forward with everything. Neon Sword doesn't have that much left to stop him. Just a few Goliaths and a couple of tanks. Well, let's see. Tank siege up. Oh, and he's moving into them. A lot of damage going down. Even Yamato's the enemy tank. Very nice. But there's still not really enough battlecruisers here to fight all these Goliaths. But with the tanks help, who knows? One Goliath coming from the back, even distracting those tank shots. Neon Sword committing, trying to pick this off, but so many Goliaths fall. Maybe Advil can even just forge forward with his battlecruisers here. Continuing to produce ground units again suddenly, making a lot of vultures because he's so short on gas. But honestly, his money in general is running out. Neon Sword somehow still mining there.
Wow, that's very long distance mining.
Yeah, absolutely. The longest of distances. Alright, tanks moving forward. Now the tables have turned. He's locking down this natural location for Neon Sword. Okay, the battlecruiser's coming forward.
Advil is basically out of money, though. There's like 300 minerals
Right.
left at the top left. They're going to have to get a command center to the bottom right if they want to have any more money in this game at all.
You know, they can float that down, right? They don't need their natural CC to be there.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, he could overcommit
Oh, and they're
here.
doing that. Nice.
Okay, cool. If he loses his BCs and then Neon Sword can counterattack and deny those bases, Neon Sword could still win this. But look at this, the Yamato's going down. Even will he just be able to break these tanks at this point now? Neon Sword has no more income. I don't think he has what he needs to break through here. I think maybe Advil has finally done it. A very hard fought game. Well, let's see.
Yeah, these BCs have just been a brutal all game. Getting so much value here.
NCX says go Terran. Yeah, that's not ambiguous. Oh, another vessel. No energy on that BC. Gotta be careful which ones he's sending forward. EMP? No? No EMP? Oh, D-Matrix. Oh, well, he could try and step forward and pick this off. Still in range of the tank, but the D-Matrix will help with that. Oh, but these tanks are going to do so much damage, losing what precious few Goliaths he has left. Some vultures coming down to the bottom right. We see vultures from Neon Sword denying mining here. I thought Advil had a couple of battlecruisers there, but I guess he moved them away. I mean, Advil does have to do something about this. He does have to mine that location. That's his real path to victory here, because he can't quite push forward. I mean, Neon Sword needs to make more Goliaths, I think. These battlecruisers are almost enough. Like, if Neon Sword just spent his remaining money on Goliaths, he'd have a defensive position, but Advil can just mine these bottom right bases and build more and more. And look at this, these battlecruisers finally coming over, picking off mines. And that's it, GG! Advil takes it. So that means IKEA is one game away, one map away from taking this whole CPL 6 for their team. Alright, I'm going to have a 2-second break before we come back for the next game.
Alright.
Alright, I am back. We're going to continue with game 2 of Advil versus Neon Sword. I'm going to go into Polypoid. Do you think we'll see battle cruises this game, Warp Gates? Oh, I've lost Warp Gates for 1 second as well, so as soon as he's back we'll be continuing. So for those of you who joined from JU and who don't know what Coach Pupil League is, although, God, I hope everyone knows what Coach Pupil League is at this point. It's a league where players from beginning to intermediate can get coaching from more experienced players. They form teams, they play off in a team league format, as we're seeing here. It's a great community, whether you're already an S-rank Gosu or you're just trying to learn the game. Definitely worth checking out. And of course, after CPL 6 is over, within a relatively short period of time, CPL 7 will be starting, so you can join and get in on that too. As you can see in chat, the Discord is linked, so go join if you're not there already. There's no excuse. And also, tomorrow at the same time, we'll be continuing the finals cast with the final Tier 1 and Tier 0 games. Tier 0 being players, about above 1700 OMR.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back. Alright, let's get into that game 2. It's hosted.
Alright, sorry about the wait.
No worries. It's putting up the tension. As I said, IKEA needing literally just one more map, and they will win all of CPL 6. Let's see if they're able to do it. Alright, here on Polypoid. In the top right, we have IK Advil in the brown. In the top left. Oh my gosh. What is going on here? Neon Sword in the magenta. I think maybe at this point, he's just giving the win to IKEA.
I did not know this happened.
Me either. No one warned us casters about this, so Oh wait, no, he's doing something. Okay, I thought he was just giving up, but I mean, technically this is something. All right, the CC coming across to this 9 o'clock. He's gonna try and land there and be sneaky as hell. Oh my god. People in chat said something, but I kind of just brushed it aside. But what is this? What?
Oh my god.
What are we seeing?
This reminds me of early StarCraft 2, fly to the gold base on Metalopolis.
Yeah, that's right, exactly, right? And start landing your mules there. Oh my god. This is crazy right now. Look, is there any way this can work? I mean, what does your opponent do when they don't find you?
Dude, I don't know. If it was a ladder game, you might have a chance of them thinking it was a bug and leaving. But in a CPL custom game, or what if you PM'd them during this, being like, "Hey,
I disconnected." I disconnected.
Yeah,
that would be perfect.
That's not in the chat log, and they leave. And
man, oh my god, that would be great. But I guess he's not going for the chat warfare. He's just starting to make SCVs here. I don't know. Did he practice this? Is this a plan? I don't know what to think about this.
I'm excited to see what happens, but he's 6 SCVs behind.
Yeah, I mean, it is a pretty huge disadvantage, right? And honestly, TVT seems like the matchup where you're least likely to be able to do anything here, because your opponent's going to get one vulture out, and if they find you, how are you going to defend all the angles here?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what he has planned. I assume he has a plan here. I only hope he has a plan here. Alright. Well, Advil's starting to scout. He's going to be going what? Where is he? Here's the question. I can't wait to see what happens. Does Advil say anything in chat? That's the question.
Yeah. Do we see a question mark?
That's it. The 3 question marks. The classic.
Yeah.
I mean, how much of a delay is it? Is it 1 minute behind for Neon Sword here? I don't know how much it adds up to exactly.
A bit longer than that, I think.
This is crazy right now.
Yeah. I have no idea what happens now.
Looks like he's going to try and wall off. I guess you have to against the vultures. Well, this SCV
Yeah, I mean,
has
like,
no idea.
you might as well, like, if you're building these buildings anyway, you might as well wall off. And look, like, it's even like a convenient doodad on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
How do you do
he's
that?
lucky the Ursadon didn't get in his way. Imagine if he couldn't land.
Oh
because
man,
Ursadon's
can you
there.
imagine? That would be so funny. Wow.
Okay. This SCV going down to the bottom left still is like, oh, that's alright, he's just in bottom right. But no, you are wrong, sir. My gosh. Okay, getting his gas. I mean, you know what this looks like? It looks like Neon Sword went for an 8 racks, it didn't do anything. That's like these kind of SCVs. Look at
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
CC coming down real fast. I wonder if later Advil's trying to look for this and both ramps are walled off. The scout just won't go up there. First vulture coming
Oh
out
yeah,
there.
you just won't think about it.
Okay, Advil's going to start being like, hang on. You know what's going to happen? He's going to think, oh, he's bottom left. I just didn't see it, right? Because look, he didn't go all the way in. Buying even more time for Neon Sword. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he instantly turns around and is like, oh, I fucked up. Oh my god. Gas is being mined. Alright, Vulture's out. Presumably he goes straight to the bottom left with that. No, I guess he doesn't know what his opponent's doing, so he needs to keep it home. What strategy we see Advil going for? Just looks like he's going from 2 Vultures before shop. I mean, that seems pretty strong against this. First factory going down for Neon Sword. Honestly, he's going to need like a bunker on the ramp or something.
Okay,
Assuming...
so you said
Sorry,
you said that 2 vultures versus 2 vultures before shop is good versus this, but what is not good versus this?
Well, I mean, if you,
Maybe like 8 racks and they just can't find
yeah,
them in
you know
time.
what?
Like,
Maybe.
yeah.
Although it's going to take so long for a barracks rebuild, I think that still wins.
yeah.
Really? Yeah, now Advil realizes what's going on here. Oh my gosh. I don't know if he just assumes like the CC's floating somewhere or what.
Yeah.
Classic. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh, hitting back with his own BM. Alright, the Vulture's coming across, and I think Advil's about to find it. Of course, the ramp is blocked, so making that Vulture go up there is going to be a bit tricky. Look at that, he sees it. You can see that depot from the low ground? That is weird.
What in the world?
That is
That's not even a reverse ramp. Why is it so bugged? That's weird. But anyway, it's been discovered.
So,
Now
he
what
doesn't realize
happens?
the other ramp is open. The first Vulture's coming out for Neon Sword here. But I don't think it's going to be enough to hold this ramp against 2 enemy Vultures. Guess we'll see. Well, here we go. Well, if he sends in 1 and it gets taken out, he will stay alive for now. But Advil, in the meantime, has gone for a starport, and the Wraith is on the way. Now, Neon Sword can make Marines here. But he's going to need, I think, 3 to defend that Wraith. You can micro down 2 if you do it well. Is that a bunker? No, it's an armory. Interesting.
So he knows about the Wraith follow-up.
Yeah, I guess so. He's mapped out the responses, obviously, to his build here. He knows the lifting your CC meta. I mean, honestly, the SCV count not too dissimilar right now. Just Advil with an advantage in army and production. Presumably when he couldn't find his opponent at first, he started cutting SCVs, worrying about some kind of aggression. But now, now who knows? Is there a tank out? There is a tank out. He doesn't have siege mode though, but still, you can chip away at these vultures if you can get high ground vision somehow. And you know, the vulture shooting back at you is one way to get that vision. Oh,
The
look, here's
barracks
the
of
Wraith.
Advil is here to scout.
Ah, and
Yeah,
the Wraith.
Here too.
Wait, how can you see that? What? Oh, it's
What is
like
going
the
on with
depot. You can just see, yeah. I guess these ramps are dodgy as hell.
Weird. Yeah.
Well, that vulture going to work. I mean, the armory is finished though, so Goliaths can come out, but I mean, it's precious production Neon Sword would need otherwise. And it's starting to chip away, doing some damage. I mean, Wraiths take a long time to kill anything.
Especially when they're going in and out of the gas and the Wraith keeps changing targets. There he goes. Focus on one in the mineral line now.
Yeah.
There is
look
like
at
a
that.
Goliath all of a sudden.
Advil taking this chance to come up the ramp, and I mean, I think he just
Wow,
has too
nice.
much. He's just going to kill those vultures. 1 tank comes out for Neon Sword. He can fire and fight the SCVs. Well, he's hitting the enemy tank, but the enemy tank's hitting him, and that tank does fall. I think Advil just has a bit too much here. Goliath comes out, though. Gonna chip away at that Wraith. Cloak is on the way, but it's not finished yet. Double port Wraith is coming up for Advil behind this, by the way. So unless you get some mini detection.
Yeah, there's absolutely no detection, no e-bait, no academy. But even before that, I mean, there's still 2 tanks here that are getting a lot of damage done.
That tank is so low.
The repair.
Oh, it's not enough. It is enough. What? How is it
Oh,
alive?
no,
That
they're not
tank.
focused.
Oh my god. How is that tank alive? Okay, it's about to die now.
Oh.
There it goes. But I mean, the damage is being done. So many SCVs have fallen. He didn't have that many to begin with. Wraith's still working, and Cloak is out now. No Academy or eBay on the way. I mean, he hardly has space to build one over here. This barracks even blocking. It's kind of cool that he landed that barracks in this already extremely choked up location. I mean, what is he even shooting at? He's shooting at the armory. The Wraith needs to hit a high value target.
of all the things to shoot,
Yeah.
probably the least useful thing.
Right? And look, we see an eBay going down.
There you go,
Two more Wraiths. Yeah. I guess he really does just want to kill the armory. It's not the mistake. Ooh, no Cloak. Okay, backs up. Very nice.
Out of mana on that one. Do 2 SCVs out repair?
Yes,
Wraith?
absolutely they do. No debate at all there. So yeah, he's alive for now. Alive is the best I can say. It looks like Advil is going to take a third base behind this. Wow, I'm amazed that Neon Sword can hold out so long like this. No siege
I know.
mode
I
yet.
can't believe it just rolled out of this game.
Yeah. All right. Well, Advil getting siege mode behind this as well. Well, more
You're
Wraiths.
saying turrets get up. Oh, that one's in range of
no,
the tank. Never mind.
Not for long, they won't. I mean, that's the only detection he has. If Advil comes back in with Cloak, with more race, he can do a lot more damage more quickly. But hang on, the tanks of Neon Sword, very nice move
God.
there. Actually takes it out without siege mode. That was nicely done.
The Sword is holding on to this game so hard.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why he started it like that, if that was his intention. Look, the turret is repaired. These Wraiths going to do nothing now. Advil just needs a bunch of siege tanks to get in here. A lot more Wraiths out right now. Is there a turret under that eBay? No, I guess he's building another one over here. Bit of a weak spot, but Advil not capitalizing on it. Neon Sword will hold out for a bit more time here.
Advil getting a third base. I mean, basically completely safe from being pressured for a long time. Going up to 4 factories. Already has 2 starports.
Yeah. Yeah, he's done a great job producing SCVs here as well. There's a lot of Wraiths. I mean, the thing is, he's made so many Wraiths that actually just can't do anything now with turrets up. It's the life of a Wraith. Oh, there's a turret, guess I can't do anything. Okay, this tank coming across. Well, he can contain. You know, I wish the Sword had, like, sent a sneaky SCV somewhere to build, like, a hidden base. Looks like Advil's gonna check for it.
Yeah, Advil using all these Wraiths to check every part of the map.
But imagine if it was up with turrets and, like, a factory there right now.
Oh my god, that'd be the worst.
The worst way to play. Whoops. People say there is no wrong way to play StarCraft, but that would be the worst way to play StarCraft.
Yeah.
Alright, well, he's setting up vision on all sides. You know, here's a funny thing, is that Neon Sword has, like, 2 ways out. It's 2 ways in, but it's 2 ways out. I guess TVT's like that. You know, I wish Advil had gone for nukes here. I mean, it's
Here
already
comes
been...
the SCV.
Oh,
Sneaking out of the
but-
base.
that Wraith sees it, and I think Advil will just go clean it up.
I don't think it did.
Why
I
is this
think
Wraith... Oh.
Is it patrolling? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so, and that'll handle that. This is why you start by building the factory in the corner. Oh, the CC in the corner. I was going to say, if you built the factory in the corner, but Advil getting in here with tanks now. It's time to put pressure on this depot. Nice repair by Neon Sword, though. No vision. No possibility of vision here for Neon Sword. Where's his barracks? He could float his barracks over. It's not doing much. I guess it's walling off that entrance from potential attack.
Yeah. I mean, there's a eBay he could use. Oh, and there it goes.
He heard us.
In the past.
Okay, we have more comstats coming up for Advil here. Gonna be able to scan everything. Kind of surprised Advil just didn't take even more bases though, because he knows that Neon Sword can't do anything. Mine's on this other ramp, so I guess there's no way for Neon Sword to get out there. But he still doesn't know about this CC. The question is... Oh, hang on. Bit of a fight going down here. Oh, but the volleys are good for Advil. They barely take out his opponent's tanks before he's died. It looks like Neon Sword going to move forward anyway. Oh, no. Gets destroyed again. Now he's hitting that turret too. I mean, that's his only means of detection. There's no comstat. So if the Wraiths all get together and come in here, they can pick off those enemy tanks. Or move forward with more tanks too. But they do get taken out. That's a lot of tanks out for Advil. Well, that CC finishes. Question is, will he build the factory, start making tanks? Well, he queues up 5 SCVs. That's a start. There you go. And he starts an armory there? Of all things? Oh my god. Oh, he lost his armory. He lost his armory. That's why.
Okay.
Advil not wasting any time getting into battle cruisers this game. 12 minutes. He's already building them. I mean, that's one way to deal with this kind of position. Wow.
Just Yamato'd all down.
Yeah. Okay, Rafe, still in the bottom left. I'm just intrigued when he's going to see it. Look, the SCVs are like in his vision.
My God.
Okay,
What
now
is
it's in
this game?
factory. Yeah, right? What are we watching? Tanks still inching their way in here. Oh my gosh. Wait, did he command that Rafe? Oh! Oh no, he sent the vultures. He sent the vultures. He knows. He knows. Okay, so that will be denied. Wait. Where's he going? What is happening? Did he see it? Did he not see it? Oh my god. And the Rafe's not patrolling there anymore. Oh wait, no, these vultures are patrolling. Surely he's going to see this, right?
Oh my God! Please, please.
Yeah, he
Okay,
sees
there
this.
we go. He's seen it. He's seen it on the mini map.
But he's
Seeing all
busy
these
macroing.
activities.
He's busy
But he's
macroing
not paying
stuff.
attention.
Yeah. Oh, look, and the cloak goes down, but there is another turret now. He needs to be careful. Doesn't want to go in range. That must be barely out of range. Okay, there it goes. Boom. But he takes out another tank. He's inching forward more and more. So many tanks for Advil here. I don't think Neon Sword can hold out much longer. His tank's successfully getting picked off. Only one left right now. Okay, one left there. I guess there's more in other locations. Rafe stepped forward again, but those Goliaths doing a lot of damage. Sorry, what Goliaths? They will get taken out by his opponent's tanks. The eBay for vision is gone. He still hasn't noticed this bottom left. Please, Advil.
I can't believe it's still alive.
Oh my god. How is that vulture not aggro? Okay, there you go.
No.
He's done it.
There you go.
Tanks coming up. Siege on the low ground. Still one lone tank for Neon Sword here holding off. Gonna take out that machine shop. The vulture finally going to work. Just gonna kill everything there. But I mean, there's a factory for Neon Sword. The battle cruisers are out.
Yeah, here come the battle cruisers to break the escaped floated command center.
Okay.
These minerals are almost gone in
Oh, yeah, that
this
was quick.
phase. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Advil doesn't even need to break this, but I don't know how much longer Neon can hold on anyway.
Well, I mean, from what we've seen so far, do you think Neon's really going to leave the game if Advil doesn't go in there and get him?
No, I think we're going to see buildings flying to different corners of the map at some point.
Alright, well, this bottom left, try as he might, he cannot keep this alive. If a scan goes down. Is Yamato researched? I have no idea. It doesn't even matter. He probably doesn't even need it. Alright, Barracks flying in, seeing what's up. Still so many tanks here. That ramp is very hard to get up, though. That is for sure. Alright, starting to unsiege. He doesn't unsiege everything. One Goliath going to complete here. See how long it lasts. Well, I mean, Goliath's pretty good against Race, but they're not that good. Oh, tank's shelling another tank. Okay, now, is he in range of the
I think you can go for
CC?
him.
Huh?
Now, surely now you can just go up the ramp, right?
Well, I'm looking at these two tanks behind the factory, though. They're kind of in range, kind of. I mean, look, he has enough tanks he probably could. I'm not sure. Another Goliath pops out down at this bottom left. Oh, it's kiting, but there's a single tank there to kill it. And Cloak as well. And there's no scans, nor will there be anytime soon. Advil's banking the battle cruisers. He's just going to sweep in suddenly at the last moment.
Neon is still building SCVs out of the burning command center in the bottom left.
Oh! Oh my god, there go the CCs. Yeah, I mean, he needs more, right? Because they all just got blown up. By the way, people in chat, Flash would absolutely win against the tier 1 after floating a CC, unless the tier 1 like knew about it already and did some kind of like cheese to kill him instantly before he could get set up.
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like if the tier 1 was like going like 8 racks or like
Yeah.
some kind of fast vulture, they would just win by.
But if
by
they didn't
default.
know, you know, if, oh my god, that tank. If they didn't know and they just like scouted him doing a normal opening, I think Flash would absolutely win that. He'd find a way. Okay, that bottom left CC.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd have like some like really like timed out cheese or something.
Yeah. Right, the CC getting hit. I mean, I guess it does look like Neon Sword determined to make his opponent kill every building here. Well, he still has his tanks in this little nest, right? He's still holding out. Surely Yamato must have been researched. I can stretch this 40 minutes. No,
Oh,
why,
no.
Advil?
You don't have to. You have battle cruisers.
Just end it.
Oh no, dude. Just
GG.
dude.
That's all it took. Alright, and that means
Wow.
our CPL 6 champions are actually IKEA, taking it so far 11-4. Congratulations, Team IKEA. After being the bottom of the bracket, going into playoffs during the regular season. They clawed their way back through every team standing in their way. That is pretty amazing. And they took the finals pretty one-sidedly from what we've seen so far. But don't worry, we will continue to cast the rest of the games as well, including one more today, by the way, so don't go anywhere. But so far, taking it 11-4, who knows what the final score is going to be. Damn, congratulations to IKEA. But also, what the hell just happened? I assume what happened here is that they knew the outcome already, because this is from replays, of course, so they weren't taking the games too seriously. Alright, we're going to jump into our final matchup for today. It's going to be Stanel versus Royal Blue, so it's already decided, but they are playing for Honor, of course. Still going to cast every game, show every player's play. Very important, I think, that everyone gets the opportunity to be in the spotlight. So we're going to jump into our next set. For a whole moment, I thought I didn't press start. I'm like, why is it?
Oh no! Whoa! I crashed. Sick.
Ah, all right. Rehost. Oh yes, I see.
Yeah.
You guys in chat just enjoy that drop screen.
I'm pulling the Neon Sword strat of say I crash while I fly to a corner base.
Yeah, that's right. Neon Sword is never going to live this down. He's going to be known for that forever now. And like, oh yes, Advil, the guy that you know, won the CPL by killing someone who flew the CC. Well, I guess that's what actually how it turned out. People in chat, can you tell us what the... Actually, no, if we haven't cast it yet, don't tell us. But if we have cast it, tell us what the actual final match was.
I think that one we just watched was one of the last ones.
Yeah.
Like,
but what was the deciding match I meant? Do you remember if it's one we haven't casted yet? Because if we cast it, don't spoil, because I don't want to know the outcome.
Oh, I don't remember which one it was where we figured out what the result would be.
Fair enough.
There were a bunch that came in at about the same time.
Well, given how one-sided it is so far, I assume that you know, you knew early enough.
Oh, yeah, we morale was pretty low. Let me tell you.
Fair enough. Yeah, IKEA, amazingly, like, it's such a comeback.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's wild.
And even in semis, weren't they like only winning by 2 sets?
Yeah, like their previous matches were really close.
All right, here we go for real. In the top right, in the blue, we have Royal Blue, very fitting. And the bottom left, in the red, we have Stanel. Okay, so a TVP now. Got to get that matchup diversity. We've had our TVT. And
Well,
like
we've had one of these two.
Yeah, just playing for Honor now. Not that they knew it at the time. But now we're just casting for the sheer entertainment of watching them fight to the death. StarCraft is cruel, what can I say?
It looks like we're not going to see that a proxy gate on 7 in the gas deal. I mean, what is Stanel thinking? That's just how you play this map.
I actually forgot we had a TVP because it was like that. Yeah, well, I guess they need to learn from you, Codwell Gates, how to really play the matchup, right?
Exactly.
No PVZs today yet. That's odd, because normally that's our staple here at CPL for some reason. Well, after playing those games, you can give us our insights on the map and TVP. What do you think of it?
I mean, there's the whole thing about like the natural being far away from the third and all that stuff. Like generally, like the longer that this map goes, the better it gets for Terran, I think. But it starts out pretty nice for Protoss.
Fair enough. I think in the late game, it's very good for Terran because it's not hard to split.
Yeah.
But of course, getting there is one thing when you got the third to worry about.
For sure.
A wall coming up for Royal Blue. I wonder if he's going to go for 2-fac. Thing is, it seems like it would be very bad, but I do actually kind of like 2-fac on this map. You don't go in the high ground, you go around like the side. And like, it sounds dumb, but I swear it actually kind of works.
He just does this wall like on every game on this map.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he could totally still be doing 2-fac. He's done it before, but he just likes to wall on this map.
I try not to wall when I don't need to be honest. But it does make you safe.
We've had this conversation before.
Yeah, sorry. I went
you and I,
yeah. I'm just thinking though, if it was like in-base gateways, this would be kind of terrifying.
You mean like if Stano built his gateways inside the base of
Royal Blue?
Yes. Yeah, and like you could check that if you're worried about it, right? Like just have an SCV check at whatever timing they would go up.
I guess he wasn't worried about it.
So when you place when you face against aim-based 2-gate, like, do you do the same thing that you do in PvP where you pull 5 workers per gateway and just kill them?
As long as you
Yeah.
scout it early enough.
Yeah,
You can try and build a bunker if you scout it too late, but it's not likely to succeed. Alright, this probe going to get denied. Very nice. So yeah, even if he's not going too far, which it seems that he indeed is not, you keep Protoss in the dark there. They have to respect all the options. Could be a 1-base drop, you never know.
Yeah, that's why walling is so good.
But the downsides... Imagine if it was proxy 9-gate or 7-gate like you did, and the probe came in and put the pylon to block the wall, and you just die.
I mean, then at least the Protoss can't steal the gas, so at least you have a chance to get a vulture out.
I guess.
Like,
It's
you
going to be
can't
tough.
block the wall and get gas.
Going to be very tough. Alright, first goon's out pretty fast. Bullying that SCV. We're starting that CC on location. Going to get this bunker pretty fast. So both players going to pretty standard openings. Not at all like your game, Scott Warp game.
No. I gotta say, like, Stanel, I think last season he was like tier 3 or tier 2. Like, he came from RSL. And, like, I casted a ton of his games. Like, I've never talked to him, I think, or like contributed to his growth, but I still feel proud that he's gotten all over to tier
enough.
1.
No, I think you're right about that. I think he was indeed in tier 2 and tier 3 before that, because it's definitely not his first CPL. I mean, we should mention, it's definitely not Royal Blue's first CPL either.
Oh, yeah.
He's definitely been around for a while too. So yeah, I mean, that just showcases the learning potential of CPL, right? We have quite a few people who've come from tier 3. I mean, you yourself used to play in tier 3, right?
Tier 2.
Well, still. Tier 1 now,
season.
right?
Yeah.
Tier 0
Yeah,
next season?
Well, it was I won all my games in tier 2 and basically lost all my games in tier 1. So I don't know where I belong.
Tier 2.5. Sorry, tier 1.5.
Yeah.
That SCV is still getting chased away. Wait, is that a different SCV? Did he send a second one?
I wasn't paying attention.
Me either. I'm just looking at this bunker, like, waiting for that goon to finally get its range. Wait, range must be finished, right? Unless he just didn't start it. Surely...
Range must be done by now, yeah.
God, I hope it's done, because if it's not, he didn't start. Okay, there you go.
Here we go. But the tank's here, so not really much opportunity for damage.
God, what a standoffish game. It's kind of like they're always ticking the boxes, like, okay, you got a Nexus, I'm getting a CC. Oh, you got a bunker, I'm getting range, but you got a tank. What's the next? Oh, I got this, but you got that. Is it going to be, you know, I got an Arbiter, but you got EMP? Is that the next interaction point we're going to have in this game? Sometimes it goes like that in TVP. See 3-gate Observer coming up, so Xanol playing really standard defensive. Dragoon's coming in, going to pressure that bunker again. There's 2 tanks here though, so this is a bit risky.
Yeah.
You don't want to be receiving return fire from that, and he does back off him. Looks like a pretty fast second factory coming up here. Not exactly a CC fact. He got that academy pretty early. He's getting his armory, but both players, like I said, playing pretty like standard defensive. Okay, third base gonna go up here for Stanel. I guess he's satisfied to not doing anything crazy.
Yeah.
What a change of pace from last game. We go from like that into the most standard possible PvP.
Yeah, both players are like, let's take it calmly. Let's get up to our mid game and late game armies here. Yeah, 6 minutes is actually a pretty early third if it starts.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
doing.
well, Terran is actually moving out. Despite it not being an immediate second factory, he still feels like he's strong enough. Is he going to get a really fast third as well? Are both players going to like macro up super fast? No, it looks like no. He just wanted the space for the Vulture, it looks like. And the Vulture will get out. Check there's nothing at the third. You know, one thing about this third for Protoss, I mean, we're saying the third's hard to take for Terran. It's very good to drop for Terran too as well, though. So that's a potential downside there. This Vulture, you know, I hate it when your Vulture's just a bit too late and you arrive and the Nexus has just started. You're like, damn, I could have got so much value if I was here 2 seconds earlier.
Can't relate. Every Vulture gets there right when I don't want it to be there.
Of course, you know, grass is always green on the other side. The Vulture's always faster on the other side.
There you go.
Okay, nice pullback from Robo. Very good reaction there. This Observer's seeing everything. Sal knows exactly what's up. I wonder if we go for Arbiters here, if he's also going to be doing the shuttle style, because I know that was just you doing it in every game, but it is popular on this map in particular, and I haven't really seen how Stanel plays recently, at least not in this matchup.
Yeah. Well, okay, so we see they settled in now. I think this is going to be Arbiters. Like, I think like the 3 gateways with observers is much more
Yeah. Even
indicative of going
you know
into
what?
our
7:30 approximately Citadel is the classic 3-gate obs into 3-base arm timing.
like
It's a little bit early, but yeah.
like getting the Reavers is nice because like it can be useful in the mid game pushes, and like you get the support base, you can get shuttle speed faster. Like
Yeah.
so, this kind of opening makes me think it's probably gonna be ARBs.
I have to say, Roblue missing some SV production here actually, which kind of hurting him a bit. But so far, other than that, both players macroing pretty well. Like we were saying before, this is tier 1 games, so not the best of the best for CPL, definitely up there. And look, honestly, even the tier 2 games we've seen, openings have been really solid. I was saying it in the semi-finals, I'll say it again, I'm very impressed by the level of play people are bringing in playoffs. I mean, I guess that really shows IKEA, worked hard for this.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Since the match is decided, I didn't actually mention who's in which team, did I? So, of course, it's Royal Blue for Amigos and Stanel for IKEA here.
Yeah.
Oh, taking out this launch is very nice. Oh, hitting that mine, not very nice. Oh, wait, but he took it out. Okay, all good.
Doing a good job.
Yeah. Okay, Robo going to slowly extend out here. CC is almost done now. Got to be careful,
So
though.
Royal Blue has almost every base on the map mined except for his own third. Like even his own fourth in the top, he's worried that Protoss might try to sneak a Nexus there. And he
It can happen. Oh, look at this. I love this style where you block down this ramp. You just don't worry about going in that part of the map. You just like wall off of depots here and take the rest of the map. I think that's definitely the way to do it here. A couple more gateways coming up. Okay, there is that Stargate, so it looks like you're alright. Getting the Stargate into Archives at the same time. Exactly what you need to do here. I love this tank spread too. Robo's playing really solidly so far.
Yeah, he's a very, very solid player. Like honestly, I thought he was tier 0.
Yeah, me too actually, but I wasn't going to say anything. I mean, maybe next season. There's always next season. We'll see if he wins this series. I like this positioning by Stanel though. Stanel doing a good job, just keeping the goons close enough that Royal Blue can't make any mistakes. Oh, I say that, but he starts running in and taking damage. Well, I don't know about this. This is risky, but it could pay off. No, Royal Blue reacting in time. I don't think that CC is going to fall. That was a brave move, but now these goons
all these goons are stuck.
Well,
if these SCVs stay here, might get some more damage done.
Yeah, he's not going to kill that. Yeah, and as you say, they're stuck now. I mean, maybe you can delay a lot by hiding in the back here, making tanks come up the ramp. Oh, but he's taking a lot of damage right now. Oh. Oh, and the tanks get repelled from the ramp as well, trying to push down there.
Yeah, this is one of those things, like, if this was Fighting Spirit, RIP, with 2 ramps, like, it'd be so much easier to go up there and then retreat a different way.
Don't talk to me about that, my god. Oh, look at this though. He's getting annoying though. He can delay the CC for a long time if he plays his cards right here. And at the same time, Stone looks like he's going to get ready to take that 4th. Mine's doing their best, but their best is just not good enough sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the command center is not dead, but Royal Blue is taking this carefully enough that this is delaying the actual planting of the base by like at least a minute now.
Yeah, I mean that's a big deal. More factories coming down for Royal Blue as well. He really does need to get on that, like, because he's missing a lot of income here. All these idle SCVs, it's starting to become a big deal. And like I was saying, his SV production was dropping off a bit before, and presumably because he hasn't landed this, he didn't make any more either. Okay, finally gonna start getting up there. A single Zealot comes to contest these tanks, but that's not gonna do anything other than maybe freak out the Terran. Look at this. He just steps forward and picks that off, no problem. 1 goon for 1 tank, that's a great trade for Protoss. You can do that all day.
Wow, this is really annoying
Yeah.
for Terran.
This like small goon squad has just done so much. Okay, gonna get a tank on that little low ground nook. Finally work his way up. Oh, okay. Okay, maybe he has it now. Oh, but at the same time, that 1 Zealot.
Yeah.
I guess there's 1 gateway just rallied. And look at this. Now Stan has to retreat a little bit more. Or just sit there, I guess. Well, I guess if the goons are physically in the way, the CC can't land, so they might as well tank. Okay, here they go. They're trying to take out that tank. Will they get 1 more before they fall? Looks like they will. Yes, they will. But he finally secures his base. Damn.
Yeah, but definitely worth it for Stanel there.
Well, I mean, Stanel's only just setting up his 4th now, though, so I'm not necessarily a fan of his position, but his Arbiter timing looks good. 2 of them coming up right now. Actually, no, I take it back. It is a little bit late, but it's alright. Could be worse. But he's going to have what he needs, I think, by the time Terran is max. Terran's supply is still very low here. Man, this 1 gateway, how many Zealots have been donated?
Yeah, it's like a force zealot or something. Which gateway is that? I'm gonna try to figure it out.
Yeah, you keep an eye on it.
It's nice because I can zoom out, so I don't have to look.
Like, this mine paying off. Vulture's coming down.
I found it. It's the bottom one on the left, the one right by the robo.
Oh, I see it.
In the gas.
Huh.
The trader gateway.
Yeah. Vulture's coming down to the bottom right, denying a 5th base of Protoss. Very nice. But I love that Stanel went for that so fast. That can be a good way of taking advantage here. Oh my gosh. So, if Royal Blue just sits here, will eventually all the minerals in the map just be funneled into that one rally point?
Yeah.
I guess every time Stanel hears he's under attack and looks over and there's nothing to see, like it's already died.
Yeah, he's like, what's going on over there?
It's just as well that gateway isn't making Templars or something.
Oh man.
Here comes another one. Oh, this is just tragic. Maybe it's some kind of like Protoss rite of passage, like you're not a real man until you run past 6 tanks.
He needs more goons, but is out of goons, so he's gotta have some builds done.
Oh my god! Yeah, that's how they do it. Oh my
Yeah.
god! Every time we see Protoss like running zealots into lurker fields, it's like, well, we needed more goons, not more zealots.
They can't
my
just
God.
like put a healthy.
Well, they have to die in
guy
battle.
inside
They
of a
have
goon. Yeah.
they have to die in battle. That's how it goes.
Battle,
Yeah. That technically counts as battle. Well, these vultures getting stuck here, and this is not quite as effective for Terran as it is for Protoss when you're trying to hold a high ground like this. So, gonna pick those off pretty easily. Does reveal the Arbiter though. I mean, I think Terran probably scanned it by now, but that's still something. Oh my gosh. Hey, imagine if that was actually a mechanic. I feel like there's probably some RTS out here that's done this, but like,
oh yeah,
you can only build as many goons as dead units. That sounds interesting.
A Warcraft 3 kind of has that with like the undead and corpses. There's like spells that actually need corpses to be on the ground and stuff.
Oh, but that's different because the corpse is like in the location.
Yeah, but like you can like get a meat wagon to like carry bodies around if you need them for spells and stuff.
Wow.
But like you can also just build a graveyard that somehow generates corpses without anyone dying.
Yeah, because that's
so
what graveyards do, right?
Yeah.
Okay, finally he rallied the goon. So now what's the explanation? We need a new headcanon for why that gateway is rallied there.
I don't know. The people who die in goons get to become reavers or something.
They just keep going up the scale.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes another zealot. I can't look away from this. I can't look anywhere else on the map.
Oh, oh, he saved it.
Lucky
He learned
zealots.
after like 8 units.
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like Robo wants to come up here and take this 12 o'clock, but he needs to position his army. Okay, he starts moving across, but only with part of it. He has a lot of tanks chilling at the right. He needs to put like tons of mines and depots on this ramp and leave a minimal defense there, because he really needs to commit everything to defend. Moving forward right now, is EMP available? I'm not sure. I didn't see if he got it. I hope he did. But there is a bunch of energy on these arbiters. If he doesn't EMP them, it'll definitely be strong. Wow, Vultures coming in the nick of time to the top left. The probe arrives, 2 seconds later the Vultures arrive.
Well, there's a mine there. It helps.
Yeah.
But in the bottom, Sandal has gotten this base up with a bunch of cannons. That's definitely going to go up now, and I don't think Royal Blue is really going to discover that. Although this mine is going to block the next base from going up.
Oh, both
Royal Blue
players...
is pushing to the middle of the map, and Sandal might just miss him.
Yeah. Both players kind of passing each other right now, and honestly that favors Protoss a big deal. Okay, Royal Blue sees where his army is. What does he choose to do? Is he going to continue with his attack, or is he going to return home to defend? Looks like he's going to continue with his attack. So, Stanel going to deny this base, and honestly, I don't know what's going to stop him from killing the third as well. How is Royal Blue going to turn this to his advantage? He's going to have to basically kill Protoss for this to be a good thing, assuming Stanel does commit to attacking that 12. And I guess he is going for the throat, going straight into that natural, not wasting any time. Some mines doing some damage here, but I mean, there's a lot of Protoss army. Stanel falling on this third base. The Arbiter's returning home. In fact, it looks like everything trying to return home. And Royal Blue actually sent a lot of his Vultures back right now. I don't think he's going to achieve that much of this, because it seems like... Wait a minute, why is there a fleet beacon? Oh my god, everything's going on. The Arbiters... Where's the EMP?
Right, we see some big stasis is here.
Where's the EMP? No EMP goes down. That's a pretty good stasis. Gets one of the vessels too. How are those units so separated? Anyway. I mean...
Oh no, the whole Protoss army is getting like funneled into one little line here.
Coming in piecemeal. Like, it finally EMPs after the stasis has gone down. But yeah, as you say, they're just coming in one at a time. Really getting annihilated here. So many tanks doing the damage. Royal Blue not reinforcing yet, though. Oh my gosh, this is doing huge damage. And that one vessel giving the detection needs. That shuttle doing its work. Nice storm. Is it enough, though? Looks like Protoss will barely clean this up.
Wow.
Barely.
but it was so harsh. Like all the units like conga lining in like that.
Well, to be honest though, I think it was a fundamental mistake for Robo to come down here. I don't think it was ever going to work out favorably. That vessel might live. And meanwhile, Stanner was doing a super quick carrier transition. Like, that's really fast, Arbiter to carrier transition. Like, you never see people do it that quickly. Loses that vessel. But Royal Blue going to take this 12 after all said and done.
There's an Arbiter at the 4th base of Terran that has the energy to recall. I don't know if there's even enough. There's a decent amount of units. Like it could recall maybe into the 3rd. There's an observer there that shows him that there's just.
His mind's all over it though. So I don't know.
Right, but like call like in the middle line or something, or even just continue on onto the main pass there. And
maybe
get on the factories.
Is it too many turrets? You'd have to come in at the right angle to get past those. I think he's decided it's not very profitable to recall when all the enemy's tanks are right there. You kind of just get nuked if you recall next to too many tanks. I mean, besides, he has these carriers coming, so if he just waits and uses stasis to delay... Although, Royal Blue on 4 bases, as long as he figures out the carriers coming, probably has the economy he needs. That said, his workers are a little bit low. His money's all gone because he lost that one maxed army, and I don't see that many Goliaths coming out yet. Here's 1. +3 is done, though. Nice SCV transfer timing. Got there just as that CC was done.
Oh, I like Astano is getting the shields upgrade because it covers both the ground units and the carriers. Very nice.
Yeah, very smart. Getting air weapons as well, although it might be a bit of a tell if his opponent manages to select an Arbiter. Okay, looks like he's coming in here. Maybe he's just doing this because he needs to free up supply, I'm not sure. But most of these tanks are unsieged and clubbed. Where's the stasis? Stasis! No stasis.
Stasis.
Oh my god, these Arbiters just paperweights right now. They don't want to hear about any stasis. Archon dropping actually kind of effective with the splash damage there, I guess. I think Terran just has enough to clean this up though. Yeah, decent storm.
Return to post storms.
Where's the detection? And so many units at the 4th not joining in with this fight. Although the Protoss army is kind of surrounded. And they're just running into mines. Turrets killing the Arbs. Oh, this is brutal.
Oh no.
Oh, the shuttles too. Wow, yeah, this was a slaughter. Again, I don't know if that's what Stanner wanted though. Wait, what is going on in the Terran base? Oh, he knows it's carrier. You know how I know he knows it's carrier? He is getting locked down.
Lockdown. Oh. Boy.
Wow. I've never seen this in an actual game, but maybe it's time. I mean, I guess I saw Barisa doing it, but he kind of already lost at that point. And he was locked down in Dragoons. But lockdown on carriers can be absolutely sick. Oh god, that mine takes out a few SCVs. Okay, you know what? Maybe it was worth it for Stanos because of how much disruption he caused and like how low Royal Blue's income is. Royal Blue really just needs to make a bunch more SCVs from like every command center right now.
Oh, Royal Blue is threatening the base in the bottom with some vultures and tanks.
Wait, tanks too? Ooh, okay. I don't know about that. Splitting up your army as Terran generally not such a good idea.
Yeah.
Depends where Protoss goes. I mean, Protoss already moving in this exact direction, right? So I just don't see it happening. I don't know.
It's a big reinforcement wave from Protoss.
Yeah, you can see he's just going to get cleaned up here, right? So it's a bit unfortunate. Well, decent mines. Oh, takes out most of those vultures, yeah. So already not worth it for Terran. Trying to focus fire those tanks with the so those goons with the tanks rather, but not really going to get that much done. So nice clean up there by Protoss. Still building up carriers. I don't know when Royal Blue scanned it, but he knows. Where are his ghosts at? I see 1 at the natural. Did he only make 1? He's making more. Oh, 2. I mean, they only cost 1 supply, right? So you might as well make a few of them.
Are there really only 1? There are 2?
Yeah, they're 1. Pretty sure.
Wow.
Anyone verify that in chat? They're cheap as hell, dude. 25 minerals, 75 gas.
Yeah, but they're 45 HP, which seems really brutal.
Hey, it's more than a Marine. I'll say that much.
Yeah, look, they're bad at most things, but they are cheap.
Oh, they are ones to play. Wow, and they cost. So they basically cost the same as an observer.
Yeah, same as a Scourge, or 2 Scourge rather. Yeah. But this is the problem. They're bad at most things. If they weren't bad at most things, people would use them all the time.
If units were good, they would be used.
Yeah, basically.
High level analysis.
Look, if they were even like mediocre at fighting, like Zealot, Dragoon, or whatever, they would be great. Because if you had a gas bank, you could just spam them out. And lockdown would be really useful against Arbs and carriers. And even if you just have extra energy for goons, it's fine. Okay, really intent pushing down this narrow location, but I don't think this is the location Royal Blue wants to go for. I think just securing the top left and then pressuring the Protoss 9 o'clock, or what is it, 10 o'clock, would be a way better option. But look at this, he has the high ground. There's the Storm, very nice. Oh my gosh. Okay, but he's going for an engage here. I don't know about this. The carriers are still far away. Tank's going to get a lot of damage on before the carriers show up. Lockdown is ready, but I mean, how many Goliaths does he actually have to deal with this? And how much energy do the Ghosts even have? Where did they all go? Oh my gosh.
There's one hiding out. Oh, they're like hiding it out between the Nat and the third for some reason.
I see. They're very spread out. So maybe it was more of an anti-recall measure. He didn't actually realize it was carriers. And like most of them don't have energy. He has no Goliaths here. So I mean, you can lock down to buy time, but you're not going to kill them without any Goliaths. Well, there goes one.
Lockdown.
Nice.
Two.
On the most injured one.
Oh, no, just one.
Yeah. But this is the thing. He has no Goliaths to back this up. Oh yeah, that goes
Yeah,
into energy.
I think you're right. I think they were for recall.
If he had all his ghosts together, yeah, here comes another one. He has another one in the main, I thought. Or okay, there we go. He has enough energy for all the remaining carriers, I think, or maybe bar one. But he needs to step forward and use them. The Ghost's just AFK right now. And here they come. Here they come. Goes for the scan. Here goes
There's a carrier going to the third base of Terran with no interceptors.
Guess that's a
Not
donation.
sure what happened there. Yeah.
Okay, another couple of good lockdowns go down. Again, there's not that many Goliaths. Honestly, the tanks just need to come forward and crush that little Protoss ground army so the Ghosts can do their work. Oh my god, that is brutal. Okay, one actually expires. Wow, that's a long fight that lockdown expires. There's so many tanks here though. Royal Blue can still just crush any Protoss ground army. He's not continuing to make Ghosts, which I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think he should keep making Ghosts right now in this TVP. Okay, starting to move forward with his ground army, but still so many tanks left siege in the back doing nothing. Honestly, if he bought everything, he could delete the Protoss ground army and the Goliaths could kill all the carriers. And look at this, they're starting to go to work on the lockdown ones. There's nothing they can do. God, they're so vulnerable when they're locked down. There's just nothing you can do about it. Oh my god, is he going to clean up all these carriers? Wow. Alright, new meta, I guess. Lockdown is actually just amazing.
Yeah. So when you're going Ghost, should you get more than one barracks?
Yeah, you might as well. I mean, it's only 150
Yeah.
barrels, right? Just in case you need to make a bunch at once. And the thing is, the faster you make them, the better, because then you'll be building up energy sooner.
Yeah, I think that lockdown like actually saved Royal Blue. 'Cause
Absolutely,
if he
it
didn't
did.
know it was carriers, like he would have
100%.
no anti-carrier defense. Yeah. So that was actually really clutch.
Someone tell Artosis that's right. He just doesn't know how to use ghosts. Oh my god, is Royal Blue going to counter now? Is he actually just going to be like, alright, now I've killed all your carriers, time for you to die? This is crazy.
I think so.
Wow. Thing is though, he's
My
not
God.
taking additional
Hard
bases
knocks.
because again, he's not taking the top left yet. So I don't know, if Protoss can hold somehow, he does have Storms available and Terran's stepping into this low ground very brazenly right now. Here come the Templar, he does pull back, he realizes how much danger is in there. A decent Protoss army here and a bit of a standoff happens again. But I mean, Terran with really good upgrades, with 3-3 on air right now. I can't see the Protoss air upgrades because they're all building interceptors an Arbiter left? I don't think so. Well, he has 0 air armor anyway, and only +1 shields. That much I do.
Oh, we're seeing the Ghost come back with
Nice.
Ghost cloaking on the way.
Nice, nice.
Hell yeah, dude.
Okay, he's finally moving down to pressure these bottom right bases. Not sieging this stuff he has up here. There we go. Siege and mines will be very efficient here if Protoss tries to go up that ramp. And you know, this is a pretty good position for Terran. It's going to be hard for Protoss to engage here. Those cannons not doing much. Is it enough Goliaths? I guess it is. It depends how much damage they take.
Yeah, oh, if they get too overextended, they'll just get stormed and killed really quickly. One carrier does go down. There's only 2 left, though.
But only 2 Goliaths left, and usually that favors the
Guys get
carriers.
wiped out.
Well, he is going to nuke this ground army with these tanks. Like, the goons will be cleaned up, I think. But, I mean, the carriers are probably enough to barely carry this. But that said, Terran can reinforce with Goliaths quite easily here. Oh, yeah, okay, I think Terran is going to hold this location, actually. That tank in the back, 12 kills, 13 kills, goddamn.
Wow.
And a Goliath to scare those carriers away even though it has no energy.
I hear a Ghost.
Yeah, hard to
There
see,
he
but you
is.
can hear it.
Yeah.
If you had like 20 ghosts, would they be any good at killing interceptors? Probably not. Okay, Protoss only on +1 air weapons right now, no air armor, so these Goliaths very effective. +3 vehicle armor, of course, also nullifying those interceptors.
Wow, interceptors have 80 health.
Yeah,
They have the same HP and shields as a Templar. I did not realize that.
Yeah, they're not that easy to kill after all. But that Nexus does fall, and I mean, Terran is taking the top left. Looks like Terran taking every advantage right now. Although he's not producing ghosts constantly. Again, can't believe I'm saying this, but if only he kept making ghosts, he'd be crushing this game.
Oh, there's 2 here in the fight. We got enough energy for 1 lockdown.
I mean, that would be a huge tide turner if we just locked down in one of those carriers. Where are they? I don't see them.
They're in the middle of the text. Did they all just die while I wasn't looking?
I don't know. I don't see them. I never saw. Maybe the carriers focus fired them?
Maybe.
Oh, he storms his own observers. But he will
no.
push Terran back from this location. But I mean, does it really matter? Terran has done the damage. Terran taking this top left. Does he even care about coming down here again? He could just take the top left and then he has enough bases, I think, to win. Even though that's one base up for Protoss, I think Terran will probably win with that setup.
The ghosts made it back to the natural. They're in that little clump outside.
Oh, they fled. Okay. So he needs two,
yeah.
though. I don't know if it's enough. I really wish he would make more. I guess it would be a lot of gas. Okay, Protoss going to move in and deny this top left, though. Royal Blue neglecting to put any forces there, and that actually might be a big deal. This is a strong move. And now Royal Blue needs this base, right? This is his only possible expansion right now, because he's not really ever going to take the bottom right, I don't think. Oh, if that CC dies, that'd be tragic. And with the carriers on the way, looks like it probably will. Oh, man.
Oh, I took a bunch of SCVs.
Yeah. Okay, Terran on his way to this position. Protoss needs to be careful. There's a lot of mines there. Gonna have to take his time to clear these out. And the Goliath's coming up as well. Okay, nice job clearing mines with that Zealot. But there's so many to get through. Is it even worth it? How many Zealots are you gonna lose? Oh, Templars! Oh, no. Semi-decent storm. Okay, Cloak is out. The Ghosts are ready. There is an Observer. They're stepping forward. Oh, gotta be careful, yeah. I guess he decides now is not the time. Is he gonna take out those Observers? That'd be sick.
Ooh, there are cloaked ghosts here. Come on, let's see lockdown. Before they use up too much energy so they can't lock down.
Yeah, that's right. It's
Oh, no, they
ticking down.
just did. There's
No.
only one that has the mana for lockdown now.
Oh, unfortunate. Carriers ran away anyhow. More Archons coming up. Stanley is so short of minerals. He's just making Archons for the last little while.
Oh, man. This is such a sad point in any PvT when you don't have the minerals for anything else.
Yeah. I'd like to see more
Because
vessels.
Archons are so bad.
DMP, they are. Okay, we've still got 2 lockdowns available here. But no, not gonna happen.
Are they 100? Are they 75 energy? I thought they were 100.
thought they were 75, but I could be wrong about that. Oh, another carrier got rallied to the 3rd. Again, these rallies. How much have they cost Stanley in this game?
100.
I find it hard to believe he wouldn't have won by now if he hadn't lost so much there, because we can see how even this game is. Damn. Protoss continues to patrol. Okay, looks like Terran going to try and take the top left again. And once again, if he just secures that, I feel like he'll have what he needs. That's it, his SCV count is extremely low. Only 32 remaining, and if he has 3 bases at once, that's not going to be very much. Once again, sending a force to this bottom right, though. I don't agree with this at all. Yeah, he can kill the Nexus, but then this army just gets cleaned up again, and ultimately it's not worth it for Terran. Well, again, the Ghosts could make this worth it, I feel like. If they could somehow catch the carriers en route and lock them down, that would be huge, but I just don't see it happening. The Ghosts are not in position. They're currently still at 12. Just chilling. I mean, it's a decent position, but here come the carriers. Archon's actually doing work somehow. Who'd have thought? Oh my gosh, huge storm. Yeah, he just cleans this up without any trouble at all, and that's like huge value for Protoss. How many units he just killed. And he didn't really lose that much of his own. Man, those carriers are so low though. I hope he's fixed his rallies. Well, he's not making any additional carriers right now. 10 High Templars on the way! My god, he really does not have minerals, does he? Terran taking that top left.
Yeah, he's probably spending all his minerals on interceptors.
Yeah, right? Makes sense. Because he did lose quite a few. Alright, well,
So it's hard to
finish this. Sorry.
I guess both players are low on money, but Standal has kept the bottom right bases alive. But Royal Blue has gotten the top left up. No mining there yet. And can't really defend it from this force that's coming back to kill it
Yeah,
again.
the tanks are out of position. The Ghost could make the difference here, but he needs to actually use them. He was a bit slack about it last time. I hear them shooting. Go lockdown, go! Oh, he has to lift that CC. He knows his tanks are out of position. That CC could fall. I think it certainly will, actually.
Yeah.
Terran not able to get down there in time. Like I was saying, once again, the Ghost being a bit slack. Not doing the job. The carrier still fell, though, because it was so freaking low. Building 2 more. Stanley barely holding on. Oh god, the prophecy has been fulfilled. The rally point of the Templar. It's just running into that 3rd. But wait, there's nothing to kill at this time. Actually, just storm harass.
Yeah, you've heard of the storm drop? This is the storm walk.
Oh,
the
there's
ghost!
a ghost! Okay. Gonna chase him away. What
Oh
a
my
god.
god, is he actually gonna get it?
I mean, is he microing this or is it just baited? I guess he's not
I
actually
think
microing.
it's... Oh, it's just baited. Walks
Yeah.
back. That Templar has avoided those mines twice. Oh, he's turning around, so Stanel knows now. Stanel
Oh my
control.
god. No, he's not sure.
I don't know what's going on. Oh, it's mines.
This Templar. Oh my god. That ghost is still
All
there
right.
though. Yeah, no, that
No, the vultures! Almost made it to the mineral line.
A ghost with 1 kill, you don't see that every day. Ghosts don't get kills. Oh, and the rally continues.
A ghost! You don't see that every day.
That's true. Again, these ghosts cloak, but they're not doing anything. No lockdowns going down once again. So many Archons. If there was a single vessel here, they would be so worthless, and
Oh
yet
my
there is
God.
not. Nice storm, but nice dodge as well. Pulling back from it. In fact, they're storming that Archon a little bit. Here come the ghosts. Yes, finally
There
the
we
lockdown.
go.
I think he double locked down one of them. Can he get the other one? No energy left, but I mean, lockdowning one is worth enough. I think Terran can push forward here now. Nice cancel on that CC, doesn't want to lose that. Yes, gets the other carrier. Terran looking so strong right now. Again, if he can just secure this. Another carrier rallies to the third. The ghost doing his part. Can he steal the kill? I want to see it. Oh my gosh, such damage. He does not steal
my
the kill.
God.
Yeah, Terran needs to inch his way over here for siege tanks. The ghost,
It's happening like...
they can attack. They're going to snipe that Templar. Nice. Assassins.
So I just looked at both of the Stargates, and they both have the correct rally point. I'm trying to figure out how those carriers are getting across the map like that.
I don't know. Alright, Terran continue to each down here. Protoss still has plenty of minerals left at this bottom right. But Terran continue to trade efficiently. Do we have any upgrades on the carriers yet? They still only have +1 air weapons? I still don't see air armor.
I think it's only +1, but I can't tell until they stop making
Right.
interceptors.
That's why I was asking you. I hope you somehow
Yeah.
actually knew.
I was gonna go look for arbiters or something, but
There
we
isn't
haven't
any
seen those in a
arbiter
long
in this
time.
game for 20
Yeah.
minutes, yeah. Still just making Archons. The vessel is out though. What are you going to do now, Stanel? He's just going to EMP all those poor Archons. Looks like the carrier's going to try and hit it, but I don't know what's going to be able to do. Let's be careful of lockdown too. Like, he's playing with fire here, and those ground... Oh, there it goes!
Oh,
That's all it takes.
and that went down so fast too.
Yeah.
And it is just +1 attack
Yeah, well,
on the air.
2 more carriers being built. Archon carrier seems to be the comp, but I don't think he's ever going to get into this top left now. I just don't see that happening. What are these? Oh no, he's doing it again. Royal Blue once
What?
again sending this small force to the bottom right.
Stop!
Yeah, I mean, maybe he gets the Nexus again, but... Oh no, not if he runs into the cannons like this, he won't. Well...
Oh no.
Oh no, he kept him alive. Okay, guess +3 armor's not
Nice.
bad.
But the entire Protoss army is headed down
Yeah.
there again.
And it's not like Terran has any reasonable counterattack to make. Like, what's he going to do? He's going to take out this base with depleted gas? Like, that's not going to
Yeah.
count for anything. Oh look, here comes a lot of Protoss. I mean, you know what? Maybe you can get some SCVs here because the cannons have fallen. Oh, vessel for EMP. No, no energy. Yeah, you need to kill whatever SCVs can. This vessel needs to get out of here. That's quite valuable.
Oh, I think it's gonna get picked off.
It could EMP the Archons. It might make it worthwhile. It takes a long time. No! The D-Matrix on the Goliath that instantly dies! Oh my gosh. Once again, not worth it for Robo to send a small army down here. He's barely mining from this top left. Most of his SCVs still in the minerals at this 12. Not that he has that many to begin with. Ah, but see, it's all a bait. He's baiting the carriers in for this lockdown. But there's no energy, I don't think. No. Okay, enough for one. Enough for one. Did someone in chat verify whether it's 100 or 75 energy?
It's 100. I
It is
checked.
100? Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it has not enough energy for any of them. Wow, Protoss actually smashing through here. Gonna force Orbital to pull back his units to the top left, I think. Oh, that
Yeah,
that
here we go.
ghost
They
death
are on
sounds.
sieging.
Yeah. I guess they took their cue for StarCraft 2 from StarCraft 1 of that, like,
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
there's this massive explosions going on, you just hear through it all. Ah! Yeah.
Never say die.
Alright, that CC, well, I mean, he wasn't mining much there except some gas. I don't know, can Stanel somehow get up here? Surely not. I think Robo should have enough, but he's bringing it back piecemeal. Oh, there's enough for a lockdown, though. Oh, there's mines also. Kind of helping the Protoss a little bit, but also killing some zealots. Oh, that ghost gets taken out. You don't want to lose that. They technically do some damage to what do you call them? Zealots. Oh, another one falls. He only has one left with 200 energy though. If you can get the double lockdown, I don't know. Is this just not enough for Robo? Has Stanel done it? Is he broken through? All right, we're gonna have one lockdown here because it cloaked, but I don't think it's enough. Stanel actually crushing it, killing everything Robo has left here, and now he's in the main. I can't believe this. It looked like he was about to lose for sure, but he suddenly just broke through all the defenses.
It turns out the counter to Ghost is Archon Carrier.
Yeah, of course. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Guys, we're developing the meta. Tell the pros.
Yeah.
They don't know.
We're gonna see
I
this in
Pradine.
ASL.
That's right. The ASL players were like, oh yes, well, you know, I learned that strategy after watching the CPL players. And,
yeah, in the interview.
Yeah. My God. Look, it looked really good in the first games, that's for sure. And there were definitely some moments lockdown helped in a lot. Look, honestly, the Ghosts were fine. The Ghosts did not cost in this game. It was the repeated attacks in the bottom right. I mean, now he's killing all these factories. Right. What's Robo going to do? There's no way he can rebuild enough infrastructure in the top left. He's building a barracks there because he doesn't even have one to start building factories. It's not like Stanel has too little money to win this. Like, he has a bit of minerals left. GG. That's it for game 1 of this best of 3. Damn. What a fight.
Oh, no.
Stanel with a really cool strategy though, switching to carries instantly after Arbiters. I just wish he'd kept upgrading them.
Yeah, upgrades make such a big difference when Terran is already like on a 3-3.
Yeah.
Those carriers just get shredded.
Session in chat saying there's misrally carriers which BM donations. I mean, I guess he did win in the end, right? Proving he didn't need all his units. Alright, we're going to jump into game 2 here. Alright, in the bottom left, in the dark blue, we have royal blue. I guess not dark blue, it's regular blue. In the top left, in the red, we have Stanel, currently up 1 game in this best of 3. Here on Polypoid now. Alright. So, will someone go for something crazy after a game like that? I mean, I don't know. It lasted long enough. I think both players aren't necessarily shaken in their openings.
Yeah.
Honestly, royal blue, I think, was looking better for most of that game.
Yeah. We're not going to see the fly to the side base.
Ah, damn, that's so popular in the metas these days.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, is it better or worse against Protoss? I mean, not that it's good in any case.
I
think it's better
I don't know.
because you have more of a chance of getting like one vulture in and just destroying probes or something.
I guess.
It's pretty long shot. Alright, well, I mean, new CPL bucket list. I don't want to see that strat if it doesn't win, but I want to see someone win with that. Somehow. Some way, somehow. I don't know how you would ever play
I can't think of any actual advantage to it unless it's on an island map. And I was thinking, what about
well, hang on.
Optimizer? Like, could you get the workers to the islands
you get
Optimizer
like,
by like mineral glitching through?
It would be tricky, but you could get all 4 of them through if you did it right. I'm thinking on an island map though, the problem is you can't take the SCVs with you. So you're building one SCV, your landed base.
Yeah. So it would have to be like a pseudo island where workers can get there, but not units. Yeah. But then if workers can get there, then you can get scouted, so it's not even that good.
But if your opponent went for a 4-pool, say, and you did that, would you actually win?
I don't think so. Like, I don't think it's worth it enough.
No.
Like in StarCraft 2, it was good because the bases were so close and because of the gold minerals. Like, the gold minerals were nuts. I mean, and like, you get some kind of advantage.
You know what's funny? These players, obviously they're different races, so they can't do mirror builds. Their base layout looks the same, with like the supply building below, the production next to the town hall. But there we go. There comes that cyber core to ruin everything. Why has it got to be like that? Couldn't Protoss just pretend they're Terran and just make... Well, I guess they can't make robos without a cyber core. Imagine if that was the meta. Protoss in their base with like 9 robos.
Oh my god. There was that one PvP match like 2
on Transistor,
ASLs ago on that like 3-player map.
Transistor, Yeah. Who were the players? I never remember.
Oh, I don't remember. It was...
One of them was Snow.
Oh, I don't remember.
Snow was the player not making Reavers.
Yeah, it was Mini, I think, but I don't remember.
I don't think it was Mini, but it could have been. But yeah, I mean, they were weaker than they looked, though, right? Because even though he like Doom dropped Reavers in his opponent's main, they kind of didn't do much.
It's very fragile.
Yeah, for sure.
That playstyle.
Like
but it is awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I want to see something funky out of Stanel. I mean, I guess he was already doing something pretty crazy with the, like, okay, I made 2 arbs, now time for carriers. That was pretty full on. Well, Royal Blue scouting first, Stanley scouting last. Bit unfortunate. This is a very late scout, though, for Terran. Interesting. Guess he wasn't worried about any kind of shenanigans. But look at that, the goons are already out. If Stanley blocked the ramp, like Royal Blue completely in the dark, but he lets him in. So he's going to see the range coming up. Even cutting probes here, I assume Stanley's going to go for a Nexus right away.
Yeah, looks like we're going to see the 23 Nex, which has become more popular lately.
And on location CC for Royal Blue. I'm going to machine shot first. Once again, both players opening very, very standoffish, very normal compared to your games.
Yeah.
That's right, you've won 6-0's hard with the 10-15.
Oh, yeah. It was like completely ineffective, but...
Well, now I can ask you, when you played your
I can
games,
use it.
was the match decided?
No, I played it like Saturday, I think.
Oh, okay, so
So it
it was
wasn't
like
quite
just a few
decided yet.
people played.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh. Okay, finishes that bunker just in time. You know, Royal Blue didn't do a wall this time. Interestingly. Oops, sorry for the noise.
No, I think it's just something about Eclipse. Like probably like it's a 2-player map.
Oh,
or something.
when you
Yeah,
said
yeah.
you always did it, I didn't realize you meant just on the map.
Oh yeah. I just meant Eclipse.
I mean, it makes sense because you know proxy's pretty popular there.
Yeah.
Hmm. Interesting.
Looks like we're gonna see CC Fag from Royal Blue. I think
Yep.
we saw like a late second factory after the.
Yeah, he got a super fast
Last
academy
game.
last time.
Yeah, but this time it's gonna be much more aggressive. Last time Stanel went for the 3 gateways in Robo, which we do see now, which is a good thing to have versus CC Fag. It still is going to be important to micro and pay attention to it and figure out when it's coming. These positions are pretty good for Protoss if they can control their third base high ground. That's really effective against these kinds of pushes.
Yeah,
So
I
don't
was
expect-
thinking
yeah.
the real problem though is that Protoss can get up there, and how's Terran going to get up there to affect CC Fag push against like 8 goons or whatever? It's actually going to be very tough.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's good
Oh.
for Protoss.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, I thought you meant the opposite. Like if Terran gets up there, it's good for Terran, which is true, but yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, so I don't expect this to like end the game or anything, but if Royal Blue's smart with it, doesn't overcommit, like it's still good to get all these tanks.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about CC Fag and FD similarly, you know. If your opponent is doing something too power and you stay home, you can just put pressure on. It's fine, you can get mines out on the map. There's a lot of good things about this. So we see Vulture first. I mean, sorry, Vulture first. Vulture speed coming up pretty fast too, so no siege behind this. Similar style to what we saw in that other game, against you in fact. Not exactly the same, but this is interesting that people aren't going for siege with this nowadays. Because that's the classic. You get mines first, of course, but then you go for siege afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hate when people like start building a base outside my base, like siege and turrets, and depots, and
That's my favorite thing to do.
bunkers. God, it's so miserable.
Alright, so now stand on the high ground. Not with very many goons right now, though. Got the Robo on 1 gate here, so that cut into his goon production a bit. I don't know. Terran getting up there pretty aggressively. Loses a Vulture instantly, but does he have enough? I know, it looks dicey for Terran to try and come up here, but Stanel retreating quite a bit. Doesn't want to lose any goons here. It looks like he's going to give him the position. Now, remember, Terran doesn't have siege mode, though, so this doesn't actually matter that much. Like, he's just going to put a bunch of mines. Imagine if you did have siege mode. You just start building the bunker, like we were saying. Build a base outside your base. Okay, now that's a lot of goons, but you got to be careful with the mines.
This mine.
Just focus it.
Those get picked off. But trying to mine drag. Oh, doesn't quite make it to the tanks.
Hey, decent micro for Stanel. I think he's fine here. Again, especially with no siege. It's not like this is a big issue. The Observer gives him the high ground vision. You can see what's going on. I think Stanel will push this quite comfortably. But the mine actually activates. What? Oh. Okay. Nice micro that he moved that one game forward. Sacrificially.
Oh, really greedy here for Stanel, losing almost all of his goons. Is he? Oh, and his SCVs save that tank from going down. I feel like if Stanel just backed off there, he would have been in a much better position. But now he's in danger of losing this natural.
Yeah, it looks like Robley might actually be able to do it. Siege mode finishing in just a second. The mine's pushing the tanks, but the goons back all the way. The tanks continue to do their damage. More Vultures rallying. Oh my gosh, that's a great mine placement. Really nice mine placement there, and they can't even run. They're stuck on top of it. Boom, there they go.
Oh god.
Yeah. And now he can siege up, and these mines will protect them. Vultures continuing to rally, repairing even. This is brutal. Although, behind this, Royal Blue not really macroing, banking over 1,000 minerals. So if Stanel can, like, not die, honestly, he's probably looking fine. If. Oh, no, don't drag that into the probes. Okay, that mine died. I thought that goon was going to doom him for a moment. God, these tanks doing so much damage.
mines are doing such a good job of protecting them.
Yeah.
Like, these tanks are like a little bit too close to the mines, but they're so far away from the goons that it's fine.
The eBay is complete. We see turret and depot coming up.
Oh no, it's happening. Where's
my
Nightmare?
god. The tank's doing so much damage. Okay, the Zealot, honestly, a slow Zealot is bad, but maybe you can get in there and drag the mines here. Wait, how did that Vulture even get there? Oh, run into the main, run into the main. Oh my god.
Oh no.
So brutal. Oh, snipes that mine. Honestly, the anti-mine micro has been pretty good. Just the mine placement has been very good. Okay, so Royal Blue throwing down additional factories behind this, continuing to rally. He's killed a few pros, and yeah, this Nexus, it looks like it's not going to make it if he keeps fortifying, although those mines make me nervous. Nice depots. Yeah, okay, now Protoss can't break this. Pulls back, though. Why is he pulling back? Oh, he's giving up that Nexus by pulling this Goon back. That's a big mistake right here. Now this wall isn't even defended. Goons can just hit this wall without tanks hitting them. I'm not sure what the idea is here. And you know what? Protoss beginning to elevator. I think that tank barely doesn't have high ground vision. Uh-oh. Actually, he can actually come in here and do a lot now. Okay, the Vulture gives vision just in the nick of time. Although I think one tank will fall here. That's a big deal.
Oh my god.
And this is what I was saying. Like, he pulled the tanks back. I'm not really sure why. So that then the depots weren't actually protected. Although the mines doing work. Oh god, is this really what Protoss wants to do though?
Yeah, there's still a shuttle. Stanel could still be dropping Zealots right on the only thing that's left. At least, you know, force it to unsiege and then run forward.
Dude, this is like in reverse. The minefield is like on the Terran side of the depot wall when you want the opposite.
Yeah.
And still only one tank here for Royal Blue. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. Finally a third base tank for Royal Blue though, so he's continuing to take the advantage. And he is up in supply here. Okay, additional tank finally arrived too. But god, there's just so many mines here for Protoss to drag on. One turret only, not really going to stop those shuttles at all. Does take out the Observer though, which is nice. Well, that Vulture wanted it. Maybe he left the Nexus alive deliberately as like a bait for Protoss to keep fighting on the low ground. Again though, not protecting this depot wall at all. There's no point making it if your tank's not going to keep it alive. Because yeah, it's just free kills for the Protoss now. I mean, after killing all these, Terran will be close to getting supply blocked.
Yeah, so Royal Blue is continuing to rally units over here, but also getting a third base. Oh, and Stanel has a third base in the bottom right, Fish.
That's
I didn't
smart.
even notice.
That's very smart. I think that's definitely a good move in this scenario. But I mean, his tanks continue to do damage. Honestly, it doesn't really matter because Royal Blue, even though he's not killing Nexus, he's just trading so well for units, which might actually be what matters in the end. Okay, finally an SCV here to build more turrets. He desperately needed more. Oh, nice mines, but he does kind of drag into himself again. But yeah, more pros falling. Only now just starting to begin build probes at the bottom right. And Protoss doesn't have any extra tech here at all, whereas Terran actually is starting upgrades. He's getting Goliath range of all things. Terran looking really good right now.
Yeah. Yeah, 5 factories, 3 bases, way more workers. The Protoss like game plan has just been completely stalled here. We're up on 6 gateways with no tech. Still stuck in our own base.
Here we go, those Zealot bombs.
Trying to walk through this mineral light. Here we go. The shuttles. This is the best way to get out of here.
Yeah, nice, very nice.
There we go.
Oh wow, that was
much better trades.
Extremely effective. But there's only 3 goons behind us. They can't actually do anything. If he had a few more goons in the back there, maybe he could actually push forward and break. But as it stands, Terran just has too much. Goliath's really not the best unit here, but hey, they can shoot that shuttle before they die, I guess.
There you go.
How are those depots still alive after all this time? God, that's such a narrow space for Protoss to get through.
Oh my god.
Wow, that Goliath just gunned him down. They were so low.
Yeah, I can't believe it. Like, these tanks are still so far back. We've commented on it a couple times,
Yeah.
but like, it's really weird. Especially like now that we have the ability to build turrets and stuff up front.
Yeah, I'm surprised it doesn't have just like 10 turrets up here. That's what you really want to do here. Just deny any possibility of shuttles. Oh my god, those mines almost just destroyed everything.
I saw that.
Oh! Oh no, that's a huge mine here, and it's only continuing. It's only getting worse. The vultures among the probes. Fox among the hens. Destroying so much. I mean, this bottom right starting to get some income, but Terran.
Oh, this Zealot is going to pull it behind it at the probes!
Oh!
Oh.
Oh no, and more Protoss units getting taken out. Will he finally finish off this Nexus? He doesn't even have vision right now. Are you
He's
kidding
just
me?
out of range of it too, I think. Oh my god.
It's vision, not range, but yeah.
I think it's both.
I'm sure that tank is in range if he had vision.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. Alright. Trust Terran player.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Trust Terran players. They're trustworthy. Oh, that Observer. 2 HP. It's always 1 or 2 HP they live on. But now he finally will take out this Nexus and secure this low ground. Starting to build the depots. Obviously, he needs more turrets, but you know, there's no turrets left here even. This is where you build the scout. Oh no, there's a single Goliath, never mind. Terran even getting the science facility right now. That third base very comfortably mining. Looks like he wants to take a fourth at the 9 o'clock. Well, I don't know what Protoss plans to build at the bottom right, but it better be something good.
I mean, I don't think, like, they just have to keep pumping units out of their main. Like, they don't have enough money to make an explosion of gateways to flank from both sides, and, like, they don't have time to get carriers or something.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. It depends how complacent Royal Blue is about it. Like, if he thinks it's just this one base and he starts, like, clowning on him and just walling him off or whatever. You never know. I mean, look, this is finals, right? And obviously they didn't know the outcome of playing this one. So, I mean, Sandal's got everything to play for here.
Right. I mean, I stayed in my games way too long, so I can't blame Stano for doing that.
I mean, well...
Oh my God,
he has a
more
hidden
depots.
base. As long as you have the hidden base, you have hope, right?
But, like, it's about to be his only base. Well, I guess Royal Blue has, like, not allowed himself to kill the top left. He's so depoted.
Yeah. This is what I was saying. Like, maybe this is the way...
Yeah.
Oh, but look, an SCV coming down to the bottom right. He's only just starting to build gateways there.
No.
This might do it. Oops. Yeah, he sees it. He sees all... Even attacks it just to let Protoss know that he's doing it. Oh my god, there's so many vultures. The friggin' swarm of vultures.
They immediately turn around.
Okay, well now Protoss has to try and bust out. That's his only option here. But I mean, look at that. How is he going to get through that?
But how?
Oh look,
Like,
another probe sneaking away. The flame of ire will continue, I guess. Okay, he's elevatoring. I mean, it's a move if he can counterattack. But I don't know. Terran's been on 4 bases. But god, the vultures. Good god. Cancel the gateways. Cancel the pylon. Oh my god. Elevating 2 goons at a time is going to take a while. Terran continues to reinforce this contain. GG. Alright, Robu takes it. Coming back by 1 game at least. Well, that was a pretty dominating performance. If it's anything like that, maybe we can take game 3 as well.
I mean, I think it's fair to say that that first game was unusual. You know.
Yeah, oh, Blizzard is finally messing with us. We got this far in the cast. Let me try again.
Oh no.
Try doing that.
Here we go.
Alright, there we go. No problem. Alright, so we're going into game 3 on Silphid here. Alright, 12 o'clock. In the red, we have Stanel. And the bottom right, in the blue, we have Royal Blue winning that last game, tying it up 1-1 in this best of 3. So this game decides it between these two players. As we mentioned, the finals already decided, but they're still playing for honor. See if Amigos can add a few more points in the board, or if IKEA is going to take it that dominatingly. I wonder what the most one-sided finals we've ever had in CPL is.
I don't know. I mean, like, the format has changed a couple times, right?
It's true. Did we used to do best of ones? Yeah. In fact, I think until the last season we were doing best of ones for the playoffs, right? Which, to be honest, I'm not opposed to. I think that would be fine if we brought that back. But anyway,
There'd be even more cheese, though.
that's fine. I love the cheese games in the
so
finals.
much cheese. Look at this pylon.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's weird.
Very interesting.
What is it like? Where do you even put your gateways? Is this gonna be like a 12 next?
Even if it is a 12 next, you still need to put your gateway somewhere after
Yeah.
that. Forge
It's gonna
behind
be a
minerals
12
and then
next
cannon
into
rush.
another nexus. Yeah, maybe.
12 next, 13 next, the new build. Oh, it's up
Yeah.
here. It's up here.
That's weird.
That is weird. Protoss SimCity be weird. Aren't you a Protoss player? You don't you know that, like this is
Dude, I've never seen the self-manner pylon. Like
Well,
only
it doesn't
only
actually
in
block. Look, it doesn't
in
actually.
PvP.
Maybe it like actually
yeah.
speeds up mining by blocking a bad
Maybe.
path.
Yeah, maybe Stan knows all the secrets I don't know yet.
Is Chill still in chat? I'm sure he would know.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's weird. Alright, it's probe coming down.
I mean,
here.
like, it's nice to block the area behind your minerals so like a vulture drop can't get back there, but you can do that like with a pylon or your cyber core. Like you don't have to do this.
Well, I trust Stunel. There's a reason. But look at this. He's gonna get in before the wall. Royal Blue almost gets there. The SCV's like, no. Right, actually, Oh my god, he's
Oh,
block it.
nice block.
The moves, very nicely done by Royal Blue actually. So denying all scouting here. So I mean, after that last game, now do we see the 2-fac? He saw that his aggression was pretty effective. Oh, look at that. That does seem pretty neat. With the Cybercore back there, that is actually pretty cool. Compact base design.
Yeah, the SimCity on this map, and especially on this base, is weird and inconvenient. So like, I guess I can see the value in like this extreme space saving, so you have more room to put like a ton of gateways later.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, we have 3 guys in gas for Royal Blue.
Okay, well, I was 2. You know, that can be
More
a
than
drop.
one guy.
It's 2,
Yeah.
definitely 2.
Okay.
That can be a drop, or it could, of course, just be a mistake. I want to believe that he's going for a drop. I want to believe it. But, I mean, Stanley's also sick of this series, apparently. Both players saying, like, right, I don't have time for this, none of these long games. Let's just end this.
Yeah.
But, I mean, how's he going to deny scouting? Because Goon is not going to be out in time, I don't think.
Oh, we have a Citadel.
That's what I'm
the top
pointing
one.
out. That's what I'm saying. That's why.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was thinking about the drop.
Sorry, I should have mentioned it by name. There's probably like people in chat as well. Like, what the hell is he talking about? Oh, that goon!
Oh,
No!
It's get the
Oh!
Oh, nice.
Wow, careful though. Okay, there we go. It does block it. But I
There you
mean,
go.
it's already a bit suspicious if that goon doesn't come out. You're just going like, I wonder why. But look at this fake bunker. Or is it even fake? Maybe it is just a mistake, this double gas. Or is it? Okay, yeah, it is. I was looking at that SCV, he just built like a heart. It's about to build something, but it was not. So I guess he is just expanding, so just a bit of an error there. So that means Stanley is the only aggressive one. Now he's the bad guy of the game, right? If they are both doing something aggressive, who knows?
Yeah. The DTs are the good guy. Come on.
What? How is the DT the good guy?
What? They're like the like heroes of the action movie, right? Like they sneak in the enemy base, kill the like mustachioed evil guy, and like blow it up. Like
Drones mustachioed evil guys. That seems incorrect.
the drones are not in this. That's a different story.
I'm just saying that's
like
their most common victim. You know?
Star Trek Troopers or something. Yeah. But drones like they aren't like people, right?
Wow, you heard it here first, guys. He's saying Zergot people. Wow, Sate Zero, quiet you. No, DTs are not good guys, right? The hero would be like out in the open, like, you know, fighting honorably, I feel.
That's too simple. That's too simple.
Yeah, well, heroes should probably be
Yeah,
simple.
they're like the like edgy superheroes, like that they act like
like modern gritty superheroes.
anti-heroes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
They have
That's
to, like
it.
their a poster is them like standing on a building looking down,
Oh,
like
God.
a grumpy look.
Yeah. I was coming across the map here, and I mean, I don't see Royal Blue. He has a turret. I mean, not turret. He doesn't have a turret. He has an eBay. If he starts the turret right now, I mean, it's going to be close, but I think he'll have time. It is a lot stronger if you proxy the gates with this, and we can see why here. Like, I think he's going to finish it just in time. That said, a run by could definitely go down. There's only 2 Marines in that bunker.
And Rebel should know something is up. Like it's 5:20, and the next is yeah. So like, I really hope we see more than one turret. Like Terrians can be so greedy sometimes.
Well,
Here we go. Yeah, 2 tanks being sieged and a bunker. I don't think these can make it past, especially if they aren't too close by each other.
No, they get destroyed. Yeah, unfortunate. But yeah, we don't see a turret in the main as well. So you're right, he's greedy as hell, but he sees the DTs now, so he's probably been like, all right then. Damn, Robley really getting away with the absolute minimum defense here, so he's looking really good in the game. I mean, the pro count for Stanley is good. It's just his Nexus is low, so we'll see Robley pull a little bit ahead.
Yeah, it's not complete game over. Like a Protoss, especially like they can transition into like 2-based Arbiter really easily.
Well, Sate Zero.
Like always a chance to win.
It depends what the Zealots are doing, you know? If they're, like, chasing the little innocent Marines between, like, little holes, and the Marines are like, oh god, just let me get through this hole so he doesn't kill me, that's definitely bad guy. But if they're, like, heroically attacking into the Hydra army, definitely good guy. Or even into the mines, like, oh, you know, they sacrifice themselves. Yeah, for sure.
Well, I mean, like, so you call Zealots the football team all the time. And,
yeah,
like,
if there's a bunch of speed Zealots, that's a football team.
Like, it depends on, like, what kind of movie it is, if the football team's good or not. Because if it's, like, Remember the Titans, then they're good. But if it's, like Back to the Future, then they're the bad guys.
Yeah, absolutely, right? Well, remember, one slow Zealot coming into the Terran base is an abusive father, as you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how it goes, right? Every unit has their character, right? So, I mean, those DTs trying to run in the front even after they saw detection, maybe they weren't the bad guys after all.
No, that was
Yeah,
like...
H-Tech, you should. Join CPL Discord. It's a good place to learn the game, assuming you're not like some retired Gosu. Maybe you are, I don't know. You should still join CPL.
Exactly. Yeah, we had like G5 on one of these teams, right?
Nice. Yeah, definitely we had G5
Yeah.
coaching. Who else did we have? Rhett we had this time, right?
Oh yeah, I forgot about Red.
I mean, people came up with other players. Of course, we have amazing players like Crossy in as well.
Yeah, we had the Striker. How about the Zergs in our team?
Yeah, I was about to say we have Dragon, but now I'm sad we don't have any more. We have Quark. I'm just looking at the CPL, looking at the list. Machine.
Yeah, sure.
All
So
really big names.
there are 3 DTs and a Zealot congregating here at this high ground base. Is there a shuttle? Yes, there's a shuttle coming to pick them up.
Oh yeah.
And there's just this one turret in the main here by the
Oh, look at
mineral
that
line,
eBay,
but it is
though.
protected by eBay.
Yeah, very smart here. That means he can't target it. But I mean, 2 tanks is not really competent to fight that force. They will actually die if they try and fight that straight up. But presumably he can kite. He has time to build reinforcements. Bring reinforcements in. So it's not necessarily looking bad for Royal Blue, but a bit scary maybe.
Yeah, I think with these 4 tanks here already and the scanners, I think Royal Blue's gonna be okay.
Well, we'll
Just
see.
take a micro here.
Yeah, this is a good tank position as well because the building's even blocked for them. It's not like they can get through the SCVs. If you're going to be killing like 2 SCVs with this does not make this drop worth it. Oh, even Mineral Walking too. Nicely done by Royal Blue.
Nice.
Shuts that down completely. Oh, will he lose a tank? Nope. Nice, very nice. Well, Stanley must be kind of shaking his head right now. Everything he's done so far has not worked.
So we're seeing a 3rd base at the Cursed High Ground.
Yeah, I mean, in these positions I don't mind it so much, but still I'd rather he took like the 11 o'clock for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a question for you. Vultures, are they ever the good guy? Is there any scenario?
No.
No?
They're always evil. Just like Lings and Mutas, they're always the bad guy.
I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Next cast, I'll come back with you as to when Vultures are the good guy.
I mean, what kind of hero like puts down landmines that kill their own friends, right?
True.
Like,
That's a
that's
good point.
never heroic.
Yeah, that is an excellent point. And even when they're like sacrificing themselves, and like they themselves are doing the damage, just dying to lay the mines.
Yeah.
True. Wow, has to kill that wall. See, walling sucks. You have to kill the depot.
Oh no, 100 minerals.
200 minerals, and he's supply blocked. I keep telling people.
Oh no. Okay, well if we just build more depots, it'd be fine.
If he's only building 1 right now, okay, he's starting on 1.
But like, think about the value that those depots provided over the course of the game in terms of like defense, and maybe not even in this game, but like against potential Protoss attacks. Like
That's true.
I think it's worth more than 100 minerals per depot for that.
I have my doubts sometimes. Depends. But look at this. He's coming out with a pretty strong push here. Now, you know, Protoss has exhausted their tricks with the DTs. What does he really have? He has a bunch of Zealot Goon. No Zealot speed yet. It's almost done, though. But, I mean, does he have time? Terran just powering forward. Not going to be stopped easily here. Destroying a few Goons there.
Yeah, this is a huge push. There's so many tanks. There is this one Templar. I think I saw Storm get researched, but there's not enough energy yet.
Oh. And the tanks all sieging up. These Goons are going to fall so fast.
Yeah, there's barely any supporting units left for these tanks, but who needs them when you have this many?
That one Goliath for the one shuttle, perfectly matching what Protoss has, I guess. But he's going to drop on top of these tanks. It's not bad. I mean, he got some damage done, but it's not enough. And yeah, there's not much left for Protoss here. Terran continuing to rally a little bit of reinforcements. Will Storm be ready? No, there's still no energy. It takes so long when you need it the most. So it's getting vaporized.
This Templar he's got it. He's got 75 energy.
Yes,
Yes,
he did it.
there we go. He did it.
But all his friends are dead, and now he is too.
Yeah.
Looks like Royal Blue is going to take this one, I'm pretty sure. Although more speed zealots are coming out. I don't know, and the shuttle loads up actually. Maybe it's not over. If he can take out all these tanks. Oh my god! That first zealot certainly did enough. And those tanks make those other ones worth quite a bit, but ultimately there's still some tanks in the back here. Some probes have fallen as well. Thing is, if Terran secures this location, you can take out the 3rd so easily because it is on that cursed high ground. More vultures continuing to be produced.
There's a vulture in the main mineral line. I think this. Oh, the mine takes out 1 probe when it goes down.
Oh my gosh, loading up more zealots. I mean, speed zealot drops are very good, but oh my god, these vultures starting to go to work in the main. That one Goliath, he's been trying so hard to kill this shuttle, he's finally going to get it. Wait, no, his buddy comes in and steals the kill even. But now Terran's getting in on top of the production. I mean, this many vultures. GG. Royal Blue going to take it 2-1. So that's another point for Amigos. So that's something at least.
Let's go, Amigos.
Alright, we are going to leave the cast here today. And congratulations again to IKEA for winning CPL 6. But we are going to cast the rest of this series. Join us tomorrow at the same time. We'll finish off the matchup and we'll have a bit of a closing cast for CPL 6 as well. So don't miss it. Same time tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. And thanks, congratulations again to IKEA for winning CPL 6.